Like, stop stealing my culture. Stop stealing millennial culture. Lions, tigers, bears. Oh my. Gaslighting, abuse, rape, deception. Oh my. Wow. Also, can we talk seriously about how the green M&M isn't sexy enough anymore? It's like, this is the kind of intellectual discourse that people are having these days about the sexiness of the green M&M. We're so cooked, bro. The West has fallen. Dude, you can make a video titled Onision's Crimes and it's you just farting into the fucking microphone for 20 minutes and that video would blow up. Onision content had its time. So, let us begin. This starts long ago in a galaxy far away. Surprisingly with I'm Alex, somehow, okay? I'm Alex was a YouTube commentary dude or whatever the fuck, and he got blasted out of orbit for being, like, horribly abusive to his girlfriend. I have coverage of that whole fucking situation on my YouTube channel as well, if you're curious about more lore on I'm Alex. But anyway, he basically just, like, fucked off forever. He was like, I'm donezo. I'm out. You know, I read the room. I understand that it's over for me. It's time for me to go. Okay. So he's gone out of the picture. Enter DANKYJABO. DANKYJABO is a commentary guy as well. This is DANKYJABO. DANKYJABO does, you know, like commentary videos, what have you, so on and so forth. Okay. DANKYJABO edited for I'm Alex. He did editing work for I'm Alex before the allegations of I'm Alex being abusive, basically. Following that, DANKYJABO doesn't work with I'm Alex anymore. I think that they stopped working together like 6 months ago, I want to say. And the criticism that basically what happened, everybody got bored, okay? Everybody expected I'm Alex to put up a fight. Everybody expected there to be like huge fucking nuclear levels of drama and fallout, similar to like the super mega shit. Like they wanted blood. And so I'm Alex just off into the sunset was never an option, okay? They wanted the drag out fist fight. We're going to make 10,000 hit piece exposés on you and every single person that defends you. That's what everybody was hoping for, and it never happened, okay? So because that didn't happen, people turned their sights to everybody approximately involved. And so DANKYJABO edited for I'm Alex. And DANKYJABO still follows I'm Alex on Instagram. So obviously we have to go nuclear on this guy, right? Like we got to get him, like drag him out into the town square, tar and feather him, because if you follow somebody on Instagram, god damn it, you support every single fucking thing they've ever done in their entire life. So enter this guy, Lewis McClung. Lewis McClung. I think this guy's really fucking annoying personally. Maybe it's just a me thing. I don't know. Anyway, this dude makes like TikTok allegation videos. Okay, so a lot of his videos are about TikTok people and their abuse situations and blah, blah, blah. That's what Lewis McClung does. I wouldn't even say commentary. It's like scripted video essay hit pieces is really what it is. So that's just something to be mindful of when we move forward, that Lewis McClung isn't a live streamer. So when we get a little bit further into the thick of it, that will become very apparent that a tactical error was made in addressing a lot of this stuff. So Lewis McClung made a little hit piece on DANKYJABO, which is now gone. But we are going to begin with DANKYJABO responding to the allegations that Lewis McClung made against him. So that has, you know, like the clips and everything else in there where it's like, this is what you said about me and this is why it's not true. So we're going to go ahead and get started there, okay? There's also another girl in here. I can't remember her name. It's the other lady that's involved in this. They'll say her name in a minute. DANKYJABO will say her name in a minute. This girl's like a radfem kind of YouTube commentator, so we can safely assume that a lot of those criticisms are going to be very hyperbolized and very ridiculous and very like who gives a shit kind of thing. But nonetheless, Cataclysm, thank you. Cataclysm, thank you. Cataclysm. You guys are right. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started.
I'm going to address this situation because it's all based on petty, baseless gossip and huge lies that frankly weren't worth responding to. But recently it's become so much bigger than I ever thought it would, so I figured I'd set the record straight. For the last few months, I've been the target of a harassment campaign from Lewis McClung and Cataclysm. They've been lying about me both privately and publicly and passing off huge false assumptions as fact when there is no evidence to support them. The two main claims that they make are that I'm a misogynist and that I'm supporting an abuser. In Lewis's video, he details all of the supposed allegations.
The accusations against DANKYJABO, aka Jesse, go as follows. Lying.
And also, I don't like this dude. I don't like his style. I don't like his vibe. It's just very like pretentious and cringe. I don't with it. I just don't with it. There's just something about this guy that I don't like, and I can't put my finger on it. It might be like the pirate outfit. The pirate outfit might be what's off-putting to me. I can't really identify what it is, but nonetheless, I really hate this guy. And I also hate how when he makes his videos, he has like a fan on, so his hair is like blowing in the wind as he's making like his videos. It's just very, it's just like very Gen Z in the worst kind of way. You know what I mean? I don't love it. Okay, I don't love it.
To your audience, using hateful, derogatory speech towards women, silencing those who are against you, and lying to and manipulating your audience, those who hold you as sanctity, honestly.
All of these allegations are either lies or baseless assumptions based on nothing but pure conjecture. For those who are unaware, I used to edit for I'm Alex. Me and Alex were not friends during this period, and it was purely a business relationship. In fact, the last time I ever spoke to the man was when I received my last payment from him 6 months ago. Despite this, Lewis McClung and Cataclysm have made out as though me and Alex were, and continue to be, close friends, and I'm even being mentored by him. Obviously, there is no evidence to support this because it's not true, so the two resort to grasping at straws, lying, and making things up to pass me off as an abuse apologist. One of the only pieces of evidence that they show are that our thumbnails are similar.
You can even tell the blatant
I love this. It's like a pilgrim outfit. He's literally dressed for a witch hunt, which is very fitting for the video. Nice.
mentoring through the exact same thumbnail design. They use the exact same thumbnail design. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just more proof that he mentored him or taught him his ways.
I mean, these are just YouTube thumbnails. It's ridiculous that these can be counted as any type of evidence that me and
Also, like, really fucking stupid point. If he's editing for this guy, he's probably going to carry over a lot of that editing style into his content because he was literally editing the videos. Like, if I started editing videos for somebody else, and you guys were like, oh my god, this person's ripping off Malcolm's content, it's like, no shit. It's the same editing style. I'm the one that's fucking editing it. Of course. Like, duh. What the f*** are you talking about right now?
him have some sort of relationship. And by the way, this is also a point made by both Cataclysm and an actual old friend of Alex and Jake Baz, who was previously featured on his channel before.
When Alex stopped posting because of everything that happened, Jesse then started posting very much in the style of Alex, with Alex's thumbnails, etc.
My hottest take, and you guys are going to hate this, my hottest take is if a girl has a vertical labret piercing like that, run. They're all, that's like, she'll kill ya, okay? That's like your tires are slashed. Somebody put a hit out on your mom. Like, if a girl has a vertical labret piercing, you fucking run, bro. You fucking run, bro.
Etc. etc.
Coincidentally, your thumbnails seems to be only since he's quit. Your thumbnails have started getting a lot more like Alex's, which is weird. Why would you only just start doing that now, coincidentally?
And the thing that's crazy is that this is what all of these people's thumbnails look like because it's like commentary, slop. It's like the same fucking thing. Like, this is just like a standard kind of format for like YouTube hit pieces. This is like a standard format for how people like design their thumbnails. Like, are you also friends with I'm Alex because your thumbnail looks exactly like this too? Vertical labrets are just not the vibe. Okay, they're not the vibe. It's like eyebrow piercings. It's like you gotta just the eyebrow piercing or the vertical labret. You just gotta go. And occasionally the Medusa as well. There are red flags everywhere for those of us with eyes to see. Okay, Medusas, vertical labrets, eyebrow piercings. These are all classic red flags, okay? All classic red flags.
When he stops uploading.
However, the great irony of this point is that the very thumbnails on the streams that my thumbnails are being criticized on are the exact thumbnail style that somehow prove that Alex is mentoring me. And not only that, but Cataclysm still continues to use the very thumbnails that she's criticizing me for to this day. By that logic, is
like, they're literally the fucking same as his. They're the same. It just has like a pink background.
she also being mentored by Alex? No, obviously not, because it's just a YouTube thumbnail. And like I said, I haven't spoken to Alex since my last payment from him. He has nothing to do with my channel. Another ridiculous piece of evidence that they use is that I still follow I'm Alex's Instagram account.
Also, what some people have noticed, which is what Katie alluded to in a video as well, is that DANKYJABO is still following Alex. So, this is true.
Also, when all of your enemies are British, you know that the allegations are just completely false. Like, any weapon that forms will never prosper against you if they are uttered from somebody who has a British accent. It's just true. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules.
I had a look earlier before the stream. So DANKYJABO is following Alex and is still followed by Alex as well. So they're still around each other. That's what I do know.
Apparently, and still now, Jesse followed and still follows I'm Alex.
Now, DANKYJABO was still following Alex.
A follow could mean anything. It does not mean an endorsement. Cataclysm, your friend Alex still follows Lewis Bucket on Instagram, who you've publicly called out on your channel before.
I'm just annoyed because why is the commentary scene full of absolute fucking morons? Lewis Buchan, you're a fucking idiot. You're a creep. Get off.
This girl just gives me like horrible vibes. Like, her vibes are rancid. Rancid vibes. Like, the fucking Hello Kitty. Who's the guy that did that? The one that Valerie Solano shot. Who am I thinking of? What the f is that guy's name? You guys know who I'm talking about. Who was shot by Valerie Solanos? Andy Warhol. Thank you. I'm so stupid. Like, the Andy Warhol Hello Kitty, the pink monster, the vertical labret, the septum hoop combo, the finger tattoos, the rock revival or like Bad Religion fucking bedazzled top, the bracelet over the sleeves of the shirt, more Hello Kitty, the Mario stuff, the entire toy shop, a frame picture of fucking Twisty the Clown from American Horror Story. Like, run, dude, run. No, you guys run. I need you guys to trust me so sincerely when I say this. You have to run the away from women like this. Like, ooh, she's bad news bears, dude.
Offline. I hate you, and you should not be online, you dirty scumbag. They just don't deserve platforms, do they? They don't. They fucking don't.
So does this mean that Alice and Lewis Buchan are close friends and that she's endorsing everything that he's done? I personally don't think so. The next piece of evidence they use is a DM that Cataclysm leaked of me making a joke.
And someone reached out to be like, hey, is there a reason you're still following an abuser? And many people will say this is petty, all right? Who cares about who's following who? But the reasoning they had more concern is because DANKYJABO was previously I'm Alex's editor. So you can already see there's a little bit of concern to be had there. Without jumping to conclusions, there's some concern to be had. And DANKYJABO...
Without jumping to any conclusions, the conclusion might be that he was just like following him and then forgot or like didn't care to unfollow or whatever. Like, what does that even mean? Like, you are jumping to conclusions, bro. What?
basically responded, taking the piss out of the situation as if it was nothing.
Because one of Alice's friends decided to reach out to him and ask why, if it was an accident, if he meant to unfollow him, or if he just didn't know what was going on, which was unlikely and is still unlikely and is very impossible now. Is there any reason you still follow and work for an abusive piece of shit? They're talking about Alex, and there's nobody else they could be talking about. I'm so sorry, mate. I'm not doing an accent. I'm not, you can't, no. I'm sorry, mate. I'll unfollow the annoying orange right now. So you defend abuse?
Also, these kinds of people are like really fucking annoying to me as well, because they want to be like, these are very serious allegations. You know, these are the accusations that you are supporting an abuser of women, a woman beater, and you're supporting this guy. You, through thick and thin, have stood by his side and continue to endorse and allow his behavior of abusing women because you follow him on Instagram. And so this is like the tone of like a very serious video, but we're doing like bits and memes and clips, and it's like, I thought this was a very serious allegation, but it obviously isn't that serious if we're willing to do all this, right? Like, tone? Maybe? Tone?
Users, I'm Alex, and work for them. And that means they said it there. That means you can't ignore it. That means, yeah, maybe they could have meant something else. Maybe they could have meant the annoying orange. I don't know. I wasn't there. Maybe the annoying orange was an abusive prick. I wasn't part of the show. I don't know. But the response will baffle you. I would never defend or support the annoying orange. He gaslights all the fruit in the kitchen. How dare you accuse me of such a thing?
Now let's be clear here. It's very obvious that this person was not messaging me just to inquire, as Lewis states. This is a complete stranger who was getting hostile with me in my DMs off the bat, and I was honestly sick of people messaging me about my former boss, whom I have no involvement with. It's very egotistical and narcissistic to say that people have to take random adversarial DMs seriously, and that if they don't, that they're covert abusers. People aren't actually required to take you seriously if you DM them out of the blue, demanding answers despite you being a complete stranger. Now with that being said, obviously what I should have done is ignore it, and I'll admit it was wrong of me not to. But I made this joke to mock the person for sending me this DM, and to imply that it's any more than that is...
I mean, based, like, if he's like, yeah, maybe I should have just ignored this and not said anything, that's fair. But also, like, it's just like a little meme comment. Like, I don't know, they're acting like this is like a smoking gun. Like, they found him next to the body, the casing on the floor, the blood spattered all over his face because he responded to, like, a troll message with, like, a meme comment. Okay, you could say that, like, maybe he could have just ignored that or responded better, but it's, like, also, who gives a fuck? It's, like, a throwaway comment from a fucking random person messaging him. Like, I don't know, it's just, like... Who cares? Like, I just don't get it. And especially on the other token where, like, these people would be, like, really empathetic to somebody if they got, like, a message from, like, a TERF, and the TERF said something, like, crazy transphobic or something like that, and then, you know, they were like, yes, true, I will always be a woman, or I will, you know, like, I'm never my assigned sex, or whatever the fuck. Like, just kind of making, like, a trolly comment back, they'd be like, oh, no, it's well within that person's right to, like, kind of, like, fuck with the people that are, like, going out of their way to be a dick online. Like, if the roles were reversed and this was another situation, they would probably offer the grace to the person who's just kind of, like, exasperatedly responding to one of the 700 fucking messages they probably got today about this bullshit. Like, I don't know. I think that they would offer grace in more situations, but because they are, like, wanting to crucify DANKYJABO, that they are not willing to offer that grace to him, when it would make sense that, like, after the 900th fucking comment that you get, you're kind of like, dude, whatever, fuck you. Sure, you can just ignore it, but also it's like, I don't think it's a moral failing for you to just kind of, like, fuck with somebody who won't stop messaging you, or... You know, everybody has their limits, whatever.
Is simply unfair.
How hard is it to just carry what you say in your videos into real life? And if DANKYJABO, Jesse, had done that, he would not have replied being like, I would never, like, follow the annoying orange. Like, he would have just been like, yeah, maybe I should take abuse seriously considering my channel and my bills are built upon talking about abuse. It's virtue signal. It is. It is.
I made one joke about the annoying orange, and now you're trying to paint my entire channel out to be manipulative, disingenuous, and virtue signaling, and label me as a misogynist who defends and supports abuse.
Yeah, it's an easy follow. I'm confused on how so many of you are also confused. Alex is an abuser. DANKYJABO worked for him previously and is now defending him. It's really... I fear it's not that hard.
No, I am not, and I never have defended him. A follow on Instagram and a joke about the annoying orange do not count as a defense. You have no actual evidence of this claim because it's very obviously not true. Lewis and Katie also tried to make it seem as though I was being willfully manipulated by Alex.
This apparently made him feel as though he owed Alex some gratitude. If you ask me, that sounds like you're willingly let somebody manipulate you, but that might just be me.
A lot of people worked alongside Alex. Alex knew what he was doing to an extent. You have to give him that. People wanted Alex's help, and from what I've heard, Alex did help a lot of people, and people felt obliged to stick by him. And I do think this is definitely a form of manipulation, and I don't necessarily blame every single person who feels iffy about saying anything about Alex because they've helped him, but standing by somebody who has been outed as an abuser or who you know is an abuser just because Alex has done, for example, a little bit for you and helped your career, you're a scumbag. You're an enabler, and you don't genuinely believe in what you're talking about. A little example I have here is I received a screenshot from Alice, which was one of Alice's friends in contact with a content creator called DANKYJABO.
I wasn't being exploited. I was working a job and being paid for my work, and it was in an industry that I've always wanted to be a part of, so I was grateful for the opportunity. I edited his YouTube videos, and he paid me. I was an employee. That was all that was happening. To try and paint it out as though there was something inherently corrupt going on here is just strange and inaccurate. I worked for him remotely. We never even met personally. He paid me, and we barely spoke. There was really nothing more interesting going on than that.
He's being a dickhead, a doofus, even kind of a, intolerable cringe bastard, but that's fine, you're right. The problem is that he makes almost only content, almost entirely, almost exclusively on content about either women being abused or abusive women. Like that's, if you scroll down in the past 6 months, that's it.
This is ridiculous to try and paint my channel in a way where I only cover abusive relationships, and then go on to show a screenshot where only one of the 16 videos shown is about an abusive relationship, and to show that video twice in the same screenshot to make it look more like I cover them exclusively is so blatantly manipulative and hypocritical when you're calling me out for being a manipulative hypocrite. Of the 42 commentary videos that I have made thus far, only 3 of them are about abusive relationships. So to claim that this is the only type of content that I make is just one of the many lies that have been levied against me. Lewis and KATICLYZM have also said on a live stream that I have talked openly about being taught by Alex.
Then you have to understand that abusive people are not those to coddle. They're not those to, hold dear. They're people to...
A Neon Trees poster? Oh, bro, it's over.
Sure, talk with and understand, but not to forgive, not to work with and take advice from. Because according to him, and in certain situations, he might still be taking tutelage from I'm Alex, which is a big issue.
What do you mean, according to me? When have I ever said anything that might even slightly suggest that I've been receiving tutelage from him? The answer is never, which is why neither Lewis...
Tutelage? That's a word.
Nor KATICLYZM ever give any examples because it's not true. I need to make it so incredibly clear. I have not spoken to this man since my last payment from him, which in and of itself was a completely standard business conversation, as he owed me money for the work that I had done on his channel. I genuinely have no idea what the two of them could be referring to here. He even says that me and Alex must be in contact because we have the same editing style.
Right?
Sure, that's probably...
Thumbnail design. They have the same content design. They do the same editing technique.
That would be...
Because he was editing videos for his fucking channel, you buffoon. You buffoon! Of course it's a similar editing style. He was the one that was doing the fucking editing. Of course that would carry over into his own personal fucking content.
Well, well, the whole similar content style, that's how all these types of communities work in general. There's usually a community, and everybody has the same style.
Similar. It's almost the same.
Maybe it's because I was his fucking editor. Obviously,
True.
the edits are gonna be the same. I was the one doing both of them. We make commentary videos. None of us are exactly reinventing the wheel here.
The problem is he's making this content, and then this is how he actually treats a case that he is involved with, involving the abuse of a woman. Do you not see the problem there?
The only reason I am now involved in this is because you are insisting that I know these people when I worked for Alex briefly and I didn't know Alex at all. If it wasn't for your input, then I still would have nothing to do with any of this. You've made this a problem by making things up to get mad at, and you've been doing that the whole time. Katie even says this on her stream as justification for why she had to confront me.
But there are still speculation that he and Alex may be working together behind the scenes.
The only reason the speculation exists now is because of you. There were no rumors about
Still working together behind the scenes. I'm Alex, fled the fucking internet. What do you mean? He's not doing anything. He's, in fucking hiding, dude. He's in the Saddam Hussein bunker right now. What are you talking about? They're still working together. By doing what? What work? What could you possibly be fucking talking about?
any of this before you started harassing me publicly.
But KATICLYZM was approached by Jessie not too long ago. I think it was also about 5 to 6 months ago when she was approached by Jessie. And Jessie wanted to talk with her, okay? They made similar content. They had similar sub counts. This is her words. And so he asked to call her, which if you...
Mr. Mollusk, always fucking true. Some people, me, are saying, very true. And I see now the neon trees here. No, guys. No, guys. Liking neon trees is worse than liking Imagine Dragons. And I say that as somebody who likes Imagine Dragons, okay? Neon Trees has one good song. One, okay? If you were an adult, especially... This dude didn't even grow up... How, was he even alive when Animals was released? Like, stop stealing my culture. Stop stealing millennial culture. Stop. All these Gen Z assholes need to fuck off, okay? Neon Trees, our culture. Imagine Dragons, our culture. Being cringe on the internet, our culture. Stop stealing these things. Malcolm, you look like you like Imagine Dragons. Fuck you, Tasha. No, I think that they literally did Animals and then just, like, fucked off. I think Neon Trees. Yeah, their last song was in 2015, bro. They've been They've been gone for a while, and they have one good song. A single good song. And it's Animal. That's it. There's one good Neon Trees. Like, if you have, like, Neon Trees merch, I'm praying for you, bro. You are cooked.
You ask me, calling people has a stigma around it for a reason. You can just text people, man. If there's no reason to call, like if it's not
21 Pilots is a Zoomer ban. Absolutely no 21 Pilots in this household.
urgent or anything, there shouldn't be any reason.
If there's something inherently wrong with calls, then why do you want to do an
Isn't that funny? You thought you were joking, but it's true. They literally made Animals and then just, like, fucked off. Like, you were right. You predicted the future.
interview with me like you state later on in your video?
Come on my show. Come on here. I will interview you unbiasedly. I will ask you questions. That is what I will do, okay? I'm offering you this proposition.
This is just such a reach. I messaged her because she followed me and we were at similar sizes. All I did was go, hey man, we should hop on a call sometime. For you to try and paint this out as something nefarious is incredibly disingenuous and manipulative.
He mansplained how
Oh my god, he sent a message to a girl. Like, what? You guys, like, when will... It's crazy because back in the day, you guys, we're boomer posting now because I have to flex my authority here on this little Gen Z fucking dork, okay? Back in the day, if somebody did something that pissed you off, okay, you talk shit behind their back like a normal fucking person, and it stayed within the confines of, like, the school that you went to, okay? Or there was, like, a little gossip circle at work or something. Nowadays, everybody has, like, nukes. And the nukes are, like, public dismemberment over the dumbest shit ever. Like, we are unironically making reaches that this guy is, like, a sex pest, like, kind of degen, fucking hitting up girls to rizz him up because he sent a message to a girl on Discord about content creation. And that, you think that's an appropriate thing to do. You think it's an appropriate thing to do to speculate that he was trying to quest, which arguably isn't even that big of a deal. If he is messaging a girl that he thinks is, like, cute on Instagram or Discord or whatever the fuck, if he is doing that, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with messaging somebody that you think is cute and being like, hey, what's up? But that wasn't even what he was doing. It was, like, content creation shit. Like, what happened to just normal gossip? Everybody's like, go gadget rape discourse. It doesn't matter what it is. Like, everybody's like, holy shit, how can I make this the worst fucking thing that anybody has ever heard and ruin this person's fucking life over arguably nothing? It's insane. The kids are not alright, dude. They are not alright.
How to be a better YouTuber to Cataclysm for like 2.5 hours. And then, at the end of those 2 hours, apparently Cataclysm jumped on the opportunity to ask him why he said the annoying orange bullshit, into which he hung up, ran away, and unfollowed her.
I don't know what Cataclysm told you, but this is not what happened at all. The call was not 2.5 hours long. I have it right here. It was 40 minutes. And you claim that at the end of the call I ran away when the screenshot was brought up. No, I explained exactly to Cataclysm what I've been explaining to you this video. I edited for Alex, but I was grateful for the opportunity that he gave me, that we were never friends, and I haven't spoken to him in months. This part of the call was conveniently left out of her retelling of events, however. Now, this would be a my word against your scenario, but there's actual evidence for this. When the call ended, Cataclysm messaged me saying this: yo, thanks for calling, man, appreciate it. If you ever want to join call with us, feel free. Gives you a chance to talk to more people, kiss. Do those sound like the words of somebody who just got abruptly hung up on? I personally don't think so. I'm very concerned that these YouTubers have made videos on me based purely on gossip and baseless accusations with no evidence of how the conversations they say went down actually went down. I didn't join Katie's call with her friends, and now they've all gone and made negative videos on me, which were not reflected by the messages that I was receiving at the time. At this point, she'd unfollowed me on Instagram, and I just really did not think that it was a big deal at all. In my mind, if she had unfollowed me, it'd probably just be best if I'd unfollowed her, just as I told her in the DMs that she ended up leaking.
Can we call real quick? I know why you want to call. You don't want it to be in text message so that you can't screenshot it, so that you can't prove to the world that you might not do as you preach. You sly bastard. You thought you could just hide around being...
And these are the kind of people that, like, this dude right here, see these crazy eyes that are gazing into your soul right now? Like, the untethered connection to the demon realm. These people are the reason that you, like, if you are a content creator, you should be recording your shit. Like, obviously, know the laws of the area that you're in. You know, two-party consent exists in some, blah, 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 whatever the fuck, right? Because these bitches will get in calls with people and then just fucking lie about what they talked about. Like, what kind of life do you live where it's like you have to think about some of the people that you, like, fuck around on the internet with, that you need to record your calls? That's insane. Like, everybody is so unwell. Everyone is so unwell. The fluoride stare. If she said that she recorded it, then she should release the whole fucking thing. Like, it's so fucking boring, dude. It's like you guys are trying to build this shit up on fucking nothing. Literally nothing. And it's like, oh, well, I recorded the call. Okay, then release it. You won't, because you're fucking lying. That's why you won't do it. It's because you're fucking lying. I don't know, dude. It's nuts. It's nuts.
Being kind of a quirky, weird dude. You know, somebody might just call because they don't like the text. No, 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 no. You don't want the chance of there being receipts out there. That's even more weird. That's even worse. Oh my god. That's even worse, dude. You can't just...
Yeah, she recorded it but couldn't find it. Yeah, I fucking bet, and I'm the Pope. Malcolm IDK, if it was in Lewis's video or his interview with Papa God, but Lewis admitted that he was like some lonely theater kid with no friends. Well, guys, a really good way to make friends is to sow doubt in all of your relationships and make every single person that you connect with distrustful of you as soon as they become no longer useful for you, or they do something that even mildly just upsets you and might have been something that was a mild grievance, and you turn that into a reason to go Hiroshima on their ass. That's a really good way to make friends, Lewis. You're going to go really far with that one. You're going to go really far with that one. There's nothing that people love more than being afraid that their own friends are going to nuke them from orbit the second that they do something wrong. Very true. That's a really great, healthy way to navigate relationships. Good job.
I'm glad I pieced that together because I don't think anybody's made that point yet. Yeah, Detective Louis McClung.
You're right. Nobody has made this point before. Maybe because it's dog shit. It's very obvious that some people prefer calls because they're just quicker and more convenient. It's perfectly fine to ask for a call, as you have literally done in this video. You're using the fact that I tried to call someone as some sort of weird manipulation tactic, despite the fact that I later immediately agreed to text instead. It's just another one of your many baseless accusations.
Bro, I was trying to tell you that the screenshot of the annoying orange stuff, is you blatantly mocking abuse. And you came to me, out of all people who have you, which you clearly had, been on my channel, you'd realize I've been abused too.
I spoke to Katie because she followed me.
Girl, what the fuck? You made a joke about the annoying orange as an abuse survivor. Oh, what, bro?
And we were at similar sizes, like I said. The fact that anyone may have been abused was not on my mind at all, because why would it be? It was just one YouTuber talking to another. I don't know why people think I'm involved in anything else. One joke about the annoying orange because I didn't want people bothering me has somehow turned into me defending an abuser and being I'm Alex's best friend.
Is that, yeah, that's a little stupid of you, you know? To come to somebody and be like, I know how to YouTube better than you. You should ask me questions and we should like call and stuff. Honestly, it sounds like he was trying to like flirt. I don't know. I don't want to assume or presume. He might have been.
Everybody that I've talked to, I guess, about content creation, I've been flirting with. News to me, you guys, what the fuck? I message Oliver sometimes, and we talk about, like, video essays and stuff. I guess I was flirting with him. I've talked to Roxy a few times about, like, streaming and stuff, and, like, helping her set up streaming stuff if she ever wants to stream. I guess we were flirting. Mr. Pussy occasionally messages me about, like, content-related stuff. Surprise, we're dating now, I guess. I'm sorry that I flirted with all of you guys. I didn't even know that I was doing it, honestly. Like, yes, you sent me a link one time. We totally flirted. Like, this is nuts. Malcolm X, Mr. Pussy. Surprise, guys. And the worst part is, you guys, I didn't even know. I didn't even know that I couldn't DM some of you guys about content without it being flirting. I'm really sorry for everybody that I flirted with. That was totally inappropriate with me, or of me. I'm sorry. I should have never, ever talked to anybody ever about content, ever. I'm just trying to learn to be a better person. Okay, that's all, I guess.
I've been in a relationship now for 2 years. My girlfriend was literally in the room with me as I was on call with Katie, who is also—
Yes, Don't Smoke in Bed and I are in a relationship.
To tell your audience that I might have been trying to flirt with Cataclysm based on absolutely fucking nothing is so deeply inappropriate that I can barely believe you thought this would be a good idea to put in your video. Not only is it obviously completely false, but much like everything else in this video, it's based on nothing but your own ignorant and uneducated assumptions. I'm very confused as to why the two of you are acting as though you know me personally. We were never friends, I don't know you, and you definitely don't know me. I keep my relationships and my private life as private as I possibly can, and I'm now having to divulge information because of stupid assertions like how I was trying to flirt with Cataclysm. Does Lewis not understand that it is possible for a man and a woman to interact with each other with no flirting being involved?
No, impossible. Men and women can't be friends. That's the Andrew Tate, like, fucking... Who is it? It's Mike Pence who won't let his wife be in a room with another man. It's like, true, dude. Anytime that a guy messages a girl, boner alert, you gotta watch out for that, apparently.
At all.
But if you can't handle the conversation of abuse with some class and decency and some kind of nuance, then you shouldn't be allowed to do it. The reason that these topics do well is because they are interesting and intricate and require nuance. They require an ability to understand it and put yourself in the shoes of the people who suffer and the people who do it. And if you can't—
Says the dude who's like a turbo fucking virgin. The dude who has never had, like, a romantic or intimate relationship in his life. He's like, this requires nuance. It's like, how would you know? What do you mean, bro? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Do that. You know, when somebody approaches you, you can't even just ignore them. You just make stupid jokes mocking the gaslighting and abuse of a random woman who you might have known or might have not known.
Abuse.
Either way, it's fucking weird. I think he—
Lions, tigers, bears, oh my. Gaslighting, abuse, rape, deception. Oh my. Wow.
did know her. That's the worst part, okay? That's the dumbest part.
Again, I don't know what Katie was telling you, but me and Alice have never even exchanged a word with each other. Just like the idea that I'm flirting with Katie, this is yet another baseless and untrue accusation with the sole purpose of painting me out to look as bad as possible. Very ironic when you just made the claim that I am unable to handle topics with class, nuance, and decency.
Deleting all the messages
True.
too. Oh, that's how you— oh, you fucked up there, buddy. Oh, that was stupid. Saying that and doing that, we have images here of proof that he started deleting messages so that it was harder to read and whatever. Oh, that hurts my head. Okay, I don't understand how you can act this way and then literally type out, yeah, I'm gonna delete this now, mate.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna delete all these now.
I'm gonna stop doing that. I actually didn't want to do it, but now it's growing on me, okay? But you deleting the messages means you understand that people seeing this would ruin your reputation. People seeing this would understand that maybe you don't deserve—
Well, when all of you guys are like paranoid schizophrenics that are leaking literally everything at the drop of a hat because it behooves you in a certain moment, like, yeah, dude. Like, I don't understand it. Like, if you are acting this insane where you're like fucking nuking people over fucking nothing, like, yeah, of course people are gonna retroactively be like, actually, I'm gonna delete some of this. Like, what if some of that stuff was like personal? Right? Like, you don't know, it's been deleted, but what if it was like something sensitive or something personal? What if Jabu has been abused as well, and Jabu was talking about his abuse, and he didn't want that public? What if this is just like private shit that he doesn't want fucking blowing up everywhere, so he's deleting it? You wouldn't know because you're just being a dick and assuming like malice when somebody is like, no, you guys are being like fucking unhinged right now and leaking everything, so I just want to clean up just a little bit so you guys don't accidentally leak like private shit that I talked to you about. What?
to be talking about these situations. You have no right, some would say.
I deleted the messages because people seem to leak messages all the time, and I didn't want to be involved in any petty drama. It was not a malicious move, else I wouldn't have warned Cataclysm that I was about to delete them. Obviously that didn't work, as Katie was screenshotting the conversation in real time, because the purpose of this all, from the beginning, was to entrap me. They have run with a bunch of complete fiction to make it seem as though that I'm involved in something that I have no part in, to the point where they are fabricating that I was flirting with Cataclysm and may have known Alice when we never interacted.
But there are a bunch of clips from his actual literal videos, past or new, that he says just some fucking weird things in. Like this one from Madagascar 2, I think. Sorry, I never saw that one. I just watched 1 and 3 because those movies are infinitely better.
Speaking of whoring out, Gloria from Madagascar is an annoying whore, whose lines consist only of men and ogling men and having sex with men.
Oh my god, you can't just suppress your hate for women for—
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have laughed at that. That was— I'm shaking my head to disavow that violent misogyny against the adult human female Gloria from Madagascar. I'm shaking my head to let you guys know I disavow that. That was not funny.
1 second? You can't do that. Hold on. So let me get this straight. Being a woman and then thinking about only men, let's say there is somebody who does that, makes you a whore? Huh? Who made that decision? Hey, who made that rule? Hey, who made that rule? Who made that like a normal thing that we all agree with? Oh, that's right, nobody did. That's just a weird fucking thing to say.
Not only did I not say that at all, but to claim that I hate women because of something I said jokingly about a cartoon hippo 3 years ago is ridiculous.
Or maybe this one about Lola Bunny. Just hold on. Just wait till the end of the clip. Just wait. Just give it a second.
Her design is interesting to look at and is animated very impressively in the original Space Jam, especially for the time. And whilst her character at its core is a simple love interest, at least she had a character. In the god-awful sequel, she looks like shit. And I'm not talking about her tits being smaller. I mean, her design as a whole is horrendously ugly and boring to look at.
This part is like really fucking stupid too, because like that was the discourse around a lot of like the newer cartoons and everything. Like you could even look at Last of Us, where the girl that plays Last of Us in the TV show like doesn't look like the animated character in the game or whatever, and everybody was pissed because they didn't choose a hot enough actress to play the canonically 14-year-old in a zombie apocalypse. It's like, because when people critique those kinds of media decisions, they're being like fucking weird about it. So people were like unironically pissed that Lola did not have big tits as a rabbit in the show. Like, that was the thing that people, they were like, they didn't draw the cartoon bunny sexy enough. Like, people were actually pissed about it. Like, he's making fun of the fact that people were mad that the female Bugs Bunny didn't have big gazongas. Like, people were actually pretty pissed that the cartoon bunny wasn't sexy enough. And it's, you guys already know how I feel about that. But that's like the point. That's what he was.
Her what? Oh god. Sorry, I had to, get that out. You understand. Why must you feel as though you have to make these remarks?
This comment was made in response to the weird online discourse that they had nerfed Lola Bunny in Space Jam 2. I was talking about how my criticism for the character went beyond stupid shit like her just being nerfed. Once again, though, for somebody who talks about nuance, it's incredibly ironic that your evidence for me being a virtue signaler who—
Also, can we talk seriously about how the green M&M isn't sexy enough anymore? It's like, this is the kind of intellectual discourse that people are having these days about the sexiness of the green M&M. Like, we're so cooked, bro. The West has fallen.
hates women is something I said about a cartoon rabbit 3 years ago. And I'm not talking about her tits being smaller.
Her what?
I said the word tits in an old video. Can we be fucking adults here? Like, what are we actually doing?
I feel like Lewis is like the kind of person that would be like grossed out and say like really ridiculous like phrases for like sex references. Like if somebody says breasts, he would be like, ew, yucky, you should say squishmallows, or like something fucking stupid like that. Or like, oh my god, ew, don't say the word vagina around me, please say kuka. It's like, that's the fucking it's like, you are so uncomfortable because he said boobs. You are physically uncomfortable because he said the word boobs. This was a real video that he made you. Like, he thought these were real fucking criticisms. He was like, wow, I am fucking cooking this guy. And not only did he script this video, record it, and edit it, he had to watch it back to edit it, and then was like, this fucks. This fucks, dude. This is it. This is it. This is my magnum opus. Yes, yeah, he would say something stupid like chesticles or something stupid like that, and it just... He couldn't even say whore. Oh my god. Oh my god, how do you people do anything? How do you guys go outside? What are you talking about? You're that upset about the word whore? Like, come on. Leo Convoy coded hardcore, bro. Jesus. This new generation of Leo Convoys is, something.
Why is this in your videos?
Okay, and these are all, I think, pre him becoming a drama commentary YouTuber, and I think these videos have since been deleted because, ooh, now 100,000 plus people are gonna see you say this stuff.
He then goes on to say that I deleted those videos, which is once again another lie that can easily be checked just by...
Oh no, somebody on the internet said the word whore. His career is over. He said whore. He's cooked. Police! Take this man to the gallows! He said whore in a YouTube video 3 fucking years ago. Cooked.
Looking at my channel. The videos are still up because there's nothing wrong with them, other than the fact that they're old and badly made, I guess.
Can't have that. That's not good. But more recently, do you know what he said?
Mannerisms, he's so sassy. To all the girls watching this who like sassy men, if this doesn't get your beef curtains in a twist, then I don't know what will.
So, I've been informed that that phrase is a derogatory one, rooted in racism and misogyny.
This was a...
Dude, who what? What are you talking about? This is like the British equivalent of saying don't get your panties in a twist. It's like I'm sure that some people would have this opinion, and you know, it's a free country. Well, not in England, but at least in America, okay, it's a free country. If you want to say don't get your panties in a twist is misogynistic, that is a hill to die on, but at least you're dead, I guess is what I'll say. But like, that's the British equivalent of that, like...
That was also made by Cataclysm in her stream about me.
When people insult women by saying their genitals look like roast beef, you're basically saying that the color of their genitals isn't the color that it is in porn. It hasn't been bleached, which is insulting to...
This, like, okay, honest question. And I mean this in like the least... reactionary, like the most good faith interpretation ever, okay? So this is good faith, okay? I'm letting everybody know I have the purest of intentions when I say this. Have you guys ever fucking seen, like, a vagina? Like, have you ever, like, do you honestly think that, like, every pussy is just, like, snow-colored unless they're not white? Have you, and again, I mean this in the kindest way possible, you guys. It's very obvious that Lewis has never seen a vagina, okay? That isn't shocking to me, but Cataclysm is unironically being, like, maybe don't you like bleach your asshole? I don't think that you bleach your pussy, dude. I don't think that people are out here bleaching their pussy. I'm pretty sure that's not something that happens. I could be totally wrong. I'm not a porn star, so I don't know. But like bleaching again, have you ever fucking like, is everybody that is not white just Snow White downstairs? What are you talking about? What are you... Oh my god. What the fuck, dude? What the fuck, dude? Yeah, I feel like people don't actually bleach their pussy, guys. I feel like that is fake. I feel like she just made that up. I've never heard of this. I've never heard of this. Like, do people get their asshole bleached? Yeah, but like your pussy. I don't even think you can do that. I don't even think it's safe. Yeah, butthole bleaching is a thing, but like I think she's just making shit up. This is your brain on radical feminism. Bitches be out here bleaching their pussy. What are you talking about? Okay, sorry.
To so many women, because the only women that are likely to have that color vagina are most likely going to be women of color. It just doesn't really make any sense. The only women that aren't going to have pigment on their... What
are you talking about? The only people that have pigment on their genitals are non-white people. Does she think that it's like Frosty the Snowman down there for white people? What is she talking about, bro?
White women.
With all due respect, I was raised in Egypt and now live in Scotland. Having spent my whole life as a man of colour, I do not need Lewis McClung and Cataclysm to explain what racism is to me. What you've both done here...
The honky horde is coming for him hard, bro.
...is take very obvious jokes out of context and you're deliberately spinning them in bad faith, even going so far as to allege that I'm a racist and that I hate women. Once again, none of you know anything about me, and I have no idea why you thought this would be remotely appropriate.
But it's just giving misogyny. Women already have so much pressure on them to have their bodies, live up to the societies of corn, and the beauty standard is insane. When people insult women by saying their genitals look like roast beef...
Was I insulting women by saying that their genitals look like roast beef, or was I ultimately just making a quip that meant nothing? The two even go as far as to assert...
It's literally the same thing as saying, like, don't get your panties in a twist. That's literally the same thing. That's literally what he's saying. It's like, don't get your roast beef flops in a twist. It's the same thing as saying, don't get your panties in a twist. Like, that... And listen, guys, there's a lot of criticism for the expectations of women, the delusional thinking of men that women who have like a full beat of face on are somehow natural because they don't put on eyeliner. Like, there's a lot of conversations to be had about that, okay? Bleaching is not one of those fucking things, okay? That is not something that fucking happens, all right? And if anything, you would make the argument that people get labiaplasties to, like, have a smaller labia because in pornography it's, like, more conventionally attractive or whatever if a woman doesn't have, you know, like, quote-unquote, for the lack of a better phrase, like, a fat pussy, right? Like, that's a conversation to have. Okay, sure, like, that makes sense. That's a good topic to have. But that readjust the entire criticism here, that it's not about color, it's about shape, right? Like, if you say roast beef flaps, like, the joke is that, like, that pussy looks like a roast beef sandwich. That's, like, the joke. It's not the color of it, it's, like, the shape. Like, I just don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to listen to Zoomers talk about this kind of stuff. They don't have the capacity to do it. They just can't do it. I don't want to listen to them talk about it anymore. I just don't.
But I have a pornography addiction.
It's giving porn addict, because
you're a porn addict because you made a joke. Like, if I say don't get your panties in a twist, am I a porn addict? Does that make me a porn addict because I said that? Hey girl, don't get your panties in a twist. Please.
A lot of society expectations on women now is insane. Like, the way you're, like, meant to look is really based off of pornography. And when you refer to women's genitals like that, it's usually an attempt to insult women.
But the only way you would hear this phrase is apparently through pornography or adult media or...
What are you talking? They are saying that? What are you watching, Lewis? What kind of illicit gooning material are you watching where they say beef curtains? What are you talking about right now? The only way that you would know the phrase beef curtains is if you watch porn. What?
Anything sexualizing women. Because I, personally, haven't actually heard that terminology ever.
We know, Lewis. We can tell that you probably would have no concept of any kind of conversations about that. We are acutely aware. Acutely aware.
Okay, I have never heard those words used to describe female genitalia, and apparently that was the point. What? Dude, you can't... You are indirectly and directly showing us the kind of person you are.
Again, like I said, it's used to insult women and insult the appearance of women's genitals in comparison to corn. Like, tell me you've got a problem without telling me.
How on earth could you possibly know this? All I did was use the term beef curtains. I don't understand how it's been spun to this level. To be completely honest with you all, this is not something I've ever wanted to talk about on my channel, as I've already mentioned that I like to keep my private life private, but I am literally asexual. So the claims that I'm flirting with Cataclysm, that I have a pornography addiction, that I must engage in incel groups, or whatever Lewis meant by this comment,
or a mindset, or being in these spheres online, or having possibly in the past been in these spheres, it adds to this idea that he might have, or still be, in the mindset of somebody who is misogynistic, whether it's...
Yeah, he's a misogynistic incel because he doesn't want to fuck. How embarrassing, dude. How do you miss so fucking hard? It's like more embarrassing than watching a little kid try to hit a piñata and you're just like, you're really close, bud. You're doing great. You're doing great. It's like how do you fuck up this bad? How do you fuck up this fucking bad, dude?
It's on purpose or not,
is all so insulting and untrue. All of these videos are based on tearing me down, based on nothing but pure assumptions.
And is it pink reference while talking about Smart Schoolboy 9 is a choice when, for most women, it's only pink pre-puberty, most certainly a choice? Exactly.
No.
What are you talking? What? Did they just stop teaching sex ed in school? Have they just stopped completely? Did they even... You guys, what the fuck? She really just... We're not only pedo-jacketing, but we're pedo-jacketing on the assumption that somehow after you hit puberty, magically, your vagina loses all pigmentation. Who told her that? Who told her that? Who told her that happens? Where did this information come from? Is she okay? There's no place like home. 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 There's no place like home.
Only did I never even say anything about anything being pink, but Katie is now just insinuating that I was somehow referencing anything to do with pedophilia or underage girls, which is incredibly insulting, obviously incorrect, and seriously damaging. And what's worse is that in Lewis's video where I'm criticized for being a misogynist who hates women for 3 meaningless jokes, 2 of which were 3 years ago, Lewis makes this joke.
That sounds like you're willingly let somebody manipulate you, but that might just be me. Oh, you gave me my career, but you're going to exploit me for something because of it? Yes, because you owe me. Every woman in Hollywood ever.
So me...
Theo, it happened to a friend of mine. Her labia is blue now. Send your thoughts and prayers. Somebody like jokingly told Cataclysm to look up blue waffle, and then she was like, "Holy shit, this is what happens after puberty, isn't it?" Like, the levels of brain rot are unparalleled right now. Like, horrors beyond comprehension are presenting themselves in front of us right now. Can we go back to watching actual Jake talk about religion? I would rather do that. I would really honestly rather do that. Holy shit. They say 2 in the pink and 1 in the stink, not 2 in the pale. Oh, that's so pedo-coded. Oh my god, please.
Me saying the word tits 3 years ago means that I hate women. You're allowed to make a joke about all women in Hollywood allowing themselves to be willfully manipulated. This is an infinitely more misogynistic and offensive thing to say than anything that the two of you ever accused me of. But I'm not going to do what you did and call you a misogynist, because it was clearly a joke. Here is another bit of apparent evidence for my hatred of women from the Papa Gut stream.
A lack of nuance. Apparently in one of his videos he said that a woman cannot be beautiful if she is a mother. Apparently that's what he said.
Here's the clip of this joke that they're talking about for everyone wondering. Hey, says Santos. What's good? Says Brianna Olsen. I'm sure this is some riveting conversation here. For everyone still in school who thinks that adults just grow this magical power to be more social or more extroverted, I don't know, maybe I've just not had that patch delivered to me yet, but I mean, it seems as though it's wrong based on this alone. To be fair, one of them is an actual child, and this is how year 8s flirt. This is like their sexy talk, I guess. Except Brianna Olsen is a mother, so there's nothing sexy about it. It's very obvious to everybody watching the video that I was not saying mothers could not be attractive, but was in fact making fun of this one in particular for bragging about flirting with a 19-year-old boy. And what's worse is that Lewis goes on to admit that he's never even seen the clip.
I'm paraphrasing.
Oh god.
Did you see him?
He's doing the just the robot thing. He didn't even read. Bro, he didn't even know. He didn't even know the context. He's doing the just a robot thing. No.
Yeah, I saw that.
I have not watched the video.
So I guess this explains why he's so uneducated about everything he talks about, because he doesn't bother educating himself. The guy's research when he decides to call someone out publicly is fucking YouTube comments that he's pinned. Yeah, man, you definitely have all the nuance needed to talk about these topics.
And again, it's such a minor thing from him. Do I think that makes him a terrible person? Again, no. But it's comments like that come from him, as well as like a plethora of other comments that he's made that just come across that he's very... I want to say slightly misogynistic, and I'm not throwing that term around loosely. I do think a lot of the things he says, he may not hate women per se, but when he makes comments like that, and again, the mother comment about how mothers can't be sexy, again, I don't know if the context is fully there for that, so I won't go too much.
It's so funny that you are both so confident in calling me a misogynist in your videos, but when somebody simply asks you to explain why I'm a misogynist, you can't do it. So the reason that these girls struggling so much to answer a question that should be easy, considering how confident they were, is because there's no evidence for it, apart from 3 jokes, I guess, that you've taken out of context. This is why neither of you bring up the Gloria or Lola Bunny bullshit in this Papa Gut stream, because you know how silly you'd look if you did.
And that's the thing, he may not intend.
Yeah, they would be laughed off of anyone's stream if they unironically were like, he said something about like nerfing Lola Bunny in fucking Space Jam because they made her like smaller busted. Yeah, dude, they would have had a fucking heyday with that, dude. Are you kidding? Oh my god, they would have been so fucking cooked, bro.
But I would disagree. I think it was previously a more accepted term. Now it's more derogatory because of things like porn, because of the standards to women's genitalia. So I do think, especially, maybe it's just not a part of the internet that you're on, but there is already so much discourse about the appearance of women's parts, and always in a negative way as well.
Oh,
so
are you trying to say that like the whole beef curtain thing is him saying that that's like an ugly vagina? Is that what you're trying to say?
No,
well, if you ever see people online, and again, it's because of the side of the internet I'm on, because I talk about porn a lot, but if you ever see that term, it is always used as a way to insult the way a woman's vagina looks.
All I did...
I don't trust this girl's fucking commentary on fucking anything, because she unironically thinks that like your vagina changes color when you hit puberty. Like, take this woman's internet away, bro.
People say the word beef curtains. I seriously don't understand how it's come to this level. Just using the term means nothing, or else all 3 of you would be raging misogynists. The context is so clearly jokey and not derogatory. The 2 of you are only latching onto it this much because there's no actual evidence of me being a misogynist, but for some reason, you would really want me to be.
Obviously, they use it in other terms, usually in kind of joking ways, so maybe that was a joke.
What do you mean, maybe it was a joke? Do you think that I randomly paused my video on Smart Schoolboy 9 to criticize women for not having porn star vaginas? You know that it was a joke. It's so obvious.
It's not necessarily that standing alone is the biggest issue, right? If that is the only thing he had done, we would not be here. It's the fact that it is on top of everything else, and in a vacuum it wouldn't do anything, but in this room with all of these different things that point towards him having a misogynistic tone or a mindset or being in these spheres online or having possibly in the past been...
Dude, Jabu could have owned them so fucking hard if he was like, as a trans woman, he could have just fucking mocked them. That would have been funny. That would have been funny. I understand why he made like a measured, response, because these are serious allegations. I totally understand. But what if he started his video out and he was like, I'm coming out as trans and you guys are speaking for me as a woman? Oh my god, mogged. But then they would be like, oh my god, he's like disrespecting trans people, even though that would be fucking hilarious. In another life, I guess.
Been in these spheres, it adds to this idea that he might have or still be in the mindset of somebody who is misogynistic, whether it's on purpose or not, and it's seeping into his content. That is what this kind of points towards, and it is still an issue if he doesn't, acknowledge that is a derogatory term, and using it to refer to people is not necessarily a good thing.
You can't just say shit like that and provide no other evidence or examples. If there's other clips that prove I'm a misogynist, then talk about them. You can't just levy these accusations against me and genuinely provide nothing. But here's another clip of them doing just that.
People like Cataclysm talked about it in their video, specifically because she was somebody who was censored by him. But if you want to hear about that, definitely go watch the live stream that she still has posted posted to this day because, you know, she still very much stands by this information, as do I. But it's important to know that he also censors in different ways. Like, for instance, apparently at the start of one of his videos, he said to his audience to comment down below as if he had done something terrible because Cataclysm had just released in stories on her Instagram about what he was saying and what he was doing. So to cover it up, he would censor the...
Somebody has it. I know one of you guys has it. Somebody sent me the clip of Lavloon where she's like, sometimes I just be lying. You know what I mean? Where she's like, sometimes I'll be talking and then sometimes I just like be lying and being like, girl, why did you say that? That was crazy. You guys know what I'm talking about. Somebody give me that Lav clip. I need that. I need that as like a soundbite. I need it desperately. Sometimes I just be lying. That's literally what is happening right here. Sometimes I just be lying. Mama gut.
Those like Cataclysm who were actually talking about what he was actually doing, and then he would just ignore anything else that seemed like it would actually call him out because everybody else was just following what he asked them to do, which is borderline manipulative and honestly insane.
Again, another baseless accusation. I just thought it would be a funny joke. That's it.
If you proudly wore this on your chest, okay? If you were like, yeah, I'm still friends with Alex, yeah, you know what? And that's my choice. You guys can hate me for that. If you did that, I would actually still have a little bit of respect for you. But the fact that you're running away from all of it, acting like you get to do this stuff and hide from it, even though you did it. You made all these decisions. You don't have to be friends with an abuser, but you chose to do so, and you want to hide it from your fans so that they don't know the kind of person you are, dude.
I didn't do anything or make all of these decisions. You completely made up the idea that I'm friends with an abuser. Why would I need to answer for that? There's no lying by omission, as you state in this video.
And to lie to them, to manipulate them, to avoid the truth. Maybe
lying,
not so much
manipulation,
lie, but to silence the truth.
gaslighting.
It might as well be lying.
I'm being truthful by not talking about it because there is nothing to talk about. I had already told Cataclysm in our call that I wasn't friends with him. I don't understand what else you want from me here.
Dude, just be truthful. Like,
I want you to take accountability for something that you didn't do. That's what I want. That's what I want. I want you to say sorry for something that you didn't do to make me feel better because I literally schizophrenic wormholed myself into this worldview and nothing that you can say can change my mind. I have deluded myself into believing things about you and you must atone for the things that I falsely believe you have done. That's what he wants. Let's just be real about it, you know?
For instance, he made an Onision video, okay, that got taken down, flagged, or
address my hallucinations.
whatever, and it basically almost took down his channel in his own words. Not to flex, but could never be me. Mine's still up. It's one of my biggest videos ever, you know? I don't mean to flex too hard, man. But in the wake of this, he, one, reposted the video, and two...
Dude, who doesn't have an Onision video in 2025? What the fuck are you talking about? That's not a flex. Dude, you can make a video titled Onision's Crimes and it's you just farting into the fucking microphone for 20 minutes and that video would blow up. Onision content had its time. In polite society, now it's not a flex. Now you just look like a dweeb. You're like... oh my god. Oh my god. You like weren't even old enough to remember Onision. You don't even know. You don't even know, bro. You have neon trees. Merchandise hanging on your wall. I know that this is outside of your depths. I know it. I know it.
To support him for working on reposting this video and whatnot, he made a Patreon, okay, so that people who wanted to support him in the wake of this minor devastation could. And this would also grant you access to a members-only Discord channel where you could talk with him and all of his other fans and whatnot about him and nothing but him, whatever, right? But then Cataclysm released her video, and people started talking, and a lot of them started asking him questions about the situation. And you know what he did? He fucking deleted it all. Oh, dude, I gotta get out of I gotta get the fuck out of here. Honestly, if I made a Patreon, I'd probably be like, what's the minimum you can do? Like a cent? Is that something you can do?
Wow, that's so brave. Working class king, solidarity, like, with the proletariat. Yes! So true. So true. Mr. like 500,000 subscriber YouTube channel. Very true. Thank you for being so humble and gracious. And the fact that people literally throw money at you to put on your little fucking Jack Sparrow cosplay and yap and make up bullshit about other people for money. It's so brave. Oh, if I had a Patreon, I wouldn't even charge the pores. Okay, Paris Hilton, fucking relax. What are you talking about right now? Like... I just can't. I can't. I'm turning... Dark Malcolm is starting to come out because I fucking hate this guy. I'm sorry, guys.
Dude, when people start asking you questions and your first response is to be like, get rid of it all. I can't handle this. I can't handle this policing and drama. Dude, if your audience, the only thing that makes you who you are on the internet says, hey man, I don't mean to be a jackass, but why are you being a jackass? And your first response is, shut up, you can't ask me questions. I'm deleting it all. No, you're gonna ruin my career. You don't deserve to have that career if you can't handle the stuff you cover in real life with some amount of class.
Once again, more assumptions.
Some amount of class. And here you are throwing your support behind somebody calling this dude a fucking pedophile because he said the phrase, beef curtains. Class? Girl, you wouldn't know class if it slapped you in the fucking face. What are you talking about right now? You want to make this big expose video about the serious crimes of fucking DANKYJABO, and the whole time you're memeing with a British accent. Like, oh my god. Dressed up like Robin Hood from Men in Tights. And you want to talk about class? Oh, girl. Mm-mm.
Here's the message that I left on my Discord before I took my Patreon down. There was simply no reason to have a Patreon anymore, considering how much income my channel was generating, and that's something that I am genuinely grateful for. But it really is just that simple. I don't know why everything I do is now somehow linked to this situation that is ultimately about nothing. It's also very interesting to me that you act so high and mighty about the fact that if you were to ever start a Patreon, you would only charge your fans 1 cent because you're that much of a nice guy.
Stunning.
Honestly,
and
if I made a
brave.
Patreon, I'd probably be like, what's the minimum you can do? Like a
Brave.
cent? Is that something you can do?
But you literally have channel memberships that start at £3 a month.
Dude, I love poor people in my audience. I wouldn't even charge them to be a Patreon because I just like love my community members so much. Anyway, guys, a membership for my channel. So stunning and brave. Oh my god. A real voice for the people's liberation. Wow. Very stunning and brave. That's...
Like, that's fine. Have channel memberships. It's whatever. But who's the virtue signaler here exactly?
And nuance. See, because what you lack is nuance. Being...
Can we watch... So, new idea, guys. You guys are going to hate this idea, but I think this is what we're going to do. We're going to start back all the way from the beginning. We're going to start this video, and we are going to take shots every time that we hear the phrase nuance. I anticipate that within 3 minutes of this video, we will all be dead from alcohol poisoning in a video game. But I think that would be a really good bonding activity for all of us to really just get closer. You know what I mean? And help us get through this video. You know what I mean? So, sorry guys, we're taking it from the top. Is everybody ready? Just kidding, don't do that, I disavow. I am straight edge.
Wrong is the quickest path to being right. Admitting your wrongs is the quickest path back to being a good person. Righting your wrongs, confessing your wrongs, being true to the people who support you and give you a job and a rent and a career. Okay? That is what gives you anything.
There is no nuance in perpetuating a story about me when there is no proof at all.
What you lack is nuance.
It's incredibly hypocritical of you.
That's another shot, you guys. We're already dead. We're already dead. We're fucked, guys. We're fucked.
I lack the nuance to run my channel, and that you have all the nuance, class, decency, empathy, and intelligence necessary to put yourself in the shoes of others and cover whatever topics you like. Where exactly was the nuance when you started off your videos on rape accusations and attempted murder with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure edits?
JoJo Bizarre Adventure edits for a rape review? Class, you guys. Class, tact, and nuance. Anyway, check out this sick fucking meme. Woo! Cook him! And listen, my rape review is better. And my favorite part of that video is Oliver made that for me and he spelled my fucking name wrong. That's my favorite part. And by the way, he's never fixed it. I paid him and he never fixed it for me. But, you know, it's actually kind of funny. I think I'm going to leave it with my name spelled wrong. I think that's fucking funny.
A couple of meaningless jokes that I made 3 years ago somehow prove that I'm a raging misogynist and I don't deserve a career. But you're able to start your video off on rape accusations like this, and that's all fine and dandy.
Audience member, my beautiful audience members. Those who I cherish more than any earthly possession I have, because without you, I would have nothing.
You can't cherish or respect your
That sounds like manipulation to me. That sounds like love bombing and gaslighting. Somebody should really do something about this guy. Did you guys hear that? He was love bombing and gaslighting his audience. That sounds like abuse to me, and I think that that's probably misogyny coded as well, because usually abusers are misogynistic, so I think that comfortably everybody would agree that if you are gaslighting, you are also probably misogynistic, which also means that you are also probably a giga rapist, because usually giga rapists are misogynistic. So I think we have clearly laid out the reasons that Lewis is a misogynist giga rapist. I think that we've done enough legwork to get there. Thank you guys for coming to my TED Talk. Case closed.
Audience that much if you're this willing to lie to their faces about another creator that you share that audience with. To call me a virtue signaler and talk to your audience like this is incredibly ironic.
So this is my proposition to you, you nuance-lacking goblin. Come on my show. Come on here. I will interview you unbiasedly. I will ask you questions.
Let me interview you about allegations that you're friends with a guy that you actually aren't fucking friends with, so you can take accountability and apologize for something that I literally imagined happened. Is that not, like, insult to injury here? Where it's like, actually, after I just made this fucking hit piece calling you, like, a pedophile rapist, like, fucking woman abuser, misogynist extraordinaire, come on my channel so I can monopolize this content and I can hold you to account for the things that I invented that you did. Oh my god, bro. How could he edit this fucking video and then upload it and be like, this is it, guys. I'm cooking here. How did he do this? No!
That is what I will do, okay? I'm offering you this proposition. I will interview you. If you feel as though you have no avenue for clearing your name, if there is really a way to clear your name.
I have trapped you by making a YouTube hit piece that's dog shit. You have nowhere else to go except for my channel. That sounds like manipulation and abuse and gaslighting.
Because you really need to clear this up. Your audience, above all, deserves the truth from you.
You cannot make a video with baseless accusations and big lies to try and scare me into doing an interview for your YouTube channel.
True,
Who do you actually think you are? Offering me an interview as though you're doing me a favor when you've just lied about me for 20 minutes in front of 300,000 people. If you genuinely cared about this, you would not be trying to get a YouTube video out of it and turn it into a public display. And what you claim to have been attempts to keep this private are similarly fictitious. You say to Papaga on stream that you were trying to keep this private by messaging me and that I had blatantly ignored you.
It's important to hold yourself accountable for these things, and he's not letting anybody reach him about it. I even messaged him directly, and he ignored it. So when you do that, it honestly feels like a kind of just like really idiotic thing to do.
You had left a comment on my channel and messaged me on Instagram one day before you decided to put your hit piece out on me. I hadn't
Jesus Christ! The day before, bro, you know that he already edited that and it was ready to go, and he was like, if this bitch doesn't answer me, I'm going to DEFCON 1. I'm gonna do it. You know that he was already done with the video too. That's the worst part, dude. That's so fucked.
Even been messaged by you until after your video was already out. But even if I had seen and responded to your message in time, the fact that your video was out so soon after tells me that you already had your mind made up. In fact, the reason that you probably don't know the fact that you messaged me in your video is because it was probably recorded before you even messaged me. Give me one day to respond to you and assume that if I don't respond, I must be a misogynistic abuse apologist is horrendously unfair.
Guys, if you do not DM me back, you are a misogynistic abuse apologist. Answer my DM now.
And even in these messages, you show the same level of ego and self-importance that you do in the video, claiming that we need to talk, that I'm required to answer your questions, and that I have to talk about the situation involving me. There is no situation, and we had exchanged like 10 messages before this. We're not friends at all, and I don't even know you. So whatever gave you the impression that you had the right to speak to me like this is beyond me. I do not have to talk about anybody or do anything that you want. I make YouTube videos, and that's that. I will not let any of you bully me into doing what you like. I would have been perfectly cordial if you had spoken to me like a normal person, but you didn't. And by the way, neither did Cataclysm. From the moment I ignored her offer to join call with her and her friends, she had begun randomly messaging me unwarranted, hateful messages whenever she felt like it. Not only that, but she was also hearting comments on her YouTube channel that accuse me of being a potential sexual
Oh my god.
assaulter. The fact that either of you act as though you were trying to be fair at any point, that you were trying to be respectful at any point, is honestly laughable.
This video about Jesse, I wanted to make it still with a little respect in my heart for him as a human.
Painting me out as a potential sexual assaulter goes beyond just hearting comments, though. Cataclysm even justifies her harassment towards me as putting a stop to my future abuse, comparing me to her ex-boyfriend who she said had poured boiling water over her, and telling people that if she didn't put a stop to me now, that I could end up like this.
But in all seriousness, guys, you know, this type of behavior is only the beginning. You know,
I fucking... Oh no! She has an eyebrow piercing too, guys. Triple threat. This girl is trouble. This girl is bad fucking news. Eyebrow piercing, vertical labret, double nose piercing, hand tattoos. Hello Kitty shit, a framed picture of Twisty the Clown. Run! 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 Oh my god! Oh, I didn't even see the eyebrow piercing. I am vindicated once again.
I've seen more often than not when stuff is just surface level, it gets worse and worse, you know? And I just want to remind people, and this isn't a pity party, but I've made a video before about this. I've been in a relationship.
Run. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. Run, bro. Run, bro.
Relationship with someone for 2 years, who abused me. And I saw it progressively get worse and worse, you know? You start off not very nice, a little bit angry, a lot of apologies. You end the relationship having boiling water thrown down your front, being called every word under the sun, being thrown to the ground, multiple terrible things happening to you. And how did it start? With the little things. It always starts off small, and it's not something that people should think when, because if you say, oh, don't call them out for that small thing, then you're implying that small things should just be let go. When it comes to women and abuse, no, small things shouldn't be.
I hope I don't need to explain how genuinely horrific an allegation like this is when the only piece of evidence that you have is an annoying orange joke and a follow on Instagram. I'm very sorry that this happened to you, Katie, but it's simply not an excuse for you to levy these baseless accusations against me.
I said, I'm asking you questions.
That's like totally true. Like, it sucks, like, if you were in an abusive relationship, and it's really unfortunate that, like, that you feel, like, hyper vigilant towards other people. And sometimes that hypervigilance has its place, especially if somebody is like surviving an abusive situation, and that's fucked up and shitty. And I think that it's, you know, sincerely said when everybody's like, that's kind of fucked up, that shouldn't have happened to you. Like, that's not appropriate. Sorry that you had to go through that. But that hypervigilance isn't an excuse to levy accusations against other people, because you might like see a pattern. That's how people get into like horrible thought spirals of being like fucking crazy, like racist, right? Like, and maybe this is like a really insane, intense accusation of me, but like your brain recognizes patterns. And if that pattern recognition is like a survival mechanism where like, I know that every time I come across a bear when I'm hunting and gathering, the bear is dangerous. And so if I see a bear, I'm going to immediately run the other direction because I don't want to get eaten by the bear while I'm out, you know, hunting and gathering in the woods. That doesn't really have as much utility in modern society, because a lot of the dangers that people perceive or that people experience are going to be like select and circumstantially relevant. So, for example, a lot of people get into really fucked up ways of thinking about people of certain races because they believe that that pattern recognition is like true to them. So, so my example, and I do this, I'm acutely aware that I do this. My example is like, I was mauled by a pit bull. I do not fuck with bully breeds, period. Like, I just don't. Do I know in my heart of hearts that not every pit bull is like gonna eat me? Yeah, I do know that, but that's still just something that I don't want to deal with. However, when that branches into something else as serious as being like racist or like misogynistic or misandrous or something like that, like even like jokingly saying that she, you know, has like the crazy girl phenotype or whatever, that's like a joke. But like if I genuinely believed that every woman that looked like this was gonna like kill me in my sleep, that would be like a problem, right? Because that would be my overgeneralizations and pattern recognition kicking into overdrive and making a lot of wrong assumptions about other people based on my experiences. So, like I said a minute ago, kind of circling back, is that you can see this pattern recognition really fuck people up, especially if they've been victims of like crime, like abuse and things like that. And that's one of the things that's really sad, really, really sad when it comes to this kind of stuff, because it's very clear that that's something that happened to her, something that probably wasn't really a good time at all. But because of that, she sees behavior that is like kind of a red flag to her, and she's comfortable to make that leap to say that this is equivocal to somebody who is going to escalate to physically abusing women. And that's just not the case, right? Like it's actually like kind of fucked up. Because, you know, like memes and jokes or whatever, just, you know, Gossip Girl is one thing, but when you're seriously levying accusations that somebody has the potential to be a domestic abuser because they said something that triggers something in you that reminds you of your abuse, that's kind of a problem. And that's not an appropriate leap to make, right? Like, I don't know, dude. Very, 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 very interesting.
Privately, before I asked them publicly. So here, ladies and gentlemen, we have an example of me giving him a pretty good chance to even just explain himself. I'm not saying that I would have been his friend if he had. I would have still thought that you are an ignorant idiot, okay? But I wanted to give him the chance to explain, because who knows, there could have been something going on there.
This is not you giving...
Okay, so I do have pictures of the womb image, but you can't really see them that well. I don't want to show them. I just don't care that much. And then also, I was assaulted in my DMs by shirtless pictures of Lewis McClung. I didn't... Stop flirting with me in DMs.
Me a chance to explain myself. This is just a threat. Why would I want to engage with you after finding out that you're screenshotting messages in real time and are now threatening me? It's very clear here that you do not have good intentions. I just don't understand what editing for Alex makes me guilty of. I'm being witch hunted for my previous employment. We were never close. In fact, you literally make the claim that he would regularly shit talk me.
And I also want to add a really hilarious addition to this situation, which makes it the fucking icing on the cake. Alex used to chat shit about Jesse, and I mean, he would criticize his work, he would say he was shit, he said all sorts. He said that his work was just terrible. Like, it didn't, like, you're defending someone, Jesse, that didn't like you and was two-faced to you.
You even messaged me this saying you should do a video on the shit talking Alex used to do about you. Content idea for you. But just one message previous, you say that it's blindingly obvious the two of us were close. Based on what? An annoying orange joke. I literally apologized to you about that joke on call as well. Even though Lewis is claiming that I just hung up and ran away. And on this Papa Gut stream, he says that if I had just apologized privately, none of this ever would have happened.
Continued to deflect and ignore and lie to cover up that initial incident, when that initial incident wouldn't have become such a big issue if he had just addressed it when everybody asked him to, right? When, like, to those people, not even publicly, right? If he just apologized privately, this never would have been a situation, but he continued to make it a problem, right? He created this giant cascading event that could have been avoided by him just being less of a, you know, weirdo about it.
I don't know what Katie told you about the call that we had, but I did apologize privately to her in this call about the screenshots. I said it was really dumb to respond in the way I did and that I should have ignored it. She even goes on to admit this later on in the stream.
One-on-one, when we had this phone call, he admitted that it was wrong. I don't know if that was reiterated in the video that you just watched, but he told me he shouldn't have said it, and that he should have taken it more seriously.
And even on the pinned comment she wrote on the stream about me, she says that I had indeed apologized for the screenshot. Despite this, Lewis says that all I needed to do was apologize in private, and none of this would have happened. I did apologize for the message privately, and it ended up meaning nothing. I don't know what else was expected or wanted from me. It seems as though no matter what I had done, you would have found a way to justify that I don't deserve a career, and that your harassment towards me is necessary.
Let's say it was just a needless joke, okay? He still deleted messages. He still had to apologize for it in private.
So in a few minutes, we've gone from, if he had apologized in private, none of this ever would have happened, to, well, actually, he did apologize in private, but that's exactly why this has to happen. Because his apology is proof that he's guilty and deserves what he's getting from us. What you're basically saying here is that no matter what I would have done, I would have been fucked. If I don't apologize, and I'm running away from it all, but if I do apologize, I'm somehow admitting to defending and supporting abuse. I really appreciate the class, nuancy, and dignity from you here, Lewis.
What you lack is nuance.
Both you and Cataclysm talk constantly about how you're the perfect YouTubers, how unlike everybody else, you have no skeletons in your closet, and so you don't need to live in constant fear of being exposed.
I don't have anything about me that anybody can expose. I don't plan on doing anything terrible, and it means that I can come online and equally judge people. Anybody that can't or say they can't talk about stuff is usually because they have stuff to hide themselves, or they're panicking because they're somehow linked.
You know what it feels like to see all
Or some people just like value their privacy, and there are certain things that they just don't want to talk about publicly, and that's completely fine. Like, just, you're like not entitled to everybody's entire lore novella just because you like talk to them one time. Like, that's a little unhinged.
These commentary YouTubers dropping like flies, it worries me. Because personally, I don't have any skeletons in my closet. I've had a very boring life, okay? I've been a straight edge kid. I've been a, you know, I was in one musical. You know, I didn't have many friends. I kind of just watched shows, stayed inside, and didn't shower enough as a child. You know, I was a very cloistered individual. Like, I didn't do anything, okay? But that kind of makes me the perfect YouTuber in a way, even though my life kind of sucked and I suffered with a lot of depression because of it. But somehow I still worry that I'm going to be involved with some person and they're going to turn out to be terrible.
Another reason why people like Alex.
Like, but the thing is that's because that's your fucked up judgment that is making that such a terrible thing. Because it's not like people have a crystal ball and can peer into the future and be able to determine that people that they surround themselves with are going to do something good or bad in the future. You kind of just like adjust accordingly based on like the people that you surround yourself with. Like, if you're friends with somebody and you guys have been friends for a while and it comes out that that person is like a wife beater or something, it's like, okay, well then that's time for you to reevaluate your relationship. But how the fuck can you retroactively condemn somebody for not knowing that? If they didn't know? Like, how are they supposed to anticipate that this person is going to be a wife beater? That's insane. That's like an insane standard to hold. It's like, the only reason that you're terrified of this is because you think that people should be punished retroactively for not peering into the souls of others with undue accuracy and be able to determine who is good and who is bad, who is moral, who is just, based on vibes. That's why you're scared. It's because you have no metric for how to evaluate, like, when somebody is doing something maliciously and intentionally, and when somebody just doesn't know. Like, those are two totally different fucking things. Like, hypothetically, what if one of you guys, like, I'm gonna pick on Roxy because I see Roxy in chat right here. What if it comes out like next week that Roxy is like a murderer? Do you think that it's fair for you guys to be like, Malcolm, how could you not know? It's like, bitch, how the fuck was I supposed to know? What are you talking about? You're gonna get mad at me for not knowing that Roxy might hypothetically be an axe murderer. And then if she does something, I'm supposed to be able to like divine that information from what? God? Like, what are you talking about? Like, obviously I came out and I was like, guys, it really wasn't that big of a deal. It was like one axe murder. Like, I don't know why everybody's freaking out. It was just like one murder. Like, can you guys calm down a little bit? Like, sure, you guys would be like, Malcolm, that's not the vibe. But genuinely, if you like don't know, how can you be judged on that? That doesn't make any fucking sense. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Obviously, if you're sweeping for people that are shitty people, that's one thing. But if you genuinely don't fucking know, how are you supposed to account for that behavior? That doesn't make any fucking sense. It doesn't make any sense. My God, please, euthanize me.
Alex get away with it for so long is that people have dirt on each other. The reason why I'm able to make this video, and potentially not many other people, is because I've done absolutely nothing wrong with my time online.
What about when you made a video on a transgender woman that was so ignorant and transphobic that you had to delete it? Your first video on Elitino is now only available on Papa Gut's stream VOD now because you deleted the original. I'm not even criticizing you for doing so because the original was genuinely offensive. But it's just very ironic considering how much you're criticizing me from running away from my issues and hiding stuff from my audience.
I just want to also say, on behalf of Alice, like, she's had so many absolute idiots come online and exploit the situation, leak DMs she didn't want to be leaked, and just genuinely be insensitive.
Do you not realize that you are literally leaking private DMs as you complain about people leaking private DMs? Not only did you leak everything on your stories and on this stream, but you even leaked it to Louis McClung and later admitted that you were recording the call between us.
I understand that. Did you happen to record the conversation you had with him?
The really annoying thing is I did, and I had it on my computer for a really long time. My boyfriend edits my videos and it was on an SD card. I'm trying to figure out how to retrieve it, but then when I've spoken to people about like whether I'd be able to like, you know, release it, it's a different story because I didn't tell them.
Also, if she identifies as a rad femme and a swerf, which I believe is true, right? Like, she's pretty anti-sex work, and she's also pretty radically feminist in the sense of, you know, biological women. Like, a lot of swerfs and turfs kind of Venn diagram overlap with each other. How does Lewis feel about that? I feel like Lewis is pretty progressive. Does Lewis care that Katie is like, I don't know, a little problematic in her own right? Is that maybe something that we should be taking accountability for? Because this is not only somebody that you collaborate with, this is somebody whose statements you endorse. So if you want to play witch hunt because at one point in time, Jabu worked for I'm Alex and edited videos, what does that say about you if you are collaborating with somebody who is a radical feminist, a swerf, you know, whatever, blah, 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 as somebody who's progressive? How do you justify that? Interesting question.
Him, I was recording.
And the only reason you hadn't posted this recording yet is because you were scared of being sued, which you admitted in this tweet, because obviously you were doing it all without my knowledge or consent. KATICLYZM even says that we had a nice conversation where I gave her good advice about YouTube.
But when I asked him explicitly, because he reached out to me and he seemed nice, to be fair, like he was friendly to me, he was
he was okay. He explained a lot about like what I should do differently on YouTube, but it's kind of like a little bit irrelevant.
How this has been spun into me trying to flirt and mansplain how to be a better YouTuber for 2.5 hours and then run away when the screenshot was brought up is insane to me. Forgive me for trying to make friends in the space and being nice. Trust me, I won't be making that mistake again. To claim that I'm running away from you or the situation is also ridiculous. Because I'm not being funny, Katie, but why the fuck would I ever respond to messages like these ones? Cataclysm is threatening me, bullying me, and in her stream about me, the majority of it is her just insulting me.
You've never seen a vagina in real life, have you, Jesse? That's all I'm gonna say.
This is the girl who thinks that like after puberty her pussy changes color. What do you mean, girl? What are you talking about? Have you?
Alongside baseless accusations with no actual substance. This was never going to be a fair conversation. She even says on the Papa Gut stream that she never intended to make any of this public, but then on that very same stream admits that she was recording the call without my knowledge or consent.
And I wasn't planning on talking about it publicly.
If you were never planning to make this a public thing, why were you recording the call that we had? Why were you threatening to make this public? And why were you excitedly tweeting out about how much you wanted to expose me? Just a reminder, by the way, that Lewis was accusing me of being weird because I wanted to call. If we had to pick who was being weird here, is it me for trying to have a casual conversation with another YouTuber, or is it the one who was literally planning to entrap me over nothing from the start? There was never an attempt to get the truth or anything of the sort. This was always about trapping me and ending my career because I made a joke about
Very
being
obviously,
orange.
yes.
I thought we were having a casual conversation. I had no idea that I was being recorded whilst I was being interrogated about my former employment and my former boss, whom I have no involvement with. As far as I'm concerned, I made a stupid joke because I was annoyed that people were messaging me about my former boss. The fact that this has been blown to this scale over one throwaway joke that I didn't think much of at the time is terrifying. The two of you constantly talk about how you don't want to cancel me.
That I'm not intending.
That's
to
literally
cancel
what
him.
they're doing, bro.
I've spoke about this before. I don't particularly believe in cancel culture. It's kind of cringe. It defeats the whole purpose of holding people accountable.
Noval, please elaborate by what you mean that this retroactively taints her abuse claims. Could you please elaborate what you mean by that? Because I'm not sure that I understand what you mean.
Because it just is ridiculous most of the time.
I only wish what he has brought on himself, okay, his own decisions. I don't want him to be canceled. I don't want him to lose a job. I don't want him to be thrown off the face of the earth or sent into a pit or whatever. What I want is for him to tell his audience the truth and stop lying to them.
I don't even think necessarily that Jesse, Dankyjabo should just disappear offline and never return.
Let's be honest. If you didn't want to cancel me, you would not have approached me in the way that you did. You would not have made this many baseless accusations against me that do not accurately represent the conversations that took place between us. You wouldn't excitedly be tweeting about how much you wanted to expose me, and you wouldn't be saying shit like this on stream.
And it makes me feel like sad. Like I just want to like log into his channel and delete it. Like it needs to be deleted.
I don't know about you,
Girl,
but those do not sound like the
fuck
words of somebody who doesn't want me cancelled.
This video about Jesse, I wanted to make it still with a little respect in my heart for him as a human, right? He needs to live, he needs to make money, right?
Like, this is what I'm saying. You have, like, no natural survival instincts, Roxy. She has an eyebrow piercing. What do you mean? Come on now. We just went through the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse for women to be afraid of, and you don't even see the signs.
That's why I make it clear I don't want to end his career. That's not at all my prerogative.
Was it respectful when Cataclysm recorded a call without my knowledge or consent? Was it respectful when you uploaded a video on me giving me only 1 day to respond during the
Well, I guess that's fair. I guess they cancel out. But there's still a vertical elaborate. That's...
holidays? Was it respectful when you baselessly accused me of cheating on my girlfriend by flirting with Cataclysm? Was it respectful when you took 2 jokes I made 3 years ago about cartoon characters as proof I'm a misogynist? Was it...
This is, like, more proof that you are going to end up being an axe murderer because, like, you also have the crazy gene, I think. Just a little bit. Like, I love you, Queen. Like, you're so strong and beautiful and stunning and brave. You got a little of that in you, too. You got a little bit of that dog in you. Like, I could see it. I could see it. Like, I wouldn't be like, oh my god, what? But I also wouldn't be like, yeah, I knew that. Like, it's like a middle ground. Like, I'd be like, yeah, I mean, you know, all things are possible, I guess, you know.
Was it respectful when you told your audience that I was spreading racist rhetoric because of what was once again a harmless joke? Both of you have been anything but respectful. You have both tried to bully me into making an apology and levied your audiences against me. These lies and baseless accusations have been greatly damaging not just to my YouTube channel, but also to my personal life. And it's all based on pure conjecture, which is very ironic considering that you guys accuse me of trying to manipulate my audience when I have done everything to try and avoid being dragged into this petty gossip and drama. It's very clear to me that we had a very different upbringing and
Her being this dishonest about Jabu, saying, oh, I didn't want to make it public, but she's literally recording this, just smells like she's a lot more manipulative and lies about way more than this. It's possible, but it's also possible that, like, this is just her, like, being a little bit on edge or, like, a little bit overly hypervigilant and ascribing, like, malice to things that actually, like, aren't that big of a deal because of it. Like, that's also possible. I'm willing to grant that. But I don't disagree with you that when, in general, if somebody's an unreliable narrator, it does kind of make you question, like, what other things people are willing to exaggerate or be hyperbolic about, or in this case, even be, like, vindictive about. If this was the lengths that she was going to try and, like, trap Jabu into saying something where she could kind of blow him up over it, I think that that's fair. And to be completely honest, I don't know anything about her abuse allegations. I don't know anything about that, like her, you know, sharing her story or anything like that. The only thing that I know about is what's said in this video where she mentions, like, the boiling water thing. That's all I know. So void of the context of any other, you know, spurious allegations or whatever, I don't know. But I would say that, like, I think that's kind of fair. Like, obviously, believe all women. We love women here. We love and support our queens. But it is fair to say, like, dude, like, you were willing to be snaky and, like, blow this dude up over fucking nothing for no reason, and you, like, or pretty intentionally malicious about it, yeah, that does kind of like cause pause in me kind of wanting to throw my whole body weight behind you in believing other things that you talk about. That's fair, you know, everything with tact, but certainly I see what you're saying.
Come from two very different parts of the world. To put jokes in your video that you know were jokes and use them to label me as a misogynist, as spreading racist rhetoric, and as an abuse apologist, I don't think I need to even explain how ridiculous that is at this point. This is my one and only response. We'll be right back to making normal videos now.
Nice. All right. So I want to start with this is the video that he uploaded 3 hours ago. This is from last night where he crashes out. And obviously this one is like hella fucking long. So we're going to start with this one. So like we talked about before, this is his thoughtful, kind of curated response, okay? This is where we had time to think about what we wanted to say. And then obviously this is off the cuff. So let's hear this one first, and then we can compare it to our unhinged girly moment, okay?
I'm really sorry. To Jesse, to my audience, to his, to whoever overlaps. I'm sorry for any harm I caused by spreading my ideas as fact. I apologize for being forceful when trying to get an apology or a statement out of Jesse, when it was really not my place to do so, or my right to interject myself. I apologize to all my fans that I hurt by misplacing your trust, and I apologize to everyone who took my word as fact and then acted upon it, and now feels bad about doing so. And it's not your fault. It's mine for insinuating any of it. I apologize to DANKYJABO, Jesse, for making him feel like he needs to out himself. That was never my intention, but it still happened, and I'm still extremely sorry for doing so. Do not feel
This is really missing the ukulele for me, honestly. The ukulele would really tie it all together. I'm sad that we don't have the ukulele Colleen Ballinger apology vibe going. Yeah, I'm sorry for spreading my ideas as fact. That's a pretty couched way of saying sorry that I totally made shit up about this guy because I got high off of my own farts and my own delusions and tricked myself. I gaslit myself into thinking that my opinions were factual. That would have been a better start, but...
good about it in the slightest. As two-aged people, I hope one day, in the very far future, that we can be part of the community together. I spoke with Jesse last night at time of recording, and we had a very productive conversation considering. I mean, even without all of this, it still would have been a very productive conversation. Because I had some things in my possession, some quote-unquote evidence that, if it was true, it would be very bad for him. To all people saying I was blackmailing him, that was never my intention. In a lie that I greatly...
So we'll touch a little bit on this when we go ahead and we switch gears and we watch his crash out video. And I'll spoil a little bit of it for you right now. When he was live streaming last night, he said almost verbatim that he really needs to talk to DANKYJABO because he has stuff or screenshots that if they are true, they would be career ending. And then decided to not elaborate on what those were and wanted to talk to him about it first. So that's what he means when he says blackmail. And honestly, that's like not the fucking vibe. One, it's irresponsible for you to bring this up on stream without vetting the validity of it at all. That's not appropriate. And then secondly, let's just pretend that these were real. If you have evidence that's like career ending of somebody being like a horrible person, and you're using that as leverage to get them to talk to you before you decide if it's an ethical response for you to like out somebody for being a bad person, that is also fucked up and spineless. Like, does this guy just have no fucking backbone? It's amazing.
regret doing. It was a huge mistake. I almost showed this, again, quote-unquote evidence, without consulting him. In the heat of the moment, when I almost showed it, I then also, in the heat of the moment, decided I shouldn't do this without talking to him. And by that point, it was too late, and I had already mentioned this quote-unquote evidence. I felt in the moment that I had to keep repeating myself, again, it was alive, and it was my fault that it was, which did come across like blackmailing, which was truly never my intention. I just wanted to talk to him privately. Again, we had a very productive conversation, and I'm going to keep it private. I'm not going to show any receipts, considering the opposite is what got us here in the first place. For all of those who want to know more information, all I will say is that he gave me ample proof that this was misinformation, or at least blown out of proportion. It was never a problem, and it will never be a problem. Also, I wanted to be very clear. Katie did not come to me for me to make this video. I went to her to ask if she had any more evidence on the subject. She then just showed me what she had already posted on other sites like YouTube and Twitter, and I went on my way to make my script and then to make my video. For those who are mad at me, I do not blame you. You have every undying right to be fed up with me. But to say that Katie threw me under the bus, and then for those of you who are out there mocking her abuse, that is too far. That is why her and I made our videos in the first place. It was to address a situation in which somebody could possibly be mocking abuse. It turned out to be very, very wrong, and we were very, very wrong. But that does not give you the right to mock her abuse. As for me, be as brutal as you see fit. And to Jesse and my audience again, I am extremely sorry. I will learn from this like there is no tomorrow, and grow from
I will learn from this like there's no tomorrow. This is just total fucking slop, dude. Total fucking slop. This is like a lot of words to just say like I made shit up and went like right off the cuff with it, and I was not mindful at all. I wasn't proactive at all. I had my blinders on, and you know, I was happy to go after anybody and anybody without verifying anything first. And I think that's something that I really want to ask, and I don't know, something I'm curious about, is how does this dude feel about Katie being like a rad femme and being basically like a turf, a swerf? Like, how does he feel about that? I think that that's a good question. Next is like, why were you willing to throw in your lot with somebody that in any other circumstance you would be probably pretty aggressive towards? I think that that's pretty fucking interesting. Yes, we are going to watch his stream.
From this instead of letting it become a pattern. I was so dead set on sticking to my upload schedule that I would be negligent of a story and allowing it to grow so that I could then cover it in good faith. From now on, I will only upload videos on subjects where I take the ample time to find proof, as diligently and as long as it takes for me to do so. I will learn and I will grow. This was a huge mistake on my end, and I only made it worse by hopping onto a stream in the heat of the moment when I did not have my full opinion settled. And I deleted my live and my video as to not spread any more hate to his side of the internet. Now that I know I have done damage, I will not allow any more to be done to anybody else except for me. But in this situation, Jesse is justifiably angry, and I am justifiably getting a lot of shit. And that's all what needed to happen for me to realize that I was very, very wrong. So then
I needed everybody to fucking dogpile me on the internet to realize that I couldn't just go off of like schizo allegations that were totally baseless to just like try to fucking nuke somebody because I felt like it. Yeesh, bro.
thank you from the bottom of my heart to everybody who held me accountable. I'll see you in the next.
Yeah, thanks for holding me accountable, guys. Okay, so this is the crash out stream. This is the crash out stream. So let's just be mindful again that this was deleted. Obviously, this was deleted. This is an archive of it. And then let's also be mindful again that this is probably not the best idea, especially if this isn't the normal format that you're used to doing content. If you're like a video essayist and somebody's talking shit about you, you probably shouldn't just jump on a live stream to watch the content that you've never seen to respond. That's probably a really bad fucking idea. Thank you, card posting. I'm glad that you approve. So that was the new video. The one that we just watched was the one that he released 3 hours ago. So this is from last night when he was still sucking farts out of Katie's butthole and getting high off of them. Okay, so that's what this stream is. So this is the crash out stream.
This is a very good thing,
okay.
All right? We wanted to hear from him. That was my entire purpose. That was my entire point. I wanted to hear from this man, okay? I watched the video a little bit just to make sure he wasn't being too outrageous. It turns out he was being a little outrageous, which is a problem. He was contorting words just like he was, accusing everybody who's talking about him of contorting his, which is, man, if people are going to be calling you a hypocrite.
So it was 3K viewers and he also didn't have any mods. Why would you think that was a good idea, bro?
Just don't do that. But I would like to say that he made me look very gross in his thumbnail, and I appreciate that.
Oh, hang on 1 second. I also heard that this was from, thank you, Judgment Free Zone, for the subscription. I also, to my understanding, I think he says it in this video, he's like, this is actually a picture of my fucking mugshot.
You know, I like to pick the best looking pictures of people I can fucking find for my thumbnails because I like being courteous, but this is crazy. I don't look like that. That's not me. So it freaked me out a little bit, but
bro, that's literally fucking you. What are you talking about?
But we are going to watch it because I don't want to have to make an entire edited video about this video. So we're definitely we're gonna look at this. Here, give me 1 second. I don't look gross ever. No, I can look gross. Like when I first wake up, my hair's usually a fucking mess, but I don't look like that. That's just not me, you know?
It's literally you,
Is that my mugshot? Yeah, I went to prison for being an idiot. Happens to the best of us.
What's in chat if you've never been to prison? Like, what?
But as you can tell, like, I don't really want to sit here and, like, make a whole video about this. It's just not, I don't want to perpetuate this anymore, so I do want to give my opinion on this and how he's rightfully angry. Let's be so unbelievably real. This guy's mad, DANKYJABO. He's going to be very angry in this video, and he's allowed to be angry. That is not a problem. I thought I made it very clear in my video that, yeah, I said a lot of, you know, I did a lot of name calling, but I do that to everybody. So
it's, no, like, you could be, like, a catty mean girl and, like, take shots at people and shit like that. The problem is when you, like, allege that somebody is an abuser of women, a misogynist, possibly a pedophile, like, that is the concern. It's not that he was, like, a little bit snarky and a little bit mean, or that you were a little snarky or a little mean. It's that the allegations, based on the evidence that you had, were fucking insane. That's actually the problem.
I didn't see that as a problem, but I made it very clear. I don't want to cancel him. I don't want his career to be over. I just want him to say something about it because there are a lot, and I mean a lot of allegations against him. And there still are a couple, I'm pretty sure. I haven't watched the entire video. I hope he goes over everything. But I did watch a little bit, and he made it seem like I was saying things that I wasn't. So I wanted to clear it up, come on here and say some stuff. You know, I'm sure you guys are fine with that. I hope you apologize. Okay, we'll see. We'll see if there's anything to apologize for. We'll see. I mean, I probably got a bunch wrong, but like I said in my video, it's allegations.
I probably got a bunch wrong in a video about allegations. If you're coming out with allegations, you should probably be pretty confident in the veracity of those allegations, especially if they're as serious as, like, pedo-jacketing somebody, yeah.
It's alleged. Everything I said was, except for reading things, it was all alleged, okay? It was all piecing things together that might be happening because he wasn't the one talking about it.
If somebody came out and said, allegedly, you're a pedophile, like, what does that even do? Yeah, because you said alleged, it's like, whatever, dude, who cares? I can say whatever the fuck I want. What are you talking about?
Wouldn't say anything. He didn't make a community post. He didn't make a story post. He didn't do anything. He just said, hey, I'm making a response now after everybody kept saying things. Well, everybody kept saying things because you wouldn't say anything. Oh, thank you, Purple Toast. Thank you so much for that. But there's no need to donate anything, okay, guys? We're just here to talk. Okay, I just finished his video. Was it good? Was it a good video? Noah? Was it a good one? Let me know. Hi, everybody who's showing up. Yeah, I can do a recap. I can absolutely do a recap. So the allegations against him were that he was supporting I'm Alex for abuse by following him and protecting him behind closed doors, or at least not protecting him, making jokes about abuse in light of him being mentioned. Okay, and that is not alleged. He did make a joke about somebody and Alex and an abuse case. So that was not alleged that happened, but what it meant for him as a person was all of the gossip, as he calls it, which, by the way, I find his tone about us, the YouTubers talking about him, very condescending.
Why the fuck is this audio, like, so difficult for me to balance? Like, why? Why?
He calls us gossipy and petty and drama. This is not petty. You have an audience of a lot of people, and you talk about a lot of things that are very harmful. So it's just important to talk about these things and
really
say
important to have the
when you've done
nuance.
something wrong, or if you haven't, right away, so that people don't have to make a video about it to get an answer from you, because the possibilities were so bad.
The thing is that you shouldn't have to answer for every, like, glupshido allegation because you just, like, fucking edited for a guy, like, a while ago, and that was it. That was, like, the end of your relationship was professional editing. Like, you, like, answer for, like, Malcolm, I need you to answer for being involved in the Dresden bombing. It's like, what are you talking about? No, I don't. Oh, it's really convenient you won't say anything about this, Malcolm. I think that I should make a hit piece video about it. It's like, why do you have to answer for allegations that aren't even fucking true? What are you talking about?
Okay, and a lot of things I'd said were assumption, allegations. That's what I do. How many times do I say that in a given video, that they're allegations? But I digress. You know, you have to say that, because I could be wrong about anything. So
all things are possible
what you
through
have to
Christ
say.
who compels us. Amen.
You guys ready for this? Are you guys
I'm ready.
You missed everything? Don't worry about it. There's a video up. You guys can watch it. Toxic Gossip Train. Yeah, saying that is a little weird. So, but Jesse here, I just want it to be known, if he's seeing this, that I have no ill will against him. I thought I made that so unbelievably clear.
I thought that I made it so unbelievably clear that I have no ill will against this guy after I accused him of being a beater of women, a misogynist, and potentially a pedophile. But I mean no ill will. Those are all morally neutral things to accuse somebody of. I have no bad thoughts, feelings, or emotions towards somebody that I'm accusing of really fucked up shit. Not a single bad thought about it. Okay.
Here, I take the shit out of stuff. I do that all the time. I'm like, you stinky bastard. I will say that nonstop, all the time. I do that, right? But I made it very clear that I don't want anything bad to happen to this guy. I made it very clear that I don't want his career over. I don't want him to be canceled. That's besides the point what I'm doing. I want him to be able to forward his career, okay? He is doing very well as a newer YouTuber who's only been doing this for 6 months. He's doing great, right? And I want him to be able to do great. But to do this stuff behind closed doors was worrying, okay? And I know I learned after I posted this video very recently that I did get something wrong. He still has videos up where he says weird stuff. I thought he would have taken them down, but he didn't, okay? I also said alleged in that. I rewatched my video before making this because I want to know what I said. So, love how he calls other channels gossipy, but he made multiple unnecessary videos about Smart School Boy 9. Yeah, okay, but it's okay to be gossipy. That's what he does, and that's okay. That's a perfectly reasonable thing to do. That's what our videos are like. We can be a little gossipy. We can be a little jokey. We can be a little, you know, I make so many jokes. I made so many jokes that he has in this video about what I said about him, right? I make jokes. That's what I do, right? And I think that's okay. I make it lighthearted because, again, I'm not that mad at, well, I was very mad at him for not saying anything, but now he said something, so I'm much happier about the situation. I'm so much happier about the situation because he said something. He didn't even have to make a video like this. He could have just made a post way before anybody made a video and just been like, hey, these screenshots are out. I wasn't trying to be like this. This is what I meant. I'm sorry, guys, blah, 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 right? What did he do? We didn't know. That's the thing. We didn't know what he did. We didn't know what the extent of...
You didn't know what he did, so you thought it would be appropriate to, like, nuke him from orbit because you didn't know what he did, and it may have possibly been bad. Like, absolute rookie mistake thinking about live streaming this. Incredibly rookie mistake, dude. Holy shit. This is insane, dude. This is insane, dude.
Of what he did was. There were a lot of assumptions, a lot of words going around, and that's about all we had, but he wasn't saying anything. The main problem that I had an issue with was, one, he didn't say anything about it. He said nothing. He was actively avoiding it, which we know now that he's seen it, so he was actively avoiding it. Two, that he was deleting comments, and he said in a video, hey guys, make it look like I did something terrible directly after the screenshot had surfaced, right? That's weird. I don't know what he's gonna say about it in this video, you know, it's just a joke. It's not just a joke, dude. That's weird shit. I've never done anything like that. I don't know why you would do that, right? That's why I didn't like it. Okay? I didn't like that he had said, hey guys, make some weird comments about what I'm doing. Oh, say like I'm so terrible. That's weird. That is still the only thing I have a
Oh no, he's coping with people making horrible slanderous statements about him on the internet with humor. The humanity. Oh my god, no.
problem with, and I hope he talked about it in this video. Okay? But aside from that, I am happy he said something, and I am no longer that mad at him. Okay? I am no
Now it's
longer
okay.
that angry.
Now it's okay that he might be an abuser because he made a video and actually validated me and, like, noticed me, senpai. So I feel better now. I got what I wanted out of the situation. I kicked, I screamed, I cried, I threw a fucking fit, and finally, senpai noticed me. So I'm happy I got what I wanted out of the situation.
at Mr. Jabot here, okay? I'm disappointed in him silencing people and not saying something sooner, but I'm no longer that angry. My entire issue from the start was that he said nothing. That was my whole issue, which I'm sure you guys can agree with if you watch his content, right? If he doesn't say anything, oh my god, what? Zillion, thank you so much. Again, you guys do not have to donate anything for this stream. This is just me doing this so I don't have to make a video. This is me, because I don't want to make another video about this, because he's trying to put it to quiet, basically, right? He's trying to put it quiet. So, no, people trying to put him down, stop, okay? Stop saying negative things about this guy. You don't know yet, okay?
Stop saying negative things about this guy that I literally accused of being a misogynist.
All we had was alleged and conversation, okay? That's all we had, all right? Be nice, be cordial. He didn't, for all we know, he could disprove it all right now. He could do that. It's possible, because it was all alleged. So be nice, all right? I want you to be cordial, nice, thoughtful, okay?
We're certainly all of those.
It's important to me that you are nice to this person, okay? Because we don't know yet what he has done, truly.
Then why would you stake
Over
your
the allegations
reputation on him
over them,
doing it?
Basically, mocking abuse, being slightly weird behind camera, joking about things that didn't need to be joked about, you know? The way he spoke about women, thank you, whoever tipped. That was very sweet of you, by the way. But also, he joked about women in weird ways. People said he said a lot of weird things about women. And there were a lot of cases, for instance, saying that a mother cannot be sexy because she is a mother. You know, that's just a strange thing to say, right? So, okay. Can you guys see the video? Let me know if you can see the video. Again, I don't want anything rude said about this person. This is purely constructive criticism.
This is constructive criticism.
To hate on somebody. That's not why I'm here. That's not what we're doing. I need to
here to
understood.
hate.
All
We're
right,
here
I'm
to
not your dad
love.
or anything, but be nice. All right?
This is like when Ethan Klein like cusses somebody out and then he's like, but with peace and blessings though, with peace and love. After you just rake somebody over the coals. But with peace and love.
This is not a hate stream. We are here to learn. Yes? Good. Okay. Good. Understood. Oh my god, the chat's moving too fast. Thank you for the tip, whoever did that. You didn't have to do that, but thank you so much.
You're
Alright,
so
good.
virtuous.
Okay. Alright, let's do this.
Let's do it.
3, 2, 1.
So originally I wasn't going to address this situation because it's all based on petty, baseless gossip and huge lies that frankly weren't worth responding to. But recently it's become—
Okay, that's a great start. 1 second.
Dead air, dead air, dead air, dead air. He was not born for streaming. He doesn't have the streamer
He might prove me
gene.
wrong, okay? I just don't want people to be super rude in this chat, alright? He might not be a terrible person. Let's see what he has to say, okay? But that first part, right? Gossip. This is not gossip, alright? Gossip is kids on a playground. This is you with 100,000 plus followers on YouTube, possibly doing something behind your followers' back. That's
Possibly,
fucked up.
maybe,
This is not
potentially.
gossip.
Possibly, potentially, maybe doing something really fucked up that we don't even really know if it happened yet. Possibly, potentially, maybe at some time in the distant future, you might do something fucked up, and therefore, it was worth calling attention to.
This is an actual problem that could exist, okay? So you saying it's gossip is demeaning. It's weird. Don't do that.
so much bigger than I ever thought it would, so I figured I'd set the record straight. For the last few months, I've been the target of a harassment campaign from Lewis McClung and KATICLYZM.
Okay, it wasn't a harassment campaign. That's making it more sinister than it is. It wasn't a harassment campaign. It is slightly gossip, but it is literally just me hearing about something, talking to somebody who already talked about it, and then learning that there's more to the story than I even thought it was, so I made a video about it. Because I'm angry that he's not saying anything. Thank you for all the donations and members, everybody. It's very sweet of you. But him
Very sweet, guys.
saying that, and saying that it's a hate campaign, that's not what it is, okay? It's not a hate campaign. I wasn't in cahoots. Well, I was
Well, I wasn't in cahoots. Well, I was talking to everybody who already made shitty videos about him.
talking to KATICLYZM, still am, okay? And it's all business, basically. Talking
All
about
business.
what happened, who knows what, why is what. That's important, okay? And that's important. To know that it's
Hard-hitting
not-
investigative
Lying about
journalism.
me both privately and publicly and passing off huge false assumptions as fact when there is no evidence to support them. The two main claims that they make are that I'm a misogynist and that I'm supporting an abuser. In Lewis's video, he details all of the supposed allegations.
The accusations against DANKYJABO, aka Jesse, go as follows. Lying to your audience, using hateful, derogatory speech towards women, silencing those who are against you, and lying to and manipulating your audience. Those subtitles, sure. Who hold you as sanctity, honestly.
All of these allegations are either lies or baseless assumptions based on nothing but pure conjecture. For those who are unaware, I used to edit for I'm Alex. Me and Alex were not friends during this period, and it was purely a business relationship. In fact,
Okay, that's important. You could have just said that. Why didn't you just say that?
You're not entitled to, like, just because you think it's weird that he used to work for him, he doesn't owe you anything. It's Gen Z, dude. It's these Gen Zers. It's the Zoomers. Somebody has to stop them. You guys, you're not entitled to know the ins and outs and the intricacies of everybody's fucking life. And if they are unwilling to be like, yeah, dude, let me sit down and have this honest, earnest conversation with you after you accuse me of horrible shit, I'm gonna blow everything up because your silence speaks loudly. Like, grow up. What are you talking about? What are you fucking talking about? And I'm almost positive, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but DANKYJABO has said before that him and Alex, like, just had a business relationship. This isn't, like, hidden lore. Just because he didn't say it explicitly to you, one-on-one, verbally, that you feel entitled to for some weird fucking reason, that doesn't mean that it's not true. Just because he didn't pull you aside quietly and say, hey, just so you know, that, like, you aren't entitled to that. What?
That earlier, okay? Everybody was so worried about you still being friends with him, and you didn't say this. For like a month and a half, 2 months, you didn't say this. Why?
So he, yeah,
Why?
so he did
Why
say.
you didn't say this? I don't know. I have no idea, okay? It's that simple. You didn't say this. You avoided saying this for what reason? If this is the truth, because it's still allegations of word of mouth, as he will say many times in this, it's all allegation of word of mouth. Why didn't you just say that?
Last time I ever spoke to the man was when I received my last payment from him 6 months ago.
Okay, and that's important as well, okay? 6 months ago. That was the time period we had for him possibly being in cahoots. Again, it's all allegation, cahoots, with him. Okay, and that's fine.
Again, I want to know what they were in cahoots with. I'm Alex has fled the internet. Cahoots for what? For what? What secret Manhattan project were they working on together? What does he think they were doing? I'm Alex is gone. He left. He pieced the fuck out. He read the room. And he dipped. What secret cabal of things could they possibly be doing?
Right? He's eating Lewis up, not gonna lie. I hope he does. I hope he clears his name. I hope he clears his name. I hope he clears it out. He proves us all wrong and fools and idiots, okay? I appreciate that,
he did.
Actually, because the less bad people there are in the world, the better place it is.
This, Lewis McClung.
What a beautiful ontological statement. The less bad people in the world, the better it is. I think this guy might actually be smarter than Socrates. That was good. That was good. This guy might be better than Socrates, guys.
Cataclysm have made out as though me and Alex were and continue to be close friends, and I'm even being mentored by him. Obviously, there is no evidence to support this because it's not true, so the two resort to grasping at straws, lying, and making things up to pad.
Okay, lying, remember the word lying. It implies some kind of intent. My intent was not to lie. My intent was to pass information along.
My intent was not to lie.
That was out there, okay? Whether it's true or not. Lie presumes intent. I don't have any intent to lie about you, okay? I wouldn't make a video if there was anything about this. Take your L, dude. I will. I'll take my L if there's an L to take. I promise you. I have no problem with being wrong. I'm happy to be wrong.
Who's in the chat? It's Augie that is fucking with him, isn't it? If I remember. He doesn't have... This is the re-upload, so I can't see his chat. He doesn't have the chat on stream. But I'm pretty sure it was fucking Augie that was going at him really hard. Like, Augie came back from the dead to make this fucking Pirates of the Caribbean twink crash out. That's so fucking funny and base.
But he's saying things here that are a little strange, okay? I don't like the grasping at straws and lying.
One of the only pieces of evidence that they show are that our thumbnails are similar.
You can even tell the blatant mentoring through the exact same thumbnail design. They use the exact same thumbnail design. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just more proof that he mentored him or taught him his ways.
I mean, these are just YouTube thumbnails. It's ridiculous that these can be counted as any type of evidence that me and him have some sort of relationship.
It's not evidence. It's possibility, okay? Did I say it was evidence? Let's see if I said it was evidence. Through the exact same thumbnail design. They use the exact same thumbnail design. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just more proof that he mentored him or taught him his ways.
I mean, these
I don't know. Sorry, I just work here.
are just YouTube thumbnails. It's ridiculous that these can be counted as any type of evidence that me and him have some sort of relationship. And by the way,
I did say the word proof, but I think I meant it more in the way that, like, it could be, right?
I know that I used the word proof, but I didn't mean it like actual proof. I meant it like maybe potentially I could be right. Classic misspeak. Happens to the best of us.
I was lying. I appreciate your, what is the word? Take responsibility? I will. I haven't watched the video yet.
You probably should have done that first, bud.
Alright, y'all. Keep the conversation to this, alright? Proof means it could be. Yeah, so evidence is when you put it into a case.
Proof means that it is. Proof is a statement of fact. Proof means that there is evidence to corroborate what I'm saying. What? My God, he's just dumb.
And you say, this could mean this, right? Take this as a court case, for instance, right? If you have two
Take this as a
juries,
court case.
or
two juries.
You have a jury, right? The jury is you guys.
Two
you
juries.
are the jury, okay?
Okay.
And then you take two people. He is the defendant. I'm the accuser. Okay?
Okay.
We walk into a court. If one of us is wrong, are you going to call the other a dipshit? Are you going to call the other
Yes.
a piece of garbage?
Yes.
No, you're going to call one the person who is wrong and one the person who is right.
Oh.
Read the room, Lewis.
Well, he's not British, so he wouldn't understand that culture. But it's like, no, the person. But the thing is the stakes, you guys. If you're at a court of law, the stakes are like pretty severe now. Like, it's kind of. I think it's telling that he thinks of this as like a fucking episode of Law and Order. Like, like that's what he thinks it is. It's like a fucking meme. It's like, oh my God, dude. Like, Your Honor, in my opinion, it's like, dude, what the fuck? It is not that serious, bro. You are crashing the fuck out right now. Take a deep breath. Oh, just dead air. Never mind.
Yeah, I think we should wait till the video is over. Let's see.
Wait, this is also a point made by both Cataclysm and an actual old friend of Alex and Jake Baz, who was previously featured on his channel before.
When Alex stopped posting because of everything that happened, Jesse then started posting very much in the style of Alex, with Alex's thumbnails, etc., etc.
Coincidentally, your thumbnails seems to be only since he's quit. Your thumbnails have started getting a lot more like Alex's, which is weird. Why would you only just start doing that now, coincidentally, when he stops uploading?
However, the great irony of this point is
Probably because he started editing the videos, I would imagine. He's spending more time making his own YouTube content. And he was the one that was, you know, making them. So it makes sense that the style would be... If two people or if two people make two different thumbnails, they might be a little bit different. If one person makes two thumbnails, they're probably going to be pretty similar in style. That is a big brain fucking idea, though. So, small bites.
Is that the very thumbnails on the streams that my thumbnails are being criticized on are the exact thumbnail style
That's a good point. No, that's a great point.
that somehow prove that Alex is mentoring me. And not only that, but
That's a great point, okay? Those people do look to have the same thumbnails. Maybe they work really well. I wouldn't know. I'm very creative when I make my thumbnails. I try to stick to a style, so I didn't even notice that everybody else had
I would have no idea if these thumbnails were good or bad because I'm such an artistic genius and I put love and effort and dignity and respect into every single fucking thing that I create because this is art to me. So I'm not some dipshit who would know that this low tier quality clickbait was effective or not. So I don't know. Maybe it works. It doesn't. I don't know. Great point though. I literally would have died.
similar ones. That is a good point. That's a good point. Telling me to take the L. I mean, if he's right, then he's right. We'll see.
Cataclysm still continues to use the very thumbnails that she's criticizing me for to this day.
Did she criticize him for that?
By that logic, is she...
Wait, no, okay, let's get something clear. I criticized him for that. The clip he showed was just me saying it. I don't think she criticized him. That's not a big issue. If he got that wrong, it's okay. Again, it's okay to get things wrong, man. It's okay. But,
It's okay, guys.
it's important.
Forgive
right?
everyone.
What's going on. You guys can watch his video and then watch my video, or watch it in a different order. This is important information to learn, okay? I don't think she criticized him for that. It was just me. So
being mentored by
I ate your
Alex?
family,
No,
Austin.
obviously not, because it's just a YouTube thumbnail. And like I said, I haven't spoken to Alex since my last payment from him. He has nothing to do with my channel. Another ridiculous...
Okay, and I can understand the anger from hearing that if it's not true. But then again, you didn't say shit to prove your innocence.
Dude, who cares? You're not entitled to that information. He could just, like, not want to fucking talk to you about it. Oh, the entitlement. You must answer for your crimes that I invented now!
Okay? You didn't say anything before this. It's important to say that. You didn't say this. Why? I have no idea. I don't know.
ridiculous piece of evidence that they use is that I still follow I'm Alex's Instagram account.
Also, what some people have noticed, which is what Katie alluded to in a video as well, is that DANKYJABO is still following Alex. So,
right, he
this
still
is
is.
true.
I'll look it up in a minute. Maybe he still is. I don't know. You guys can look it up if you want.
Earlier before the stream. So,
You're criticizing him for things you do yourself. Not only that, but you used incorrect term, but also basically propagated non-proven and false allegations.
True.
I like you, but you messed up a bit. You just said allegations. It can't be proof and an allegation. Well, it can be. It can.
Your Honor, what does the term falsely alleged mean? A false allegation can't possibly be true. It's contradictory in nature. As Socrates once wrote, an allegation cannot be definitively proven true or not, Your Honor.
It can be proof and an allegation. So that's the thing, right? It's alleged. I don't know why you would be mad at me for showing you what he's not talking about. Okay? You can be mad at whoever you want, obviously. You can take your anger out on me. I don't care. But false allegations are just that. Okay? He hasn't proven anything yet. Okay? He's just said things, by the way. Remember that. But he hasn't said anything. The problem is that these are allegations. I had allegations. I brought them to the table. I told you guys. It's that simple. Okay? If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, and I'm happy about it. Let's be real.
DANKYJABO is following Alex, and he's still followed by Alex as well. So they're still around each other. That's what I do know.
Apparently, and still now, Jesse followed and still follows I'm Alex.
Now, DANKYJABO was still following Alex.
A follow could mean anything. It does not mean an endorsement. Cataclysm. Your friend Alex still follows Lewis Bucket on Instagram, who you've publicly called out on your channel before.
I'm just annoyed because why is the commentary scene full of absolute...
Okay, so the difference is, I'm pretty sure that she's not a... Is she a creator, the person he's talking about? Either way, a follow could mean anything. But when you put it...
Who cares if they're a creator or not? If you make a video calling somebody out, and you still follow that person on social media, and your attack on another person is that they're following this bad creator or whatever the fuck, it's the same thing. It doesn't matter. Oh, fuck.
With the fact that you also made a weird joke about him in private, and you're also following him, that was the issue. That was the issue, right? Why?
Like, who fucking cares if he still follows him on Instagram, bro? So what? So what? That doesn't mean anything.
Why would you... One second, guys. 1 second.
1 second. I have to appoint mods because I'm getting crucified in my own chat. Another thing to be mindful of, like obviously, I think that everybody was really reticent and able to see through these quote-unquote allegations is bullshit. Something to be really mindful of is that when people are coming out with allegations, they're usually going to come out with their strongest allegations first. So if it was alleged that I was, like, killing puppies, you wouldn't start with, one time Malcolm said to me that I was dumb as fuck because I said that Calvin Harris was EDM music. You wouldn't start with that. You would start with, Malcolm kills puppies. That's what you would start with. When people have to do this endless, nauseating, like, reverse justification to get to the very serious allegations, there's probably nothing there. Almost always. I would say almost always. If you are front-loading allegations this heavy, and the strongest piece of evidence that you have that this guy is in cahoots with an abuser is that he follows him on Instagram, you have lost the fucking plot. That is your biggest your smoking gun is a follow on fucking Instagram. You have lost the plot, my guy. You are lost in the sauce. Okay? You took way too many Neon Trees concerts to the fucking head. Okay, it's so over, bro.
Okay, sorry.
I am right here, Queen.
Somebody say something new? What was that? I simply mean that it's putting more fire on the situation without proof. I can see where you're coming from. That's what I'm trying not to do here. I'm not trying to put fire on anything, okay?
I'm not trying to make anything worse, but I immediately saw that somebody was talking shit about me and decided that I would boot up my stream, that I never use, by the way, because I'm not a live streamer, and watch this live in 4K and see what happens.
Everybody's so angry because a lot of people like to take this as, like, two people fighting. I'm not trying to
Shut the fuck up, Roxy. No, I can't protect you from yourself. Stop this madness.
fight anybody. I need a mod. Okay.
Okay.
There you go.
Just random fucking people.
You're
Here
a
you
mod
go.
now. Help me out. Thank you so much if you're okay with that.
Bro is getting one guide so hard.
Hey, so actually, Lewis doesn't refer to women as misogynistic terms, so it's not the same. I mean, I try not to. Sometimes you don't know, and that was a big thing with him. I don't think he knew he was being racist or misogynistic, okay? That's the problem, right? He didn't know. And it's not...
As a honky, I don't think that this man of color knew that he was being racist, so I took it upon myself to let him know. Stunning and brave.
An issue with him. That's just a thing that happened.
Thank you,
People were mad
Darren.
at him, right? So...
He's getting one
No,
guide
look at
so
chat, it's a
hard.
bad idea. I'll look at chat. I like listening to people. You know, you guys are angry, rightfully so, at either or. Okay? If you're mad at me, it's totally understandable. But just remember that it was all allegations in the first place. And if nobody talked about it, you guys would have never known that he was innocent. If he is, there's no proof yet. But
You guys would have never known that he was innocent if I didn't make the allegations in the first place. Your Honor, nobody would have known that Mr. Smith wasn't a rapist if I didn't falsely accuse him of rape. I gave him the opportunity to earn his innocence even though he didn't do anything wrong. What the fuck? What the fuck, bro? He just be saying shit. He'd just be saying shit. What does that even mean?
But without me, you would have never known if he was or is a good guy. Remember that. Without Cataclysm...
Without me and Cataclysm, you guys never would have known that he was a good guy. Thank God I was here to falsely accuse this man of horrific crimes. Thank God I was here to do that, guys.
You would have never known that he had done anything in the first place. So being mad at us doesn't necessarily make any sense. Being mad at him doesn't necessarily make any sense because you guys didn't know anything was true yet. That's what I hated, dude. I saw so many people under my video being like, oh, I knew it. No, you didn't. Nobody knew anything. That's why I made my video. You guys
I'm
knew.
the one
That's
that
the point.
exposed him,
So-
kind of.
Yeah, alright, let's continue watching.
Fucking morons. Lewis Buchan, you're a fucking idiot. You're a creep. Get offline. I hate you, and you should not be online, you dirty scumbag. They just don't deserve platforms, do they? They don't. They fucking don't.
So does this mean that Alice and Lewis Buchan are close friends and that she's endorsing everything that he's done?
Okay, one, she didn't say anything in a text message chat making a weird joke about somebody. So that's the difference between you two.
That doesn't even... What are you talking about right now? It's very clear. She was like, oh my God, he's a piece of shit because he follows I'm Alex on Instagram. And then he's like, wait, hang on. Here's somebody that you think is a piece of shit and you follow them on Instagram. And he's like... But the weird joke about annoying orange, like he literally, he can't compute, he can't keep up.
Remember that.
Personally don't think so.
I
The next
apologize,
piece of
though.
evidence they
I
used is a
never
DM
do
that
apologize.
Cataclysm leaked of me making a joke.
And someone reached out.
Innocent until proven guilty is the predominance of evidence. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. He wasn't guilty. There was just things out there and questions people had. And
He wasn't guilty. Your Honor, I was just asking questions when I falsely accused this guy of being a pedophile. What?
conclusions that I and others drew, which is allowed. We're allowed to do that.
To be like, hey, is there a reason you're still following an abuser? And many people will say this is petty, all right? Who cares about who's following who? But the reasoning they...
Okay, yeah. Sure, it's petty, but they're allowed to do that. Who cares? Who cares if it's petty? If you're following somebody, right? Okay, let me put themselves in my shoes, right? What if somebody I knew was abused, and then I found somebody who was following them, who was, you know, famous for talking about things like that? Would you sit around and say nothing? Probably not. You'd probably reach out.
If you don't know this fucking person, if you have no relationship to them whatsoever, what is the point? Why do you feel entitled to that information or that conversation? You don't know them. You don't know them. It's like you want to be included so bad. It's the SpongeBob meme, bro. Literally like, I lost something once. Nobody was even talking about you, bro. What?
Out to them and go, hey, what the hell are you doing? Right? So whether it's petty or not, I think it's
have
still
more
an
concern
okay thing
is
to do.
because DANKYJABO was previously I'm Alex's editor. So you can already see there's a little...
Slow the chat. Am I able to do that? I think the chat
Professional
is...
gamer moment. Can I slow the chat? Ugh. My king. He doesn't even know the features.
Yeah, y'all stop asking for mod. I'll mod my members, maybe. He says that he owes, you know, Alex some form of gratitude, or at least he alludes to that in a text message, where he says, well, or at least Cataclysm said that he owes Alex some semblance of, like, well, he gave me my career, so I have to be a better person. Dude, I'm dyslexic, I can't read this fast, me too, dude, but I'm making two, so good luck.
No, not the dyslexia, bro. I'm so tired of people appropriating my culture.
There is proof, yes, good, good. So he did say something, I remember that now. He did say something where he was like, yeah, Alex gave me my career, and that's important. Do remember.
Is it, though?
You're doubling down, really? Fuck you mean doubling down?
A bit of concern to be had there.
Fuck do you mean?
Conclusions, there's some concern to be had. And
You little
DANKYJABO
fucking
basically
dork, what do you
responded,
mean?
taking the piss out of the situation as if it was nothing.
Because one of Alice's friends decided to reach out to him and ask why, if it was an accident, if he meant to unfollow him, or if he just didn't know what was going on, which was unlikely, and is still unlikely, and is very impossible now. Is there any reason you still follow and work for an abusive piece of shit? They're talking about Alex, and there's nobody else they could be talking about. I'm so sorry, mate. I'm not doing an accent. I'm not, you can't, no. I'm sorry, mate. I'll unfollow the annoying orange right now. So you defend abusers. I'm Alex, and work for them. And that means they said it there. That means you can't ignore it. That means, yeah, maybe they could have meant something else. Maybe they could have meant the annoying orange. I don't know. I wasn't there. Maybe the annoying orange was an abusive prick. I wasn't part of the show. I don't know. But the response will baffle you. I would never defend or support the annoying orange. He gaslights all the fruit in the kitchen. How dare you accuse me of such a thing?
Now let's be clear here. It's very obvious that this person was not messaging me just to inquire, as Lewis states. This is a complete stranger who was getting hostile with me in my DMs off the bat, and I was honestly sick of people messaging me about my former boss, whom I have no involvement with. It's very...
Okay, that's fine, so you should have just said nothing, if you ask me, right? If you're angry about people still saying stuff, you can either block or ignore, right? It's very simple. You don't have to make an entire long-winded joke about somebody's abuse. That's strange.
What was the long-winded joke about somebody's abuse? What was the joke? He was just being, like, fucking kind of bitchy to somebody who was sending him a DM. Where was he like, actually abuse is super fucking based and cool? Where did he say that? What are you talking about? You're fighting ghosts, bro. You're literally fist fighting an empty room right now. Who are you even talking about?
Okay, it's a very simple thing that everybody's mad at you about. Instead of ignoring her, you just said, yeah, but the annoying orange, so funny, so silly, right? I would never support that guy. He's so terrible. That's weird. Okay?
very egotistical and narcissistic to say that people have to take random adversarial DMs seriously, and that if they don't, that they're covert abusers.
Okay, covert abuser. That is not what I said. I never called you a covert abuser. I said you might be friends with somebody or support somebody. Who is?
That's like the insinuation, though. If that was like, do these people not get what implications are? Like, that is a direct implication that he either is A, okay with abuse, or B, somebody who is abusive himself. That directly implies that. That's, yes, that was directly implied.
Okay, that does not make you a covert abuser. It just makes you somebody maybe related to a situation in which you preach about on the weekly. So, you hate the annoying orange? Whatever. Working on timing out the people who are spamming, that's fair. Whatever. LMAO, why is he putting it on you? I don't know. He can do whatever he wants, truly. I'm not mad at him. It's probably a very stressful situation, honestly. But...
No, you're 100% right, R. There wasn't a correct choice. There was no correct choice. These two people, Lewis and Katie, they wanted to be mad. They chose anger. Okay? They chose the path of the dark side. They wanted something to be fucking mad about. And they dug 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 until they found one thing that maybe potentially could have been kind of shitty at one point in time, maybe potentially if you have like 2 fucking brain cells and you honestly, unironically think that following somebody on Instagram means that you are in love with that person and you want to marry them. Like, they chose this actively. And then anything, once they decided, once they're in the headspace that I'm mad at this guy and I want to do something about it, as soon as they're locked in that headspace, all evidence presented is true without further analysis. They're like, fuck it. This has to be true. I'm gonna bend and contort and like fucking, trapeze myself into this little teeny tiny fucking box to validate my delusions, to make myself feel better about this situation because I want to feel good and vindicated and happy and validated for going after somebody that I personally think is bad, even if there's no evidence and even evidence to the contrary. It's like unironically like gaslighting yourself. It's crazy that you human brains are able to do this to themselves. It's fucking nuts.
He's very angry, right? He's calling people a covert abuser. That's fine. You can do that. But I don't think he's saying people are calling him a covert abuser, which is fine. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to say that people are saying that because we assumed a lot of things. But there is proof that we are not calling you a covert abuser. I constantly say that I do not think you are you deserve cancellation, which means I don't think he's a bad person. I don't think he's a terrible person. What I think is that he's misguided. And I think that he doesn't understand that he should have just said, no.
Thank you. Another fucking honky coming to save the day again. Somebody that's like probably significantly younger than this guy, I would imagine, that has like very little to no life experience in fucking anything. Thank you for enlightening everybody, bud.
Instead of making a weird, long-winded joke about somebody's abuse.
People aren't actually required to take you seriously if you DM them out of the blue demanding answers despite you being a complete stranger. Now, with that...
Okay, one, the same way you're allowed to make this video, calling everybody rude and gossipy for saying those things, there are also people who are also allowed to DM you randomly out of the blue and ask you questions. The same way you're allowed to make this video is the same way they're allowed to be like, hey, what the hell, why are you doing this? The difference is that you should have just ignored the situation entirely, instead of making a long-winded dumb joke about it.
If the criticism is that he should have just ignored those messages, that is like moot in the face of all the other allegations then. Like, if that's the thing that you're mad about, be mad at that. Don't like stack on a bunch of random shit that isn't even fucking relevant. And even then, I would totally disagree that where it's like, it is acceptable and normal to answer to random fucking people that you don't know about a situation that has absolutely nothing to fucking do with them. Like, he has like no concept of privacy. He has like no concept of like, this doesn't have anything to do with you. I don't have to fucking answer your question. Who cares? He has like no concept of it. It's bizarre.
That being said, obviously what I should have done is ignore it. And I'll admit it was wrong of me not to. I made
Okay, that's very good. Good job. No. That's very good.
Oh my god. What a
No, that was
condescending little bitch. Oh my god.
Good. No. He says right there.
Oh my god, good job. You did exactly what I would have done. Oh wow, he's so brave. Like, what a fucking asshole, dude. Oh my god.
You should have ignored it, but that gets rid of everything else you said. You saying, oh, but I shouldn't be held to such a high standard in a random, random, what is it? DM, right? He shouldn't be held to such a high standard. Sure. Maybe he shouldn't have. But he says right there, he even acknowledges that he should have ignored it. So then, why?
this joke to mock the person for sending me this DM and to imply that it's any more than that is simply unfair.
How? You mocked the person, okay? You're claiming here that you mocked the person who sent the DM.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like that. I'm just gonna say it didn't feel like that, but maybe that's what it was.
Facts don't care about your feelings, snowflake. How you feel about a situation doesn't determine the reality of it. God, I fucking hate this guy.
to just carry what you say in your videos into real life. And if DANKYJABO, Jesse, had done that, he would not have replied being like, I would never like follow the annoying orange. Like, he would have just been like, yeah, maybe I should take abuse seriously considering my channel and my bills are built upon talking about abuse.
She says it so well.
It's
Glaze, yes, queen.
It is.
I made one
yes,
joke
queen,
about
her.
orange, and now you're trying to paint my entire channel out to be manipulative, disingenuous, and virtue signaling, and label me as a misogynist who defends and supports abuse.
Yeah, it's an easy
Am I clapping as an applause? Yeah, I'm clapping as an applause. No, I agree that he was right there. He says right there that he should have ignored it, and I'm applauding him for making a good decision in saying that and admitting his faults. That he should have.
I'm just being like a huge condescending dick and like faux clapping because Monkey danced the way that I wanted Monkey to dance. It's like, bro.
Ignored it. That's great. No, that's amazing. I am not the kind of person to clap sarcastically at somebody. That is a strange thing to imply there, people. It's a very strange thing to imply that.
Very strange to imply that I was being condescending and sarcastic, even though that's my whole personality.
Towards him. I'm happy that he said that.
Confused on how so many of you are also confused. Alex is an abuser. DANKYJABO worked for him previously and is now defending him. It's really, I fear it's not
evidence that he's defending him. Oh, there is none. Crazy.
that hard.
No, I am not, and I never have defended him. A follow on Instagram and a joke about the annoying orange do not count as a defense.
Okay, sure. Maybe they don't. But it's strange that they happened with the same person, okay? Involving the same person. Okay, one, I personally would not follow somebody who I know is an abusive person, or even just a weird person, okay? That's why I unfollowed him when I heard about this, because he might...
Is it not possible that DANKYJABO was following him before the allegations came out, and then, like, not everybody is glued to their fucking phones? Like, a fucking zombie, like most fucking Zoomers? Is it possible that maybe he just didn't even think about it? Is that possible at all? No, it must be unequivocal support.
Possibly be a strange person. I'm still not convinced he's not, but why are you saying that these aren't proof, okay? Nobody was saying that they are literally end-all be-all, you are friends with Alex. We were all just concerned that you are. That's the big thing, concern.
None of your business.
I feel like we were all very concerned that he might not be very good.
Concerned.
Have no actual evidence of this claim because it's very obviously not true. Lewis and Katie also tried to make it seem as though I was being willfully manipulated by Alex.
This apparently made him feel as though he owed Alex something. Yes, okay.
If you ask me...
This is in reference to what Katie said, KATICLYZM, where she said that maybe in a call somewhere that DANKYJABO had said, hey, I'm sorry, I just owe Alex some...
Maybe potentially somewhere in another universe, in another timeline entirely, he might have potentially said this, therefore I decided to step on the fucking gas. Like... He doesn't even hear himself talk.
Of I'm sorry, you know, like I'm good. He was good to me. He gave me my career basically, so I owe him, right? I'm pretty sure we got a screenshot of that too. I'm pretty sure we got a screenshot of that.
I'm pretty sure that I have a screenshot saying that Cy Scribbles is actually an axe murderer. I'm pretty sure I have that screenshot somewhere. Like, I think I might have it. I think I remember seeing that one. It might have been a dream. But either way, yeah, so Cy Scribbles might be an axe murderer. Bro, come on.
I'm almost 90% sure we got a screenshot of her or him saying that he feels like he owes Alex something. So that right there would willingly be working under a manipulative asshole. That sounds like you're willingly let somebody manipulate you, but that might just be me.
A lot of people worked alongside Alex. Alex knew what he was doing to an extent. You have to give him that. People wanted...
Oh, Alex absolutely knew what he was doing. That is proof now.
Alex's help, and from what I've heard, Alex did help a lot of people, and people felt obliged to stick by him. And I do think this is definitely a form of manipulation, and I don't necessarily blame every single person who feels iffy about saying anything about Alex because they've helped him, but standing by somebody who has been outed as an abuser or who you know is an abuser just because Alex has done, for example, a little bit for you and helped your career, you're a scumbag, you're an enabler, and you don't genuinely believe in what you're talking about.
He was literally there while he was abusing the ex-girlfriend, like cheering her on. Yes, so true. That's exactly what happened. Like, you guys are actually delusional. He followed him on Instagram, so he probably beat the shit out of her too, honestly. He might as well have.
A little example I have here
I also
is
agree
I
with
received a screenshot from Alice, which was...
Ignore stupid people's comments. They're not stupid, they're concerned, okay? I'm not gonna ignore stupid people's comments. Just because you're on the side of DANKYJABO and you think you should then be angry at me, those two things are not... You don't have to do both of those things, just reminding you. Just because you're on the side of DANKYJABO doesn't mean I hate you or am mad at you in any way. You deserve the right to choose. There's no side to be on anyways. You should be on your own side. That's the side to be on.
If you're alleging that somebody is like abusive, misogynist, and all this other shit, you should very comfortably be able to say that you shouldn't be on their side. This guy might be an abuser of women, a covert abuser, a misogynist, blah, 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 but, like, if you want to support him, that's your choice to make. Spine? Hello? Spine? Do you have one of those?
Of worrying whether or not somebody here was trying to be malicious. That's the worry.
One of Alice's friends in contact with a content creator called DANKYJABO.
I wasn't being exploited. I was working a job and being paid for my work.
Okay, nobody's talking about that, by the way, Jesse. Nobody's saying you working that job mean you were willingly exploited. That is a complete... You're drawing a blank there. No. That's not what happened. Nobody's saying you working that job meant you were willingly... never mind.
And it was an industry that...
Yeah, never mind, because that
so I was
sucked.
grateful for the opportunity. I edited his YouTube videos, and he paid me. I was an employee. Okay. That was all that was happening. To try and paint it out as though there was something inherently corrupt going on here is just strange and inaccurate.
That is not what we did. I'm pretty damn sure that is not what we did at all. We did
you
not...
should be pretty
we did
sure.
not say, oh, you were working for him because you knew he was an abuser. No, dude. If somebody else said that, I'm sorry, but that's not what I was saying, okay? I was not saying you were willingly working for an abuser. No, what I'm saying is that after the fact, you were willingly defending, in a way, an abuser. You know, making the joke when you could just say nothing is so strange.
Worked for him remotely, we never even met personally, he paid me, and we barely spoke. There was really nothing...
I did say that? No, what I said was, he is probably willingly being in cahoots with... What did I say? You put it in the video here.
That I've always wanted to be a part of, so I was grateful for the opportunity. I edited his defense. You have no actual evidence of this claim because it's...
This apparently made him feel as though he owed Alex something. Yes. Some gratitude. If you ask me, that sounds like you're willingly let somebody manipulate you, but that might... Yes, so after the fact, he was saying, I owe Alex. That is what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is that he said, oh, Alex, I owe him something. He gave me my career. That after the fact, you saying those words makes it sound like you are willingly letting him manipulate you. That's what it sounds like.
How is it willing manipulation to have somebody, like, give you an opportunity that you're grateful for? It was manipulative and abusive of I'm Alex to let somebody edit for his YouTube channel. And then if that's the case, which it's not, obviously, if that was the case, that I'm Alex was manipulating and abusing and using and gaslighting DANKYJABO, why are you going after him if he's the victim of this, like, narcissistic abuse from I'm Alex? If he's a victim in this situation, why are you swinging so fucking heavy? If he was somebody who was manipulated and tricked into believing that, you know, this, that, and the other thing, why are you attacking him like this then? Either he's a victim of this or he's not. And if he is a victim of this, which is something that it seems like you believe, why would you ever fucking treat somebody that you think is a victim of, like, being manipulated and narcissistically abused by a literal wife beater? Why would you go this hard at them? Hello? Anybody? Did you think about this at all? You surely had to write some of this stuff down. Surely some of this stuff was written down for a script or something. And you didn't think about any of this? None of it crossed your mind? Not once? Hello?
If you disagree, that's fine. That's just not what I said.
Even what you're talking about. A little example I have here is I received a screenshot from Alice, which was one of Alice's friends in contact with a content creator called DANKYJABO.
I wasn't being exploited. I was working a job and being paid for my work.
See, there's a disconnect between what he said and what I said.
It was an industry that I always wanted to be a part of, so I was grateful for the opportunity. I edited his YouTube videos and he paid me. I was an employee. That was all.
You don't even know what you're saying right now. I think you don't know what I'm saying right now.
That was happening.
Bro, you don't even know what you're saying.
Something inherently corrupt going on here is just strange and inaccurate. I worked for him remotely. We never even met personally. He paid me and we barely spoke. There was really nothing more interesting going on than that.
He's being a dickhead, a doofus, even kind of a, you know, intolerable cringe bastard, but that's fine, you're right. The problem is that he makes almost only content, almost entirely, almost exclusively on content about either women being abused or abusive. Wait for what he says. Wait for what he says. If you scroll down in the past 6 months, that's it.
This is ridiculous to try and paint my channel in a way where I only cover abusive relationships. And then go on to show a screenshot where only one of the 16 videos show.
Okay, so he says that this is the only thing where a woman is being abused or abusive. Are you fucking kidding me? Ash Trevino's right here. She's an abusive woman. Okay? Look at that. Look at this right here. For all we know, AJ Clementine right here, if everything is true, was an abusive woman. If this is real, that guy...
I think this guy literally saw thumbnails that had women on them, and he was like, oh my god. He talks so much about women misogyny. Like, I think that's kind of where, like, his thought process there stopped, truthfully. Like, he saw a bunch of thumbnails that had women on them, and he was like, jackpot. I don't think that he put any thought into this at all.
Guy is not very good to her, and she is not very good to her children, which you could consider, in quotations, alleged abuse. So, that situation is a woman being abusive to children. Dude, what I said is, you either cover abusive women or situations in which women are abusive, okay? What about, for instance, I don't know, Smart Schoolboy 9, in which you've made so many videos about, who is just a disgusting...
Is Smart Schoolboy 9 a woman who has been abused or a woman who is abusive? What the fuck are you talking about right now?
Decrepit man who, for all we know, abuses little girls. Are you fucking kidding me? You think when I say abuse that it is related to a relationship? No. You don't get to put words in my mouth, sir. What I'm saying here is that, and yeah, I did duplicate this. I didn't even realize that I did that. That's an accident. But nonetheless, there are so many situations in representation here of you talking about abusive women or women being abused.
And your example was Smart Schoolboy 9.
What the hell is that about? Huh? And he's gonna call me a manipulator here, but grooming is abusing. Exactly. No, since he's a man, he's not allowed to highlight abusive relationships. No, I didn't fucking say that. Oh my god, you don't get it. You don't get it. And that's okay. You cannot get it. That's okay. You're on my side. You don't need to be on my side. Be on your side. Be on the side of trying to learn what's going on. There is no sides here, okay? There's no side to pick.
You should probably know what's going on before you do a nuke stream, but...
Okay? People are forgetting the nuance of the English language. Sure, maybe people...
Nuance! That's a shot.
I'm not saying that he's not allowed to make this content. I'm saying that making this content and then mocking abuse behind people's backs, he's fucking weird. And I'm also... Watch this, 1 second.
Like, he's not even smart enough to make the hypocrite argument. Like, if he wanted to make this argument... like, I can do this so much better. It's so embarrassing. Okay, so if the argument here is, like, the hypocrisy of him making money and monetizing content that focuses on abuse and abusive situations, but behind closed doors, he mocks abuse, he makes fun of abuse victims, and makes inappropriate jokes that are sometimes at the expense of women, that's a very easy 1, 2, 3 that people can follow. And the soy nodders are going to agree with you. People that are like, oh, soy, like, they're going to be in on it. They're going to be like, hell yeah, brother, like, get him. Yes, true. Okay? Very simple, very easy. Dark, jank... I always want to say DANKYJABO, but it's DANKYJABO. I just am illiterate. DANKYJABO is somebody who monetizes content where women are abused or are the perpetuators of abuse, but behind closed doors and in private conversations and even old content, you can see that he has a very blasé attitude about this. And I think that's hypocritical, because if he is somebody who believes in the integrity of the abuse of women, that he should be consistent in his application of how he talks about these things, because it's such a sensitive subject and it's irresponsible for him to do that. Boom! Boom! Bulletproof. Bulletproof, bro. That literally was the plotline of V for Vendetta. You're welcome. Like, how easy was that? And you know how quickly you would have so many of your little soy goblins going like, yes, misogyny, woo. Like, that would have been so easy, but you're, like, not smart enough to connect these dots, Lewis. You're not smart enough to put them together and formulate an articulate thought to save your fucking life. I have no idea why you thought that live streaming, never mind video creation as a whole, would be something that you would be competent at doing. If you can't even thread, you can't even identify, you can't even say the word hypocrisy when that is what you are looking to attack, and you cannot describe it accurately without adding on a whole bunch of shit that doesn't even fucking matter. What's going on right now?
About an abusive relationship, and to show that video twice in the same screenshot to make it look more like I cover them exclusively is so blatantly manipulative and hypocritical when you're calling me out for being a manipulative hypocrite.
Okay, 1 second. Again, sorry I did that by accident. But again, there are so many more in there that I did not duplicate that are literal examples of what you did. What I'm saying you do.
Didn't demonstrate it, take the L.
What are you talking about? It's a real question. What are you talking about?
42 commentary videos that I have made thus far, only 3 of them are about abusive relationships. So
I didn't say relationship. I did not say relationship. I said abusive women or abused women. Abuse is not relegated to a relationship. That's domestic abuse. If I said domestic abuse, he'd be correct. But I did not say that. I did not say that. This is when I was watching this and I decided I need to make a stream about this.
Bad faith. Bad faith.
I did multiply it, like I said. It doesn't matter. That's one example. This is one example that I accidentally duplicated. But then bang, 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 bang. So, doesn't really
Bro
matter.
thinks he's cooking right now.
Then you have to understand that abusive people are not those to coddle. They're not those to, you know, hold dear. They're people to, sure, talk with and understand, but not to forgive, not to work with and take advice from. Because according to him, and in certain situations, he might still be taking tutelage from I'm Alex, which is a big issue.
I don't like that word. Stop saying it.
When have I ever said anything that might even slightly suggest that I've been receiving
No, he did not pre-watch. He listened to like a little bit of it and then decided to get on live stream. As somebody who doesn't live stream. Really good idea.
Like I'm saying, I've said many times, you said that you feel as though you owe Alex something, or at least that he gave you your career. That is what kind of points in the direction. That.
The answer is never, which is why neither Lewis nor...
S'ha donated $5 through Super Chat. You saying bad faith like Red Room needs to go on the soundboard.
Bad faith. Bad faith. Bad faith. Bad faith. That's okay. Yeah. I need a key keybind because I have all of my sounds that I want to put on a soundboard. I just haven't keybinded them. I also have heard around, obviously I'm a huge fucking boomer. I've heard that you can get a soundboard in Discord, so I could just like join a Discord call and then I have a free soundboard right there. I'm considering.
Cataclysm ever give any...
Thank you for the $5, sorry.
examples because it's not
No, I'm
true.
pretty sure.
I need to make it so incredibly clear. I have not spoken to this man since my last payment from him, which in and of itself was a completely standard business conversation.
And if that is true, that is good. That is great. No, that's a great thing if that's true. And I want it to be true.
As he owed me money for the work I had done on his channel.
It is true because I will it.
Above and below the middle video. It actually was an accident. I think I duplicated it by pure accident. Because if I would have duplicated anything, it would have been the swath of other videos that were in that screenshot.
Genuinely have no idea what the two of them could be referring to here. He even says that me and Alex must be in contact because we have the same editing style.
Right?
Sure, that's probably...
Thumbnail design. They have the same content design. They do the same editing technique.
That would be...
This is a good point he makes here.
The whole similar content style, I mean, that's how all these types of communities work in general. Just usually
mad I don't
community,
get it?
and everybody
It's not even
has the same
vaguely
style.
similar. It's almost the same.
Maybe it's because I was his fucking editor.
And that's a good point.
True.
So the reason, did you make his thumbnails too? Because then it would make sense that people are now kind of just copying his frankly, very good thumbnail design that gets a lot of people to watch his videos. Don't delete this VOD. I'm not going to delete it. This is my real opinion.
Ha! Guys, I'm not going to delete the VOD. Deletes the VOD.
This is my real opinion. No, and if you
This
are
is my
good
real
at, like,
opinion.
who made the thumbnails, then he's pretty good at making thumbnails. So good that people are now matching his flow. Like, he has made such a good thumbnail design that people are on that shit. People are on that shit. If he made those original, like, I'm Alex thumbnails, then that's great. He did a great job at making those thumbnails, right? My point was that maybe Alex had made those thumbnails and now he's copying him, and that means that they had some semblance of speaking to each other and working together. But hopefully he disproves that somehow.
You literally already said they just worked together and they weren't like fucking friends. They just had like a professional relationship. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? He just said that.
He wants more fame. I disagree. I think I want to clear the air, just like DANKYJABO wants to. I think that's what he wants. I don't know.
I want to
Seems like
not
he's
be in
working
trouble
on
for
it,
saying
but I
crazy
digress.
shit. That's what you want.
The edits are going to be the same. I was the one doing both of them. We make commentary videos. None of us are exactly reinventing the wheel here.
The problem is yeah, says the guy calling us gossipers, right? I digress. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be angry or mean. What I'm trying to be is
The mask is
realistic.
slipping.
Making this content, and then
He's
this is how he
crashing
actually treats
out.
a case that he is involved with. Bro, there is no side, exactly. There's no side to take. Be on your own side. Involving the abuse of a woman. Do you not see the problem there?
The only reason I'm
A
now
woman,
is because
you
you're
guys.
insisting that I know these people when I worked for Alex briefly and I didn't know Alex at all.
Hold
If
on.
It wasn't for your
No, the reason you're involved in this is because you involved yourself, and then
How?
decided to not respond in
By
any-
working for a guy that later was accused of abuse and he had no... Does he have a crystal ball? Can he peer into the future? Did he know that this dude was going to get, like, fucking slapped with abuse allegations? And he was like, fuck it, I'm going to work for... Like... What?
meaningful way. Actually, not in any meaningful way. Not in any way at all did you respond. Okay, maybe...
He shouldn't
maybe
have
in
to.
text conversations between people he said things, which would be great, but we didn't hear about that. And
Who
neither did he
cares?
say
You're
it.
not entitled to it.
So... It's just strange.
Strange doesn't
Making excuses
mean
that make no sense. I think they
bad.
make pretty good sense, personally. And I don't think they're excuses, I think they're explanation. There's a difference. Again, the nuance in the English language.
Nuance. That's another shot.
L live. You don't have to be here, but I'd appreciate it if you hear me out. When did he involve himself? When he originally responded to a comment when he had no reason to, and then continued, don't worry, there's more to this video, and then continued to ignore people telling him he needs to say something. That is when he involved himself.
But I still
How dare
nothing
he
to
not
do
get
with any of
bullied
this.
by
You made
random
this a
people?
problem by making things up to get mad at, and you've been doing that the whole time. Katie even says this on her stream as justification for why she had to confront me.
But there are still...
I just want to clear the air, and you started it. One, I didn't start it. Two, I said stuff, so I have to clear the air a little bit.
speculation that he
Speculation is
and
a good
Alex
word.
may be working together behind the scenes.
The only reason the speculation
Speculation, good word.
exists now is because of you. There
This
were
is a
no
meme.
rumors about any of this before you started harassing me publicly.
But Cataclysm... Okay, harassment. Calling us harassers, the ones talking about this, is very strange. It's also very weird, because he makes content that is unbelievably similar. He actually makes much longer content than we do, so you would say, if we are being harassmental, you are a drawn-out harassmental person. But I wouldn't say that, because I don't think he's
Harassmental. I fucking hate this guy, dude.
at all. What I think is that he is angry at the situation, which is very understandable. And I think that him calling it a harassment publicly, that we are harassing him publicly, is a very strange word to use. It's a very strange
Very
word to use,
strange.
because I don't think we are publicly harassing him. I think what we are doing is trying to clear the air.
by doing...
This is harassment. Two very valid opinions. If you think it is harassment, I'd love to hear your opinion. You harassed him, though? I don't think I did. I don't think... Here, let's look up the definition of harassment real quick on...
He's gonna Google the definition of... Oh my god, please, God, I don't want to fucking be here anymore. Please, I don't want... Dude, whatever I was doing was 100% definitively not harassment. Actually, that was kind of harassing. Okay, hang on, let me Google the definition. What?
Online. Hold on. I see my everything, but... Give me a second, I have dyslexia.
Hang on, guys,
Okay.
I can't read.
Harassment. Aggressive pressure or intimidation. The face daily harassment and assault on the streets. Aggressive pressure or intimidation. I don't think I tried to intimidate him. I said many times that I do not want to cancel him. I don't want his career to be over. I don't want...
Bro, I got robbed the other day, and the dude had a fucking gun in my face, but he kept saying, like, I don't want to rob you. I just, like, really need $5 so I can buy a beer. I really don't want to. So I guess I wasn't robbed. I guess that just didn't happen. He made it very clear that his intent was not to rob. So it ended up just being, you know, like a weird kind of, you know, situation or whatever the fuck. Like, he didn't want me to get hurt. He didn't want to, you know, hurt me. But, you know, it was just kind of a weird situation. That's all.
Anything bad to happen to him. What I want is for him to say something.
So that sounds like intimidation, right? That sounds like intimidation. I'm going to nuke you publicly to get you to account for a situation that I made up in my head because I feel like you haven't done a very good job. That's intimidating. You're trying to put pressure on him to get him to respond to something the way that you want him to. That sounds like intimidation. You're levying your platform and you're levying false allegations against somebody to provoke a response that you want. That sounds pretty intimidating to me.
Everybody names. It's what I do. It's what I do. You made shit up about him? I did not make anything up. I was just saying what everybody else was saying and put it into one video. I have my own opinions, obviously, on the situation if it was true.
That's my opinion!
My commentary, and that was most of my video, but that is not at all what I did. Aggressive. Again, do we need to look up a definition of a word?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Aggressive. Ready or likely to attack or confront. Characterized by a resulting from aggression. Pursuing one's aim and interests forcefully. Something undully. Sorry. So basically, I don't think that I aggressively did anything. I think I made one...
You made a video falsely accusing a guy of a bunch of shit. That doesn't seem aggressive at all. You asked him for comment, and then less than a day later, you released a fuck you nuke on him. That's not aggressive because he didn't respond to your DM in a timely fashion, in your humble opinion. That's not aggressive? The state of public schools right now, like, what the actual fuck is going on?
One video, and then called him out and said, you need to say something. Do I support Kate? Yeah, I do. She had an opinion, and she wanted to share that opinion, and a lot of people agreed with her. It's that simple.
Well, guys, everybody agreed with me, so it was right.
Was approached by Jesse not too long ago. I think it was also about 5 to 6 months ago when she was approached by Jesse, and Jesse wanted to talk with her. Okay, they made similar content, they had similar sub counts. This is her words, and so he not aggressive. Somebody said not aggressive. That means it's not harassment. Asked to call her, which if you ask me,
does harassment have to be aggressive? What if I politely call your house 17 times a day? That doesn't count as harassment? That's not aggressive. Me making a phone call isn't aggressive, right? That can't possibly constitute harassment. What the fuck?
Calling people has a stigma around it for a reason. You can just text people, man.
Oh, and he messaged him on New Year's Eve. That's fucking insane.
There's no reason to call. Like, if it's not urgent or anything, there shouldn't be any reason.
If there's something inherently wrong with calls, then why do you want to do an interview with me like you state later on in your video?
Come on my show. Come on here. Okay. I will interview you unbiasedly. Hold on. I will ask you questions. That is what I will do, okay? I'm offering you this proposition.
This is just such a reach. I messaged her because she followed me and we were at similar sizes. All I did was go, hey man, we should hop on a call sometime. For you to try and paint this out as something nefarious is incredibly disingenuous and manipulative.
Okay, manipulative. That implies intent. So what I'm not doing is saying that you should get in a private call with me that nobody will ever see where we can talk about things. No, what I'm saying is that I wanted to interview you if you did not have any other way to talk about this. I really did.
Obviously, he has another way to talk about it, dipshit. He has a fucking YouTube channel. What are you talking about?
In any way, I wanted him to be able to say things. If he wasn't comfortable making his own video, I was legit saying I would interview him. Legit. I was just going,
legit.
Hey man, if you have no way to clear your name, if there is a way to clear your name, I will interview you so you feel comfortable doing so.
Jesus Christ.
The
self-righteousness is nauseating.
We should get on a call. Okay? We should get on a call and we should talk about stuff, okay? Which, the stigma around calls, let me clear it up because I didn't say it in this video. Katie harassed him? I don't think she did. I don't think she did at all. Ransom interview? Absolutely not. No, it would have been a basically unedited interview of me talking to him about it, asking him questions.
And you would have got fucking bodied. God saved you. You don't even know. You don't even fucking know, Lewis. But God saved you. Because if you would have done this in a live format in a conversation with somebody else, you would have to fake your own death. You would have to. It would have been cataclysmic amounts of fucking embarrassment. Like, you are so blessed that he chose to make a video instead of talking to you live. Oh my god, dude.
Everyone in the situation is human and capable of error. If Lewis and Katie are able to lie, then so is Jabo. Yeah, absolutely. Everybody in this situation is able to lie, which implies intent. I don't think anybody is lying in this situation. I do not think a single person is lying. Not one do I think
Doesn't
is
he
lying.
literally accuse Jabu of lying?
And I think that there are people who want to talk about this. I think it's that simple. I think it's that simple. He mansplained how to be a better YouTuber to Cataclysm for like 2.5. He cut something out there where I said the word apparently. Apparently. Okay? If I were to guess, and I don't like the word mansplain, I think it's stupid, and you can just call people dumb. You don't have to use the word mansplain. I think it's a dumb word that implies something that isn't there. What I'm saying here is, and he cut a little bit out of this, which is fine. He's allowed to do that. I don't care. What he did is make it seem like I was saying that he exactly mansplained. No, I don't believe he did that. I wasn't there. I don't know. Hours. And then, at the end of those 2 hours, apparently Cataclysm jumped on the opportunity to ask him why he said the annoying orange bullshit. Into which he hung up, ran away, and unfollowed her.
I don't know what Cataclysm told you, but this is not...
Lewis, maybe be kind of chill, please? I'm not a chill person. Sorry. It's just not what I do.
What happened at all. The call was not 2.5 hours long. I have it right here. It was 40 minutes.
Okay.
And
I heard that it was 2.5 hours. Says it's 4 minutes there. I hadn't seen that screenshot. I was wrong. Sorry about that.
You didn't even think to ask. You were willing to go in like fucking nuts deep with this random fucking girl who has a bone to pick with this guy for some reason. Maybe it's unresolved trauma. Who fucking knows? You went nuts fucking deep in this without even seeing any evidence relating to the call. That's fucking nuts.
you claim that at the end of the call I ran away when the screenshot was brought up. No.
This is just like gay, just a robot. That's what this is. It's gay, just a robot. It's the exact same fucking thing. You threw your entire body weight onto a literal fucking IED without even knowing anything about the situation, and then you are shocked Pikachu when, like, every single fucking thing that you said was wrong. This is literally just gay, just a robot, guys.
I explained exactly to Cataclysm what I've been explaining to you this video. I edited for Alex. I was grateful for the opportunity that he gave me, that we were never friends, and I haven't spoken to him in months. This part of the call was conveniently left out of her retelling of events, however. Now, this would be a my word against your scenario, but there's actual evidence for this.
Okay, 1 second. It is a your word against her scenario. Literally, it is just you two saying things. But let's
when
see
the call ended, Cataclysm messaged me saying this.
But obviously, you can't believe the man in this situation. You have to believe the woman. I want to know how we do this advanced calculus in our head, because DANKYJABO is not white. So at what point do you trust the minority over the woman? Like, I'm really curious how Lewis kind of decides who he's going to support. I just, you know, I'm just curious.
Yo, thanks for...
Thank you for calling me. I appreciate it. If I ever want to join a call with us, feel free. Gives you a chance to talk to more people. Okay, if you ever want to join a call with us, who's us? Because from what it sounds like, they were just in a call together. 1 second. 1 second.
1 second, I'm getting one guy again.
She was just being nice, as I am. Trying
yeah, if you're being cordial to somebody who you just called out for being an abuser and ran away from a conversation when confronted on evidence that they're supporting an abuser, and you're being cordial, that's a condemnation of your character, not the other way around. Like, that's called being two-faced. That's called being hypocritical. That's what that is. That's being two-faced. Yes, that is not doing what you think it's doing, bud.
To be in the stream, just being cordial, okay? Just being a nice person, okay? Just being nice to somebody whom she thought was not being nice. And that is very valid.
She was just being nice to somebody who she thought was a misogynistic, racist abuser who may or may not be a pedophile. She was just being nice to that person. No, she was being a snake because she wanted him to feel comfortable enough to talk to her about the situation with, you know, so she could load up her little fucking cancel cannon and go after him. That's what she wanted. She wanted to preserve the line of communication so in the future, maybe she could get more information out of him that would make him look bad. She was being a snake. She was being two-faced. That's what she was doing there.
And real, and allowed. It's allowed to be nice to somebody after something weird happens, so we all need to chill, guys. The internet drama is not the end of the world. No, it's not. It's very much not the end of the world.
It is when you're levying allegations that somebody might be a fucking pedophile. That's pretty fucking serious.
Here, I'll make this other member a mod so that it's easier. There you go.
Yeah, guys.
Basically, this is not proof of anything, because I asked her, the second I saw this video, I asked her, I was like, hey dude, what is this? This might be proof that you were missing something, and she cleared it up instantly. She was like, yeah, I forgot about that, it was literally just us in a group chat being nice. Wow. Good. So much in this video is not great. How do I turn slow mode on in chat?
Oh my god, boomer posting.
Somebody tell me.
It's crazy that there's still so
Please
much
take
of this video
I
left.
have already 3 times
I'm
in this video,
suffering.
every time I said sorry for things I've gotten wrong. But there was a lot that I haven't been proven wrong yet about, so...
You haven't proven anything,
People are acting
guys.
like Lewis killed somebody. No, people are acting somewhat irrationally about a situation that is very messy.
Acting irrationally, you say.
Take accountability. I've already taken accountability for 3 things I've gotten wrong. So,
You guys, take accountability, but I've already said sorry for 3 whole things. What else do you want me to do? Say sorry for the other 3 things?
I don't know, just apologize? I'm not gonna just apologize. I would admit fault and intent. And
That's literally what you wanted him to do, though! I'm not gonna just apologize for something that I didn't do wrong. That's literally what you were demanding that he do! Oh, how the turns have tabled, and it's so sweet that we don't even see the irony. How cute.
Not do that. Okay. But yeah, like I said, I asked Cataclysm about this screenshot. She very clearly explained to me that this was in a separate group chat where she was just being nice to him. This does not prove that he did not say some weird shit or run away. So,
A cooling man appreciates it. If you ever want to join call with us, feel free. Gives you a chance to talk to more people. Kiss. Do those sound like the words of somebody who just got abruptly hung up on? I personally don't think so. I'm very...
it would have been you who did the hanging up, so you showing that you said something would actually be more proof towards you of not doing that. You have
Oh my god,
not been
shut
doing that.
up. You little dweeb, shut up.
So, but whatever.
concerned that these YouTubers have made videos on me
Whatever.
based purely
Bad
on gossip
faith.
and baseless accusations.
He already said sorry, and like, are you talking about me? Did Jabo has already said sorry a couple times too, or actually said it once about something very minor where he could have just been quiet and not said anything in the first place starting this entire drama, which is very grown up of him, and I applauded him genuinely for that, and I appreciate
A
him saying
genuine applause.
With no evidence of how the
Genuine
conversations
applause.
they say went down actually went down. I didn't join Katie's call with her friends, and now they've all gone and made negative videos on me, which were not reflected by the messages that I was receiving at the time. At this point,
people are saying what I said didn't make any sense. I'm sorry, I have a clinical stutter. I try to hide it as much as possible, but sometimes it gets the best of me. So if I say
Guys,
anything wrong,
I didn't mean to lie in this YouTube video. It's just my stutter. I really didn't mean to accidentally, like, try to nuke somebody's fucking career. It's my stutter. My stutter dyslexia.
or unintelligible. I'm sorry. Can you apologize for mistakes you already did? Yeah, I absolutely did, and I'll do it again.
Be
if there's
curtains.
any that come up.
once you'd unfollowed me on Instagram,
Is this correct in the situation? No,
Gooey.
I'm not correct. I'm literally just showing you things that could happen. I'm just showing you things. There's no correct. There's no
Ew,
there's no
this
right.
flavor's
alright?
gross.
I'm just some guy who wanted to hear him say what was going on, but he avoided it and silenced people for it.
Who did he silence? Examples?
and I
Receipts?
just really did not think that it was a big deal at all. In my mind, if she had unfollowed me,
The only person that was silenced was the random person who asked him and wasn't entitled to a response. That was the only person that he quote-unquote silenced. And that's not, like, uncommon to just, like, shit on random people that, like, want a drama frog or whatever the fuck. Like,
would just be best if I had unfollowed her, just as
According to her, she didn't unfollow you. So, that's important.
I told her in the DMs that she ended up leaking.
Can we call real quick? I know why you want to call. You don't want it to be in text message so that you can't screenshot it so that you can't prove to the world that you might not do as you preach. You sly bastard. You thought you could just hide around being kind of a quirky, weird dude. You know, somebody might just call because they don't like the text. No, 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 no. You don't want the chance of there being receipts out there. That's even more weird. That's even worse. Oh my god. That's even worse, dude. You can't just...
this is a result of people being socialized by the internet. It's actually not normal to hold your breath every time that you talk to your friends because you're scared that they're going to nuke you. Like... and obviously, they were up to shady shit. I think retrospectively, DANKYJABO was right in being skeptical of why they wanted to talk. I think that he was, you know, validated or vindicated in that kind of anxiety that they were fishing for shit to try and nuke him with, because that's actually exactly what they fucking did.
I'm glad I pieced that together because I don't think anybody's made that point yet. Yeah, Detective Louis McClung.
You're right. Nobody has made this point before. Maybe because it's dog shit. It's very obvious that some people prefer calls because they're just quicker and more convenient.
That does not prove me wrong. Let me just say really quick. Yeah, maybe some people do. He just said this word. Yeah, he did. So yeah, maybe some people do prefer calls, but there is still a stigma around it, and there is still the possibility that you were trying to make these calls so there weren't.
It's like, these are the people that are scared to call Domino's to order, like, a fucking pizza. Like, of course you're afraid of a call. Like, what do you... it's actually pretty normal to just, like, be like, yo, can I call you really quick? Like, that, yeah, convenience is a thing. Like, your brain is rotted because you think that you can just Uber Eats everything. You don't want contact with another human being. It has to be through the prism of a screen because you can't fucking fathom just having a normal conversation with somebody. Whack.
Receipts. Seeing as how you deleted stuff, and you're probably going to talk about this, how you deleted text messages later. That's more proof that you just don't want receipts out there because you don't want this to blow up more and turn into a harassment campaign. Again, this situation could have been quenched very early on if he had just said something very quickly.
He doesn't have
It's
to, bro.
perfectly
You're
fine
not entitled
ask for
to
a
it.
call, as you have literally done in this video. You're using the fact that I tried to call someone as some sort of weird manipulation tactic, despite the fact that I later immediately agreed to text instead. It's just another one of your many baseless accusations.
Bro, I was trying to tell you that screenshot, the screenshot of the annoying orange stuff, is you blatantly mocking abuse. And you came to me, out of all people who have you, which you clearly had, been on my channel, you'd realize I've been abused too.
I spoke to Katie because she followed me, and we were at similar sizes, like I said. The fact that anyone...
I, too, have been abused. It just sounds like these two people have, like, probably a little bit of unresolved trauma around this kind of stuff, and they're reflexively bothered by this guy's behavior for some reason or another and can't separate those two things. They can't separate that they are, like, looking for harm when there is none. They're like witch hunting right now. They're fighting ghosts.
may have been abused was not on my mind at all, because why would it be? It was just one YouTuber talking to another.
Sure.
I don't know why people think I'm involved in anything else. One joke about the annoying...
No, you are involved in something else. Maybe not this, but an entirely separate situation. You are involved in an entirely separate situation from Alex that has to do with Alex. It's a little complicated, but stay with me now.
Orange, because I didn't want people bothering me, has somehow turned into me defending an abuser and being I'm Alex's best friend.
Is that, yeah, that's a little stupid of you, you know? To come to somebody and be like, I know how to YouTube better than you. You should ask me questions and we should, like, call and stuff. Honestly, it sounds like he was trying to, like, flirt. I don't know. I don't want to assume or presume. He might have been... Remember, I said I don't want to assume or...
I don't want to assume or presume, I caveat, after I just assume and presume. Like...
Presume or assume or presume. I was just stating something. That's other people have said.
I've been in a relationship now for 2 years.
Good for
My
you.
girlfriend was literally in the room with me as I was on call with Katie, who is also in a relationship. To tell your audience that I might have been trying to flirt with Cataclysm based on absolutely fucking nothing is so deeply inappropriate that I can barely believe you thought this would be a good idea to put in your video.
Well, the reason I put it in my video is to draw forth the fact of what Katie was saying. She was saying that she felt uncomfortable in the call and that he was being slightly...
Then let her make that, like, why are you falling on the sword of this girl? Like, why? You're just, like, soy nodding, like, yes queening her through everything that she says without verifying any of it? You're just gonna... If anything, it sounds like you're the one that's questing. If anything, it sounds like you're the one that's trying to slinky slonk into the DMs or whatever the fuck, because you're willing to just believe her at face value for what? Why? She has her own platform. She can't make her own video? She can't say that herself? She's a weak woman who needs you, a man, to speak for her? What are you talking about?
Weird. I'm sorry if it was inappropriate or if I made you uncomfortable, Jesse, if you're seeing this. That was not my intention. I didn't know you were in a relationship, and it doesn't frankly change what I said. You can definitely still flirt on people, with people in a relationship. It's not good, and it happens all the time. But I do apologize if I made you feel uncomfortable with that statement. It was not my intention at all. I do appreciate you saying this, though. Again, Jesse, if you're saying this, I do appreciate you saying that it made you uncomfortable. I'm very sorry. I did not mean to do that to you. It was purely an accident to make you uncomfortable there. But it definitely is a strange thing to say. When my girlfriend was there, I could never be flirting with anybody. Sure. You can say that. You can pull that card out. That's fine. You can use it. And you can say, hey, I'm in a relationship. I can never be flirting with anybody. But, one, not how that works. Two, I am very sorry for making you uncomfortable if that is what I did.
Only is obviously completely false, but much like everything else in this video, it's based on nothing but your own ignorant and uneducated assumptions.
Uneducated. So education is a funny thing, right? To be educated, there has to be something to educate yourself with. My education...
The education would be, like, the actual, like, evidence that is here. Like...
situation came from other people's word of mouth, just like you here are using. You are using your word of mouth. I am not here to be uneducated. I educated myself on the situation. That's why I made an entire video. And I had seen some things not been brought to light. That's why I made the video. I am not uneducated, because uneducated implies some form of me not trying to learn something. No, I learned everything I could about the situation. Everything.
Obviously not. You didn't even know how long the call was. You just trusted Katie when she said that it was like 2 hours. You just trusted her. You didn't verify anything. You didn't look into anything. What do you mean, bro?
I could. And that's why I said things. I was not uneducated by saying that you might be doing something. And also, I think my takes were not uneducated. I think I brought forth a lot of evidence that people did not know was there.
What evidence?
I'm very confused as to why the two of you are acting as though you know me personally.
I'm not acting like I know you personally. I talked to you one time.
Never friends, I don't know you, and you definitely don't know me. I keep my relationships and my private life as private as I possibly can, and I'm now having to divulge information because of stupid assertions like how I was trying to flirt with Cataclysm. Does Lewis not understand?
It's an assumption. He said it right there. It's an assumption.
And that it is possible for a man and woman to interact with each other with no flirting being involved at all.
That is virtue signaling, by the way. I don't like the word virtue signaling, but hearing that right there, I do have many friends that are women, actually. Fun fact. So I do actually...
We can tell.
...personally know that you can be in relationships with women that are not romantic at all. Actually, as an asexual person, I know that very well. Personally, it's actually a very common thing for me. I actually enjoy being friends with women more than I do men, because a lot of the men I meet are misogynistic assholes. Maybe it's just where I live. But saying, oh, did you know that? That's virtue signaling, one thing. And two, which implies intent, but I think there was intent there, because you wouldn't say that if you didn't have an intent to paint me as somebody who was trying to be like, oh, men and women can't be friends. He was obviously flirting. Oh, I'm so stupid. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. I just think all women and men are dating and together. Motherfucker, I'm asexual. What do you mean I don't know that men and women can be in relationships?
Idpol. Go gadget, Idpol.
I'm sure he didn't know that, which I do not fault him for, and I'm not angry at him for not knowing that. So, I'm not mad at that at all. Not mad at that at all. I don't fault him for not knowing that. That is not the thing. But what I don't appreciate is him painting this picture that I didn't know that. But if
You're painting a picture that because he offered to have a conversation with somebody, like in DMs or whatever that he was questing, that assumption or implication is fine.
S'ha donatet $5 through superchat. This so idiot is giving mamale feminist predator vivas now.
Thank you for the $5 Sai. And yeah, the soy nodding yes queen is always kind of a red flag to me. Like, yeah, women's rights, but also women's wrongs. Okay, we don't just anything for you, Beyonce. Any woman that gives us the time of day. That is kind of white knight male feminist vibes. Yeah.
You can't handle the conversation of abuse with some class and decency and some kind of nuance, then he's also asexual, stop acting superior, but I don't think he knew I was asexual. That's the thing. Like I just said, I'm not mad at him for not knowing that. Maybe he is asexual.
Yeah, but he didn't imply that you were sexually interested in somebody. The only thing that he said was like, it's kind of weird that you think that I can't have a conversation with somebody, with a woman, without it being sexual. That's what he said. Which is fair, because your assumption is that because he's a guy messaging a girl, that he's probably trying to fuck. That was your assumption. So, in turn, he's making the assumption that you're probably a turbo virgin, okay? With love, endearingly, of course.
But no, as somebody who is asexual, I know very well that you can be in a relationship with a woman and not be attracted to them in any way whatsoever. I can be in a friendship with anybody and not be attracted to them whatsoever in any way. It's very easy, actually. Specifically, as a human. Not even just as an asexual. Not even just as somebody who's asexual. As a human, it is easy. It is so easy to be friends with people and not be romantically attracted to them in any way. So easy. That's not what I was saying. And also, don't put words in my mouth. I'm not doing a thing here where I'm saying one thing and meaning another. No, exactly what I said is what I meant. What I said is, because I'm asexual, I know very well. I'm not saying he does it because he's not. That's not what I'm saying. Don't be weird. Then you shouldn't be allowed to do it. The reason that these topics do well is because they are interesting and intricate and require nuance. They require
nuance.
An ability to understand it and put yourself in the shoes of the people who suffer and the people who do it. And if you can't do that, you know, when somebody approaches you, you can't even just ignore them. You just make stupid jokes mocking the gaslighting and abuse of a random woman who you might have known or might have not known. Either way, it's fucking weird. I think he did know her. That's the worst part, okay? That's the dumbest part.
Again, I don't know what Katie was telling you, but me and Alice have never even exchanged a word with each other. Just like the idea that I'm flirting with Katie, this is yet another baseless and untrue accusation with the sole purpose of painting me out to look as bad as possible.
No, it was not, actually. Like I said in the video, I don't care if you did know or didn't know her. And either way, it's weird. Like I just said in that clip, I don't care if you knew her. I'm just saying that if you did, it's a little fucked up to make these jokes about somebody you didn't know. And he did know her, which is great. Sorry for getting that wrong. Actually, I didn't
Sorry for getting it wrong.
Say it was a fact. Whatever.
Ironic when you
Sorry for making shit up again.
I am unable to handle topics with class, nuance, and decency.
Deleting all the messages too. Oh, that's how you. Oh, you fucked up there, buddy. Oh, that was stupid. Saying that and doing that. We have images here of proof that he started deleting messages so that it was harder to read and whatever. Oh, that hurts my head. Okay, I don't understand. Okay, 1 second. Stop spamming, guys. Make it easy on my mods. They've never done this before in my chat. Right, stop spamming. All right, we're having a conversation here. We're having a conversation here. You know what's up. I'll make you a mod. Stop spamming.
This is the wild, wild west, guys.
Stop talking about random things, please. Okay?
Hey guys, stop. This is a serious topic.
Okay?
Come on, guys.
I don't know how to do it. I don't have the time. This is important. Okay?
This is really important. I have to clear my name. I mean, or take accountability.
And leave
this is really important.
Okay, thanks, Max. Thank you so much for being here. Here, Juno. You can be a mod.
Also, you know who's notably absent from this? Katie. Interesting. She's allowing her Yes Queen, what do the kids call him now? She's letting her Yes Queen fruit fly fall on the sword for her, but she's nowhere to be found to defend him. Isn't that interesting? I think that's kind of interesting.
Okay. I'll help the mod me. You're not a member. I would mod you if you've been a member for a while. That's how I know how to mod people or not. I feel like you should make a better video. No, I'm doing this so I don't have to make another video about DANKYJABO because I don't want to do that to him. I don't want to make another video making this more...
Bro, I don't want to have to nuke this man again. I don't want to have to drop the second bomb on fucking Hiroshima. I don't want to have to do it. You guys don't understand. I have to do this. It's the only option. The only thing that I can do is spin out on live stream. It's the only option. It's the only thing I can do.
For him. Simple as that. I don't want to do that. I think that's pretty... Like, that's a good thing, right? I don't want to make another video about him because he doesn't need
Towards
that
the end,
on his
easy.
conscience on his plate, you know? W mods though, for real. Hands up to the mods. Hands up to the mods. Thank you so much. And stop spamming. You know what? If somebody says something more than 3 times in a row, you can just ban them from the chat, okay? Stop spamming. You're making it very hard for
Stop,
people
guys.
who
It's
may know
not funny. This is a serious topic. Stop. Guys, stop.
I'm not gonna make another video because it's just... There's nothing to make another video about. I'm doing it right now. And how you can act this way. And then... literally type out, yeah, I'm gonna delete this now, mate.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna delete all these now.
I'm gonna stop doing that. I actually didn't want to do it, but now it's growing on me, okay? But you deleting the messages means you understand that people seeing this would ruin your reputation. People seeing this would understand that maybe you don't deserve to be talking about these situations. You have no right, some would say.
I deleted
Ron,
messages because
stop.
I leak messages all the time, and I did not want to be involved in any petty drama. It was not...
Hold on. Okay, that's a very strange thing to say. Okay, people leak things all the time. If there's nothing to leak, there's nothing to worry about. I don't personally think I've ever deleted messages with anybody I've had a conversation with, because if people screenshot it and show it, I don't care. If there's nothing to leak, there's
Bro, that's you. That's you, though. Like, what if there's topical conversations in there that he doesn't want public? What if he's talking about him being asexual with somebody, and he doesn't want that leaked because he doesn't want to have to make that public? For you, bro, you don't care if your entire existence is plastered all over the internet and you make an ass out of yourself because you just don't care. You have, like, no concept of, like, privacy or boundaries. It's very obvious. Like, for you, yeah, sure, that's fine. But for other people, not everybody wants their business fucking plastered everywhere. So if you're having a private conversation with somebody and they're acting kind of weird and you think they might nuke your shit or like start leaking stuff, well, there's nothing in there that's really worth getting upset about. That's not the point. The point is that there could be just private information that he doesn't want other people to know in those messages, so he's just getting rid of it. Who cares? What?
To worry about, then there's no reason to delete messages. To say here, well, people leak things all the time. If there's nothing to leak, there's nothing to leak. Just because they're messages doesn't make it a leak. That means people are showing private text messages. That's not a leak. If there's something to show, then it's a leak. Then it's weird.
It's only a leak if there's something to show. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? If there's something to show. So your most private, intimate conversations that you've had with your friends, if somebody just made them public, but because you're not ashamed or embarrassed of anything that's in those messages, it's totally fine for all that to be public. Even if it's something that's private, even if it's something that's intimate, even if it's just something that you want to keep to yourself. What the fuck?
Would I make an edited version of this live stream? I don't know how to do that, but maybe. Chat is slow.
You don't know how to edit a segment? What?
And don't delete messages, mods of people disagreeing with me. I do not want that. I want to hear from people who disagree with me, or even both of us. Okay? I want to make that very clear. Do not delete messages of people who disagree with me. It's a leak. It is a leak. In this case, it is a leak. What I'm saying is it's not a leak if there's nothing bad to show.
It is a leak, but it's not a leak.
People want privacy?
Schrodinger's leak, you guys. Schrodinger's leak. If it was a leak, it wasn't that bad. But it wasn't a leak. But even if it was a leak, it really wasn't that bad because there was nothing serious in the leaks. But it wasn't a leak, though. But if it was.
Sure, people may want privacy. But him saying, I'm going to delete these messages, is weird to me. Because if there's nothing to show that is weird, then there's no reason to delete the message.
It's not about it being weird.
Just my opinion.
You can just want some shit private and offline. That's okay.
Take it from an actual law student. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. Oh my god. What I'm saying is that there's nothing to leak if there's nothing weird said. If there's nothing important said. If there's nothing wrong said, there's nothing to leak of substance.
That's literally not true.
There is nothing happening that needs to be leaked. But because he said things that were strange and needed to be talked about, it is then a leak. And then he didn't want that to happen because there were strange things that were said.
Bro, I have an idea. We should stop the stream so you can Google the definition of the word leak. That'll fix everything.
It's still private though? It is still private. I'm not saying that, okay? I'm not saying that isn't a problem or something. I don't know. That's not between me and him though. So I'm not gonna talk on that. What I'm saying is that mods are doing awesome. Yes, mods are doing awesome. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for your dedication and hard work. I appreciate you dearly.
Thank you guys for your dedication and hard work.
I don't think that you shouldn't delete messages if there's nothing that if it was shown would make you feel weird or bad, or make others feel weird or bad, okay?
Wouldn't have warned Cataclysm that I was about to delete.
Weird is not a crime, your opinion. I'm not saying weird is a crime. I'm saying that it's strange what he said.
But obviously that didn't work because Katie was screenshotting the conversation in real time because the purpose of this all from the
beginning. Timing out people criticizing what he's saying is weird. Absolutely. Do not time out people criticizing me. Why mods hiding any criticism? Don't do that. Do not hide criticism. I don't like that. I don't know if they are. I just don't want them to.
Thing was to entrap me. They have run with a bunch of complete fiction to make it seem as though that I'm involved in something that I have no part in, to the point where they are fabricating that I was flirting with Cataclysm and may have known Alice when we never interacted.
Okay. Okay. Fabricating again implies intent. I was not fabricating things. I was saying what was true and what my opinion on the situation was, okay? Everything that might be fabricated was just my opinion and me drawing points together, okay?
Everything that I fabricated was just my opinion.
Assumption. It wasn't something that I wanted to be true. It was something that could be true, okay?
There was the intent. It was something that I wanted to be true. Listen to that again.
Things. I was saying what was true and what my opinion on the situation was, okay? Everything that might be fabricated was just my opinion and me drawing points together, okay? It was all assumption. It wasn't something that I wanted to be true. It was something that could be true. Okay?
Oh, sorry. I misheard. Either way, yeah, I was schizophrenic stringing everything together in my room after a bender to make all the puzzle pieces fit, no matter how hard I jammed them together and they wouldn't go. Yeah, you had a perspective, a worldview, and then you contorted every piece of evidence and ignored selectively other evidence in order to make your conspiracy theory fit within that view. Yeah, that's crazy.
As a bad person, if true. It's that simple. You saying that we're trying to paint a picture that you are flirting with Cataclysm and that you knew Alice. No, in those specific situations I said, allegedly, maybe, perhaps, you might have been. Because I don't know.
Snake.
Because I don't know. It's that simple.
Weasel.
Again,
snake.
I did not mean to make him uncomfortable or say anything inappropriate, though. I do genuinely feel bad about that. I do not want to make him uncomfortable by saying things about, like, whatever. You know, like him being flirty or whatever. No. Guys, he was co-competent to get leaked and harassed. I don't think anybody's harassing him. I think we are all making videos, and he's calling it harassment to make people feel bad for him. When, in reality, people should feel bad for him for things like what I did by accidentally making him uncomfortable. That's something to feel bad for, okay? People saying he said this in private and it's a little weird isn't harassment. It's people worrying about him, a creator, who is not just a normal guy, he's a creator. He is somebody who makes content that a lot of people see. That is the difference between him and a random guy. He's not a random guy. That's the thing. All power to him. He's not a random guy. He's a dude with a platform who talks about things. And that's a distinction a lot of people do not make, okay? They will not remember that, oh yeah, he's a creator. That means that people need to talk about things he might do that are weird. It's that simple.
Dude, I think it's weird that you make all of your videos with a fan. Do I need to make like a fucking hour-long hit piece on that? I think it's weird that you wear like a fucking BDSM corset in your videos. Do I need to make an hour-long hit piece about that? I think it's really weird that you like neon trees. Do I need to make a fucking hit piece video on that? It's like, he wants all of the clout for making moral judgments and implications on somebody else who he believes did something wrong, but he doesn't want any of the smoke that comes with making those statements or those allegations or those implications. He wants his cake and he wants to eat it too. He wants to be able to be the guy who's just asking questions and just bringing up stuff that's important, but when shit hits the fan, he doesn't want to take accountability for the one who basically Inception planted those implications into people's heads that are consuming his content. Like, this is like the Jordan Peterson just asking questions bullshit. It's like, you knew exactly what you were doing. You were trying to paint a very specific picture. You did that. And now that that picture has been painted, you're trying to pretend that wasn't even in your head. You didn't have that concept. And you very obviously did. Like, that was your intent.
It's definitely a little harsh. I am a very harsh person. I'm very harsh, okay? I will take that criticism.
Guys, I'm just kind of a bitch. I don't know what to say.
Situations like this, because he did make a response. Though it is a little condescending, which I do all the time.
It's a little condescending.
And it is a little, like you're contorting my words and saying things that I didn't say, which is weird, and I don't like that. But it's okay to do. He can do that if he wants to. I'm just pointing it out here. But there are a bunch of clips. Take a break so you don't hurt your head. I do this for a living. I'll be fine. From his actual
Not very well.
You literally made him feel the need to say personal information about his relationship and sexuality. He did not say anything about his sexuality, and I did not mean to do that, and I apologize for it. Literal videos past
You literally forced him to come out as asexual, though.
Fucking weird things in. Like this one from Madagascar 2, I think. Sorry, I never saw that one. I just watched 1 and 3 because those movies are infinitely better.
Speaking of whoring out, Gloria from Madagascar is an annoying whore, whose lines consist only of men and ogling men and having sex with men.
It's not Lewis's fault others are harassing. Nobody's harassing me. Everybody just has different opinions, and that's fine. Oh my God, you can't just suppress your hate for women for 1 second? You can't do that. Hold on.
Wait, with Cataclysm and may have known
1 and 3 because those movies are infinitely better.
Speaking of whoring out, Gloria from Madagascar is an annoying whore, whose lines consist only of men and
I disavow. That's so fucked up. He shouldn't have said that.
You can't just suppress your hate for women for 1 second? You can't do that. Hold on. So let me get this straight. Being a woman and then thinking about only men, let's say there is somebody who does that, makes you a whore? Huh? Who made that decision? Hey, who made that rule? Hey, who made that rule? Who made that like a normal thing that we all agree with? Oh, that's right, nobody did. That's just a weird fucking thing to say.
Not only did I not say that at all, but to claim that I hate women because of something I said jokingly about a cartoon hippo 3 years ago is ridiculous.
Or maybe this one about Lola Bunny. Just hold on. Just wait till the end of the clip. Just wait. Just give it a second.
Her design is interesting to look at and is animated very impressively in the original Space Jam, especially for the time. And whilst her character at its core is a simple love interest, at least she had a character. In the god-awful sequel, she looks like shit. And I'm not talking about her tits being smaller. I mean her design as a whole is horrendously ugly and boring to look at.
Her what? Ah! Oh God! Sorry.
Oh my God! He said boobs. Yucky.
You remember that? Why must you
feel
you have to make these remarks?
This comment was made in response to the weird online discourse that they had nerfed Lola Bunny in Space Jam 2. I was talking about how my criticism for the character went beyond stupid shit like her just being nerfed. Once again, though, for somebody who talks about nuance, it's incredibly ironic that your evidence for me being a virtue signaler who hates women is something I said about.
I don't think you hate women. Again, I'm not. I don't think he hates women.
Statement 1: you hate women. Statement 2: can you not hate women for 1 second? Does he really not understand how the implication of the latter is directly implying that he's misogynistic and hates women? Would somebody who does not hate women have to hide their hatred of women just for 1 second? Like, he cannot be fucking serious. It's so sad. I don't even know. This has to be a bit.
I just think he
I refuse to believe somebody is this dumb.
Especially with remarks he makes in videos.
A cartoon rabbit 3 years ago. And I'm not talking about her tits being smaller.
Her what? Ah!
I said the word tits in an old video. Can we be fucking adults here? Like, what are we actually doing?
No.
Adults! You want to be an adult. Okay, so stop putting words in my mouth. That's a very childish thing to do, okay? I'm not putting words in your mouth, I'm assuming. I remember that. I don't think that making a video saying that I said things that I didn't is strange. All I talk about—
A misogynist means that, like, maybe sometimes you have the potential to hate women, but I actually don't know that because I can't access your thoughts. So I'm just saying that, like, it might be like in my opinion, you're a misogynist, but it doesn't mean that you actually are a misogynist because, like, I just, you know, like, like all things are possible through Christ. That's what that means.
Out here is what you said in text messages. You literally said those things. Okay? Ugh. I just don't. I don't think he hates women. At least not anymore. I think he was.
I don't think that he hates women. Well, at least not anymore. Please, dude. Get this guy a comedy career.
A couple times, actually a lot of times, especially in that Gloria clip, which he didn't say much about. And apparently these videos, I learned after I posted my video that those videos are still out and still out, and they were 3 years old. And I apologize for, in my video, I rewatched it before filming here. I apologize for saying that they were deleted, which they're not. I misrepresented that information. They were not actually deleted.
I misrepresented that information. I lied about that information because I was too fucking lazy to go and look. Sorry that I misrepresented that information, you guys. That was a fucking lie. The videos were not deleted. Either you are fucking lazy and you didn't go and look, or you knew that they were still up and you didn't care and you said it anyway. Both are fucked up. Both are wrong. Sorry, guys.
They're still up, which is weird. Because
so
that
weird.
Gloria line, maybe the Lola Bunny one isn't that bad, but the Gloria one is strange to me.
now
It's
it's
actually
not that
fucked up. I don't like it. So, you said he hated women? I don't think so, but maybe I did. I think I said that he was, what was it? Supporting an abuser? That was an assumption that a lot of people had about it.
He just listened back to him saying that he probably used to hate women, but okay.
Alright guys, slow down.
Guys, stop.
How do I do slow chat? I do not know.
How long? Dude, you've been trying to do this for how long? I'm gonna die. I'm gonna skip forward just a little bit, okay?
Oh, he can't suppress his hatred for women for 1 second. There we go. I did say it. But I don't think he's a woman hater. So I'm clearing that up now. I don't think...
He's not a woman hater. He's just somebody who hates women so much that he can't suppress his hatred for them. He's not a woman hater. He just hates them so much that he can't suppress his hatred for them for 1 fucking second. Nice.
He hates women. I think he might not be able to suppress his underlying misogyny. Again, let's see exactly what I said.
Ogling men and having sex with men.
That's exactly what I said. God, you can't just suppress your hate for women for 1 second? Can't suppress your hate for women for 1 second. Yeah, I guess I don't think he hates women. I'm saying that right now. I don't think he hates women.
Wow, should have started with that, I guess. Hindsight's 2020.
Am I being stupid on purpose? No, I literally just forgot that I said this.
You literally just listened to the clip like 4 fucking times and you couldn't remember that?
Keep playing it. Yikes. No. I don't think he hates women. I think that he might have internalized misogyny. You guys know what that is. You guys know what internalized misogyny is. So, I'm not gonna...
Dude, please. This guy is fake. This is fake. Come on. Well, as a male, I think that all males are inherently misogynistic, so technically I'm not wrong in saying that he might be internalized misogynistic. Come on.
Explain it to you. Mansplain it. Because you guys know. I'm sweating. Oh, dry.
Yeah, I bet you are.
Do not think he hates women. Clarifying that now. Do not think he hates women. I feel like he was just making a sarcastic clip. He didn't say that, so you're assuming. How dare you, you know? You cannot suppress your hate for 1 second. Yeah, I don't think he could. I don't think he did. I don't know why he said that.
I don't think that he could, or that he did suppress his hate for women. So you agree, he hates women. Wow, so you agree. You think that he hates women. Is he okay? Is he, like, now I feel bad. Like, is he okay? Does he even know what's going on? Like, is he good right now, bro? Is he good right now, bro?
Such a weird thing to say. Such an absurd thing to say. I don't think...
Also, great point. How does a man have internalized misogyny? Are men women? Oh, this gender shit's getting out of control, you guys. What the fuck?
And this is why I'm going live, is so that if I mess up, it's right there. You guys will know I messed up. But,
well, it's not live anymore. We deleted
can we not
it.
be disrespectful? I agree. Yes, can we not be disrespectful? I really appreciate it.
Yeah, guys, stop
Especially
being
towards,
disrespectful.
if you want to be disrespectful towards me, I don't really care.
He's just a fucking misogynist, but don't be disrespectful.
Yeah, I'm going under, guys. Apologize to him. I did already, many times. The VOD's up, or the VOD will be up if you want to see it, so...
Yeah, I guess we'll see.
Let's continue watching, though.
Crazy, it was deleted.
Sorry, I'm not trying to go away from the point that I said something wrong. That's not good, bro. He said it was a joke. I don't care if it was a joke. I don't care if it was a joke. It's a weird fucking thing to say. You know what? He might hate women. I don't think he does, though. I personally don't think he does.
At least...
Yes, apologize.
At least not in the sense of internalized
I
misogyny.
I literally just said, I don't think he actually hates women. He has made stupid jokes just like you've made stupid jokes. Yeah, but I don't say that women are W words because they think about men. I don't think I've ever
I don't say that women are W words. Bro. Just say whore. What? Again, this guy would be like, ew, icky, if somebody said, like, boobs or, ew, cooties, don't talk about boba, ew, yucky, ugh. He'd probably, like, vomit if he, like, saw a bra at Victoria's Secret or something. Like, this dude has, like, PTSD from fucking the word whore and boobs. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Anything along those lines. It's a crazy thing to say.
Guys, you can never say whore in a funny way, ever.
Yeah, no, not like this. I do not like this.
Humor's not allowed.
Take
No
accountability
jokes.
for real. I have many times in this video already. Just say sorry, bro. Already have. But thank you.
Just say sorry, bro.
That's not
I did
though.
twice, actually.
How you guys know? You are so bad at this. Yeah, I've never live streamed something like this before, so it makes sense that I'd be bad at this. It was 3 years ago. Yeah, it was 3 years ago, which is important.
Self-awareness.
Important information. It was 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Right here. Know what he said?
mannerisms. He's so sassy. To all the girls watching this who like sassy men, if this doesn't get your beef curtains in a twist, then I don't know what will.
So I've been informed that that phrase is a derogatory one, rooted in racism and misogyny.
This was a point that was also made by Cataclysm in her stream about me.
When people insult women by saying their genitals look like roast beef, you're basically saying that the color of their genitals isn't the color that it is in porn. It hasn't been bleached, which is insulting to...
Again, I will tell everybody right now, if your pussy is white, like the color of snow, do not pass go, do not collect $100, go right to the fucking emergency room. Your pussy should not be white. Additionally, don't bleach your vagina. I just don't do that. That's not good. That's not normal. People don't do that, okay? This girl is supposedly like a rad femme, like fucking turf swerf, you know, spin the wheel, and she doesn't even know that you're not supposed to bleach your pussy.
So many women, because the only women that are likely to have that...
Can people stop saying it's okay to make a misogynistic joke? Just because it's a joke doesn't make it okay? I mean, sometimes it makes it okay. I just think, I wasn't pointing it out as like a... This
sometimes
makes him,
misogyny is fine.
Like, this proves
Tactical misogyny.
No, what I was pointing it out as is it's like, it's kind of a weird fucking thing to say, you know? It might mean that you might have some suppressed hatred for women. Might mean that, you know?
Color vagina are most likely going to be women of color. It just doesn't really make any sense. The only women that aren't going to have pigment on their are white women.
With all due respect, I was raised...
True. When they say white, they mean white guys. They, like... Again, I'm not trying to be condescending at all. Because I say this with peace and love, guys. Have you ever fucking seen a vagina before? Like, what are you talking about? What vagina have you seen that's white? Like, white. Like, I'm talking like you picked up a handful of snow. I would be like, Queen, we're going to the emergency room right now. Like, this is not normal. What are you talking about?
In Egypt and now live in Scotland. Having spent my whole life as a man of colour, I do not need Lewis McClung and Cataclysm to explain what racism is to me.
What you was not doing that. Apologize if that's how it came off of. I'm not trying to explain racism to a person of color. That is, I would never try to do that.
I would never do that, guys.
People, the public, was pointing out that
no freedom till we're equal. Damn right, I support it. I would absolutely never. I would have voted for Obama for a third term if I could have. I literally would never do that, you guys. I swear, you have to believe me. I would never. I could never dream of it.
This was a strange thing to say, seeing as where it comes from, what it means, what a lot of women would say online about this. They were saying that, ooh, that's not a good thing to say. It means that you might have this perception of women from adult media, and that is a, ugh.
Again, what kind of porn are you watching where they say beef curtains? I have, like, very serious fucking questions for anybody who is consuming pornography where they say beef curtains unironically. I'm not talking like a fucking Harold and Kumar skit. Like, I'm talking about, like, actual pornographic material where they say beef curtains unironically. What are you watching? Are you accidentally watching South Park? Like, what are you talking about right now?
It's a strange thing to say, but like I said at the beginning of this stream, I don't think he had intent when saying that of being misogynistic. I don't think he did. I think what he was saying was weird, and it could imply some sort of like built-in misogyny.
And built-in misogyny,
and I think
default
still,
setting,
that
of course.
Point might stand because he's bringing it.
Everybody knows that misogyny is stored in the balls, and default setting for all men is to hate women. Very true.
Bringing it up as if I was trying to lecture racism to him. It's not at all what I was trying to do, and I apologize if that's what it came off of. That's not at all what I would never try to do that to somebody. That'd be so fucking weird, dude. Oh my god. No, I was explaining that a term could be racist because that's what women online were telling me, specifically Cataclysm.
And I listen to all women. No questions asked. Anything for you, Beyonce.
And a lot of other people looked it up on Twitter. A lot of people said that. Would never try to lecture racism.
So many people.
That'd be so crazy.
On Twitter, you guys, they were saying that on Twitter.
Would never do that. Literally, how is it racist? The term? You can just look it up on what is it? There's a website you can look up words on that show you the history of them. There's multiple of them, so it doesn't matter. And this one specifically, I'm not gonna say it.
Did he Urban Dictionary beef curtains? I'm gonna.
Has a built-in history of being created to shame women for having different body parts than other women who looked better, in heavy quotations. And that's where it comes from. And then it started devolving into being a racist term in some cases. Not in a lot.
I can't. I'm just gonna keep
And in this case, I don't think he was being racist. I think he was just being unknowing of what he was saying. Was a strange thing to say. Apparently.
Yeah, this fucking British guy, this is like common parlance in Britain. This is like the same thing as saying, like, don't get your panties in a twist. It's like the same thing. This guy is too stupid to know. This guy who is not white, mind you, is too stupid to know that he was saying something like really fucking racist. But thank God that literal King Honky is here, like the whitest of the white, like the pussy lips that Katie is scared of that are like the color of literal marble is fucking this guy. Like, this is the man who's like, dude, you are being racist. You need to check yourself. This guy would literally eviscerate if he traveled anywhere with like a UV index over 3. White Pussy Lips is letting us know that this guy that is not white was unintentionally being racist. Thank you for your service.
In Britain, it's a very popular thing to say. Maybe in Scotland, it's also a very popular thing to say. So it might be just a normal thing to say.
Yeah, and we can't be culturally sensitive to British people, of course, because their British culture and heritage is like, you know, not good. So we cannot say that like it's like the same way like I'm gonna get clapped for this one. Like when people say like British people say cunt all the time. That's like normal. Like that's not like a bad word. But in America, that's like a bad word. That's like if you call a woman that's like fighting words. But in the UK, they call everybody that as like a joke. They're like, "What's up, you cunt?" or whatever the fuck they say. I don't know. And they do it in Australia too. But culturally, here, if you called a woman that word, you would get your shit rocked because that's like that's like the most disrespectful thing that you can say to a woman in America. One of the most disrespectful things. I will not take this opportunity to say all of my disrespectful memes, but you can use your imagination and really think about that. But it's like, yeah, dude, it's like a cultural difference. Like, I don't know what to say.
There, I don't know. But apparently it's just not good. It's a British term. Yeah, exactly, like I just said. It might be a British term, but that doesn't make it okay, in my opinion. And now that he knows, he should probably apologize for saying it, maybe? I don't know.
Both done here is take very obvious jokes out of context and you're deliberately spinning them in bad faith, even going so far as to allege that I'm a racist and that I hate women. Once again,
I did not say you were racist. I said it was a racist term. Did not put words in my mouth, buddy. I do not appreciate it.
Again, none of you...
What do you call somebody who says racist terms, like, in a really lackadaisical or blasé way? You usually call those people racist, right? That's usually... Again, we're doing so much intuition pumping, but we don't understand the implications of the words that we say.
You know anything about me, and I have no idea why you thought this would be remotely appropriate.
But it is just...
Well, it's because it's online, and we wanted to talk about something you said. That's why it's appropriate. You know, just because it's about adult parts. Oh no! It's about adult things that makes it inappropriate. No, never. Never in your life. Don't act like you don't talk about sexual harassment on your channel all the time. Literally all the time. Mods are deleting valid criticism. Don't do that. Do not do that. And
guys, don't do that.
You're gonna get silenced if you spam. But do not delete valid criticism.
Tell them.
Definitely stop spamming. You will get your you will be silenced then for spamming. But do not delete criticism. I appreciate criticism. I like it. I appreciate it a lot actually. For all
obviously we like it so much we delete
like
the bot.
Why is it white man and woman talking down to a black man? I'm not talking down to him. I'm actually talking to him on a very even playing field of he said some weird whack ass shit online. I don't think mention.
He said some whack ass shit. Does anybody else feel like that was a microaggression? I'm offended for DANKYJABO right there. That felt like a microaggression, okay? Like, are you the real racist in this conversation, sir?
I think his race is a very strange thing to do, actually. I don't actually think that is it's a very...
I think he's fine.
I didn't mention it one time in my video. Not once, because I didn't think it was important. Actually, I still don't think it's important at all.
I don't see color, you guys. So, his race is not important to me.
I talk about him deleting stuff on my mods are deleting stuff. I'm telling them not to. There's not much I can do about it. I'm telling them right now not to delete stuff. Oh my god. You guys racist. You can be. Very. Following guidelines.
When people insult women by saying their genitals look like roast beef...
Was I insulting women by saying that their genitals look like roast beef, or was I ultimately just making a quip that meant nothing? The two even go as far...
Those two things can be very true. Those two things can be true. You can make a quip and then be wrong. I've done it many times.
I have a pornography addiction.
I didn't say that.
You literally called him porn sick.
Porn addict. Because a lot of society... expectations on women now is insane. Like the way you're meant to look is really based off of pornography, and when you refer to women's genitals like that, it's usually an attempt to insult women.
But the only way you would hear this phrase is apparently through pornography or adult media or anything sexualizing women. Because I personally haven't actually heard that terminology.
We know you haven't.
Ever.
We know.
Okay, I have never heard those words used to describe female genitalia, and apparently that was the point. What, dude? You can't. You are indirectly and directly showing us the kind of person you are.
Again, like I said, it's used.
The performative outrage is so funny every time.
The appearance of women's genitals in comparison to corn.
Said what?
Like, tell me you've got a problem without telling me.
How on earth could you possibly know this? All I did was use the term beef curtains. I don't understand how it's been spun.
You didn't just use that term. And again, you still saying it is strange because people are telling you that it's not okay. So you still saying it in the video is so weird to me.
Oh my god, you're literally not silencing yourself because there's a few people that don't like that you say that word. Like, oh my god, this is nuts, bro.
You can do whatever you want, but people are going to criticize you for it. Sorry, that's how it works. I don't think that you understand that you didn't just say this. You also said that a woman cannot be sexy if she's a mom. That is what he said in a video directly after I posted my original video. So
call the cops, dude. What are you?
The corn addiction? Yeah, sure. Those could be reaching. I didn't. What I said because he cut it there. He cut it out of the video and put it in there. I don't care. He's allowed to do that. But what I was saying is that he's showing the kind of person he is through saying all of these different things, not showing that he is a corn addict.
He literally said that the only way that he would know this vernacular was if he was, like, consuming a lot of porn. That's literally what, again, implication. Stop Googling what harassment means. Google what implication means. That's what you should be looking up, because that's all you're doing is implying malice to every single fucking thing that he says. It's like dripping with implication and like fucking pedantry. Anytime that you're like checked on it, you're like, oh, well, I didn't mean it that way. Like, okay. That's not the point.
That is not what I'm doing. Shaming corn addiction? No, if you watch my newest video, I do not shame people with that.
I just think that people that do have porn addiction are violent
This is not something I ever
misogynists.
wanted to talk about on my channel, as I've already mentioned that I like to keep my private life private, but I am literally asexual. So the claims that I'm flirting
Hell yeah, represent.
with Cataclysm, that I have a pornography addiction.
How can you make that about me? How can you be like, this has to be about me somehow? This dude is like, I really don't like talking about my personal life on main, but I'm literally asexual. And he's like, base, let's go, yes! Twins! It's like, it's great.
You can have a pornography addiction and still be asexual. Those two things are not separate. You can. But I am not saying that he has one. I would never say that. That's a weird thing to say.
That I must engage in incel groups, or whatever Lewis meant by this comment.
Or a mindset, or being in these spheres online, or having possibly in the past been in these spheres. It adds to this idea that he might have, or still be, in the mindset of somebody who is misogynistic, whether it's on purpose or not.
Is all so insulting and untrue. All of these
I wasn't talking about spheres. I was talking about incel spheres. I was not talking. I don't know what he's trying to infer there, but no, I was talking about incel spheres. So I forced him out of the closet. I did not mean to. It was not my goal.
Hilarious. It's so funny that you did
videos
that.
are based on tearing me down, based on nothing but pure assumptions.
And is it pink reference while talking about Smart Schoolboy 9 is a choice when, for most women, it's only pink pre-puberty, most certainly a choice. Exactly.
Not only did I...
Is anybody going to tell this guy that this isn't true? I know this guy doesn't know this because, for obvious reasons, but like, is anybody going to let him know that that's not fucking true?
Never even say anything about anything being pink, but Katie is now just insinuating that I was somehow referencing anything to do with pedophilia or underage girls, which is incredibly...
Saying represent is kind of weird. I'm asexual. He's representing. Good for him. How is that weird?
Insulting,
You
obviously...
can have a girlfriend and be asexual. You can have an addiction and be asexual. Yes, all these things are true.
And seriously damaging. And what's worse is that...
He's just going to glaze over that one. He's not going to address that one.
...who hates women for 3 meaningless jokes.
It was not my goal, and yet you still kind of did. Maybe. I don't think so, but...
Maybe.
2 of which were 3 years ago. Lewis makes this joke.
That sounds like you're willingly let somebody manipulate you, but that might just be me. Oh, you gave me my career, but you're going to exploit me for something because of it? Yes, because you owe me. Every woman in Hollywood ever.
So me saying the word tits 3 years ago means that I hate women, but you're allowed to make a joke about all women in Hollywood allowing themselves to be...
Hold on. Now that's fucked up to say. No, I was not making a joke about women allowing it. I was saying that men in Hollywood exploit women. Simple joke. And they do. Oh my god, the exploitation of women in Hollywood is...
Dude, he's
like,
going to
what's her
performatively
name?
cry about the exploitation of women in Hollywood.
But, oh god, what's her name? I'm dyslexic, I'm bad with names. Hold on. Let me look her up.
All right, well, he does this. I'm going to find where we get in trouble. Yep, here we go. While our white knight was streaming away on that grind set, his queen, Katie, made a public statement about all this. The girl that he was willing to go to war for made a statement publicly, without letting him know, without saying anything about it. And it's quite unfortunate that we did not foresee that the snake in the grass that was willing to bite fucking everyone. We were very surprised to learn that she will also bite us, okay? So
It's her right to have the opinion, I think, but again, we'll wait to see her
Questions privately before I ask them publicly. So here, ladies and gentlemen, we have an example of me giving him a pretty good chance to even just explain himself. I'm not saying that I would have been his friend if he had. I would have still thought that you are an ignorant idiot, okay? But I wanted to give him the chance to explain, because who knows, there could have been something going on there.
This is not you giving me a chance to explain myself. This is just a threat. Why would I want to engage with you after finding out that you're screenshotting messages in real time and are now threatening me? It's very clear.
Threatening. Okay.
let's Google threatening.
This is complicated. It's very complicated.
Here that you do not have good
Please
intentions.
don't read Katie's post. Okay, alright, fine. Jesus. Nobody get mad at me for not finishing the video yet.
It's a good thing that you don't. It's a good thing you stopped when you did. Okay, so I'm going to read this because I am also dyslexic, but I'm a better reader. It says, thank you guys for messaging me regarding the DANKYJABO response video to Lewis. I have seen the entire video and I've taken into consideration some of the comments and outside perspectives. I just want to start off by saying that it's good to see DANKYJABO has cleared up that he is not in touch with Alex anymore, and I think that goes without saying. And I want to apologize to Danky for ever making him feel like he was forced into a video. I can't talk my way out of that, as now looking at the situation in hindsight, I can see exactly how you would have felt there was no other option, and meaning you had to talk about things that you weren't comfortable with talking about is also something I feel deeply guilty for. Truthfully, no one else ever needed to get involved in this, and I do acknowledge that the stream format I originally did was probably not the smartest idea for making talking points about someone who I was upset with. That was my first mistake. It was something that I should not have made public, especially as I did not mean for it to be a witch hunt. I thought I was doing the right thing in regard to what I deemed to be morally right, but something I'm learning is sometimes it's best to just keep things offline. I am happy to see that this has been cleared up, and this is my final say on the matter. I have deleted the stream out of respect for DANKYJABO, and now that he has cleared things up, not friends with Alex. I hope this is something that does not mean you guys feel you cannot trust me. Hilarious. I try at times just to say what I'm feeling, and sometimes what I'm feeling may not be the best idea to just throw online, especially without more context and solid information. As due to this all blowing up, it has essentially become he said, she said, which is definitely not something that should be brought online ever, and it is completely my fault. I take responsibility for my mistake. I apologize to anybody that anybody confused, annoyed at me, and take criticism on board as always. So, Katie did what snakes do, okay? When snakes are identified as lurking in the grass, the first thing that they do is they roll over and they fawn. They're like, no, I wasn't trying to bite anybody. It was just a mistake. You don't understand. I'm just a snake. That's literally what she's doing right now. And unfortunately for our king, Lewis, Lewis was unfamiliar with the concept that because this girl was the one that was two-faced, jumping around behind the scenes, trying to get information on this, trying to get information on that, literally archiving shit in order to flip and nuke this guy. He thought that she would ride with him till the end. He thought that she would double down just like he would. But no. But no. He has less brain cells than he has pigmentation. Okay? He did not foresee the disastrous consequences that people that are two-faced are not just two-faced to people that you don't like. They're two-faced to everybody. Like, very nice, very nice.
Thank you for messaging me regarding the DANKYJABO response video to Lewis. I have seen the entire video and I've taken it into consideration some of the comments and outside perspectives. I just want to start off by saying that this is good to see DANKYJABO has cleared up, right? Touch with Alex anymore. I think that it goes without saying. I want to apologize to Danky for making him feel as if he was forced into a video. I can't talk my way out of that. As now looking to the situation in hindsight, I see exactly how you would have felt the other option, right? Yeah. And the meaning you had to talk about the things.
I just wanted to let him read it too so I could flex my dyslexic rating skills.
Yeah, I do feel bad about that. And I did apologize for saying, hey man, you might blah, 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 right? So, yeah, truthfully, no one else has ever needed.
And now he's having the oh fuck moment where he's like, I made a huge fucking mistake coming online and yapping about this and doubling down because now I stand alone.
To get involved in this, and I do acknowledge that the stream format I originally did was probably not the smartest idea or talking points about someone who I was upset with, okay? That was my first mistake. It was something that I should not have made public, especially as I really did not mean for it to be a witch hunt. Yeah, okay? I thought I was doing the right thing in regards to what I deemed to be morally right, but something I'm learning is sometimes it's best to just keep something offline. Very real. I'm happy to see that it has been cleared up, and that is my final say on the matter. I have deleted the stream out of respect for DANKYJABO now that he has cleared things up. Not friends with Alex. That is important. I don't know. I didn't see any proof of it, but I guess we're taking his word for it. I mean, I'll try my best. I'm happy to see that it has been cleared up, and that is my final say on the matter. I deleted the stream out of respect for DANKYJABO now that it has cleared things up. Right, okay. I hope this is something... Sorry, again, dyslexic, it's hard for me to read. No apology from you. I'm still reading, dude. Chill out. I hope this is something that doesn't mean you guys feel you cannot trust me. I try at all times to just say what I'm feeling, and sometimes what I'm feeling may not be the best idea to just throw online, especially without more context and solid information. As due to this, all blowing up, it has essentially become he said, she said, which is definitely not something that should be online ever, right? And it's completely my fault, okay? I take responsibility for my mistakes, and I apologize to everybody confused, annoyed at me, and take criticism on board as always, as do I. I love criticism. DANKYJABO never did anything wrong. I think what he did wrong was not say anything. I still stand by that, because it made everybody have to jump to conclusions. Actually, it didn't make us. We did it. So,
yep, there you go. You're getting it. It's clicking.
What
do I do now? I fucked up, didn't I?
Hold on.
Hold on now, guys. The walls are closing in. The Kill Bill sirens are playing.
Did Lewis do no research? No, I did so much research. That's the
Obviously
thing.
not.
That's why I'm so confused. I did so much research.
If she's gonna flip on other people, she's also gonna flip on you. Yep, his whole fucking demeanor changes as soon as he realizes that he is alone. That he has been abandoned by his queen. To drown by himself. He's like, fuck, dude.
With multiple people as well, so... I think I'm the scapegoat.
Yeah, dude, you're a fucking idiot. Oh my god, dude. This is so funny.
Maybe. I'm not gonna jump to any conclusions, because that's what started this whole mess. But was I a scapegoat? Who knows?
No, dude, you're just a blind follower. You're a simp. You're a yes queener.
This is worrisome.
This is worrisome.
Give me 1 second.
Yep, I really gotta ponder this. I gotta decide if I want to keep committing optical suicide or not. Hang on. Really gotta think about it. And right now he's messaging her and he's like, what the fuck are you doing, Katie?
You inspired yourself. Research?
He's literally on Discord, like, frantically being like, Katie, what the fuck are you doing? Katie, oh my god, I'm live right now, doubling down. Katie!
You want to see what the research I did was?
Let's see it.
How can I show you this?
Yeah, let's see.
I did reach out to Katie, right?
Okay.
I saw her video and I reached out to her. I want that to be very clear.
And you got bamboozled. Another asexual falls into the trap of female devil magic. Another one bites the dust.
Hold on.
Hold on now, guys. He has to grasp for anything now. He's like, please, somebody send me something. Anybody, please.
On this? There might have to be. There might have to be. There might have to be. I thought it was all going to get cleared up right here, right now, but it definitely was not. It's okay to sleep, or it's okay to stop. I mean, I know it's okay to stop, but I don't want to leave you guys, bro, apologize. I don't know what I'm apologizing for him for.
He's cracking. He's crashing out. Look, get a little Icarus over here.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reach out to Denki. Okay? That's what I'm going to do. I think that's the
great
right
idea.
I'm going to reach out to him. He probably doesn't want to talk to me right now, so.
Probably not.
Forgive and forget for that. I'm not going to be mad at him for not wanting to talk to me, but I think I want to talk to him.
I think I fucked up so bad, I have to, like, grovel now. Because he has me fucked, dude. I'm pinned. It's over for me. I have to go and grovel.
I almost ruined his career. I literally said I didn't want to do that.
It doesn't matter if you wanted to or not. You almost did.
And I didn't lie. I thought this was all very real. I thought this was all very true and real.
Yeah, because you're delusional.
Still think some of it could be, but a lot of it has been proven wrong. So
oh my god.
Good job, Jabo. I'm very happy and proud of you for doing this, for coming out and saying things.
It happens in private, Mr. Mollusk. I don't know if anybody will release it. I don't know if anybody will. If this fucking idiot is dumb enough to still trust Katie, maybe Katie will bless us all and she'll leak it. I don't know. It was a private call, but I have high hopes.
Right? That was my entire goal. That's what I wanted, and he did that. So, yeah. I did not lie. I did not lie.
I did not lie. I did not lie. I did not lie.
I will not be taking the accusation that I lied lightly, because I did not.
You did. A lot.
Hold on, what's the super chat?
Let's read a super chat about
I believe you have done research. I believe you have done research and good intention situation was simply handled in a bad way, and try to say that earlier. Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
what a nice comment. Oh.
You're only pretended you're sorry because it backfired. I don't think it backfired. I think what I'm doing right now is just trying to address the situation.
It literally
because
did
he said
backfire.
something, which is great.
You're
It's really
fucked.
good. Hold on, what's this? There's some people claiming that you're slandering him. I joined the stream late and haven't been informed on what's going on, but can we summary what's going on and what's happening? Basically, I made a video about DANKYJABO, okay? Before I end, I'll do a summary. Made a video about him. We're live right now. Whoa, it's like Inception. Please take a nap. I should take a nap. Made a video
I should get the fuck out of here.
just so that he
I'm crashing
would make a
out.
video responding to her. Because what I find so strange is that he did not make a response until I said something. Why didn't he just say something before that?
Why are you entitled to it?
He didn't disprove... Guys, you're forgetting that he still put words in my mouth and made me look like I was a misogynist for things that I did not say in the way that he said. But
oh my god,
that's okay. I did that to him. According to him,
yeah, there
I did
you
that
go.
to him.
You got
so
it.
it's all
You
fair
got
and
it.
game, honestly.
You got
He's
it.
allowed to do that.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna end with no apology. I'm gonna talk with him. Is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, so we're not ending with an apology.
That's what I'm gonna do.
That's what
I'm
you
going to talk with Mr. Jabo. If he'll talk with me. If he'll see me. Stop victim blaming.
He's gotta read it again.
I have something very problematic if it is true that I'm not going to show you
Hang on.
guys that I'm going to talk to him. I do, like I said, I have something very problematic if it is true that I'm not going
Grab
to
at
show
those
you guys
straws,
that I'm
bro.
going to
Grab
talk
at
to him
them.
about, okay? If he doesn't respond, I don't know what to do. But I really need to talk to him about something very bad. That if it
Even though I just, like, made this whole fucking thing up in my own head, I'm willing to do it again. Because I did not learn my fucking lesson. Even though I sat here schizophrenically and dreamed up this entire scenario where he's like a misogynistic rapist or whatever the fuck, I'm going to do it again because I hypothetically might have career-ending information on him that I need to validate first. Oopsie, I actually already said something about it live. Take this man's live stream away.
true that he did not talk about here because I did not talk about it because I learned about it after this video, okay? And
so he would have included these false, even worse false allegations in the video if he had known about it before. Like, this guy is literally just fucking scum. This guy's such a dumb fuck.
it's bad, okay? Worse than all of this stuff.
It's
if it
really
is
bad,
true.
guys.
And I'm not going to show you guys because it could be career ruining.
Yeah, it's like
if it is
9/11,
true.
but worse.
And I don't
yeah.
want to do that.
I don't want to do that.
So,
even though I mentioned it, I'm not going to do that.
A large amount of misinformation, misunderstanding played a part. Okay. Yeah, it was a pretty big misunderstanding, probably. So, if it is true. No, it's not blackmail, because I don't know.
That's
if it's
literally blackmail, bro.
true, but I do really need to talk to him about it. So
I need to talk to him about it, or I'm gonna
thanks so much
nuke
for being
it.
here, all of you. Why mention it? Because I almost showed it to you guys, and then I realized what was wrong with that. So, not doing that. Not showing you guys. But I definitely need to talk to him about it. So, thank you so much for being here, every last one of you.
Thank you,
For real,
guys.
why mention it? I mentioned it first because I didn't realize that it would be really bad to show, so then I ended up not showing it.
Oh, and then he kind of loops on this point for the rest of the stream, like saying that I didn't like do I didn't do blackmail or whatever the fuck. So that is the crash out. That is the crash out. And isn't that just beautiful, you guys? Isn't that just fucking beautiful? There's nothing that I like cannot stand more is blind loyalty. And we talk about that endlessly, you guys. We spend all this time together talking about it. Blind loyalty is so fucking dumb. And it's like every single opportunity that he had to make the situation better, he made it worse. He made it worse. And it's like I don't even know what to say. Like crash and burn, crash and burn, crash and burn, crash and burn. Should we look at some of the comments on the video? The second one that he made, the one where he like actually says sorry or whatever the fuck, like the 5-minute one. Let's look at the comments on that, should we? I love this. No bullshit excuses. No 20 minutes of filler. Just straight to the point. Okay, gay. I see that you're immediately responding. You made a mistake and you are human. YouTube drum. Oh no, everybody's glazing him, bro. Everybody's glazing him, bro. The amount of forgiving comments is crazy. An apology is only the first part. Changes the turning point. The only true way to do that is blah, blah, blah. Holy shit. Ah. People are eating it up, dude. That fucking sucks. What about Katie? I will never understand how people think that a notes app apology is sufficient after you bullied and slandered someone. So you accuse someone of misogyny and supporters, abusers, blah, 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 even pedophilia, and you only apologize for accusing him of being friends with Alex. I was such a big fan of you, Cataclysm, but the accusations you and Lewis made or against Danky were baseless and you had no actual concrete proof of anything. You and Lewis pushed him into a corner, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so everybody hates her because she's a woman. I mean, predictable. But yeah. Fuck both of these people. Both of these people are snakes. Both of these people have no spine. Fuck them both. Fuck them both, you guys.